had on the to-do list 10 years ago.
Right. And I heard that you know what's coming up in 2 years and in 3 years and what you're doing now is what you were working on 3 or 4 years ago or what have you.
Yeah, more or less that has always been the case with Ghost, especially. And that is not a bad thing. It's not. I'm not complaining. I'm just to sort of to answer your question.
Yeah.
I very seldom sort of just sit my ass down and just like, oh wow, I'm done.
Right.
I'm there.
Right.
We made it.
Right.
You know, I'm trying to not to do that. But and then again, you try to stop a few seconds every day into like. Life is really fucking good.
The first time that I heard this song, Rats, for one, I just love guitars so much. And being in 2018, it seems that there is, a lack of guitars in a lot of places. So that when I first heard that song, I mean, it had just initially just grabbed me. And then the video on top of it is such a great companion, with the song. It just gets me excited to hear more of this record, which is going to be out 1 week from today, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah. And I'm going to screw up the title because I've listened to 34 interviews and everybody says it different.
Do it.
But I think through the Steve Jones interview in L.A., I think Prequel.
I try to say prequel, but you can say prequel if you want.
But I just want to say it right, man. I want to do it the way that you want to do it. But you say it's French, and it's French for prequel, right?
Yeah. It's just spelled in a French way, but what I mean is prequel.
Very good. All right, well, good. I just didn't listen. I didn't want to mess it up. You know what I mean? With you here, that would be very embarrassing. So
people have messed up all our album titles. I even tried to be very clear when I was Infestissimum. I get it. That's hard.
Right.
Meliora. People still say Meloria for some reason. Meliora.
No, but then honestly, like, do you get like kind of frustrated with that, or at this point you just kind of like expect it and like, whatever?
I was frustrated with Meliora because it was just like, come on.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
Right.
But it's fine. It's fine. People do. And, at least it gets people saying it more than once then.
You have been to St. Louis, a number of times, so this isn't a new, not a new visit for you, but do you ever get a chance to, like, go out and like, do anything that it's kind of unique to St. Louis? Hit any of our restaurants or record stores or anything like that?
Well, I mean, most of the time that we've been here, I know that we played, what's that amphitheater at Maryland Heights?
Yes, you played out at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. I believe you played at the Pageant, too, on Delmar.
Oh, we did. Pageant, we played like 4 times.
4 times, yeah.
So that's the place that I've been to. Ironically, we had our first day off here yesterday. So that was the first time I actually saw the
arch?
The arch, and I'd never really been downtown.
Have you ever, did you go up in it? Did you go like up to the top of the arch?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I've lived here 42 years. I did it one time. That's enough.
Well,
I mean, it's a beautiful view, but like legitimately, I was holding on to like the side rail just to get over from one side to the other. Some people like.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Hello, hello,
Howdy.
hi guys.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hi guys.
Hi. How are you?
Oh, I'm so good.
Oh, that's so
Thank
great.
you for asking. It's Friday. We made it. Although this weekend's supposed to be a washout.
Yeah. Tomorrow, especially.
Tomorrow, 100% chance of rain.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to change.
I know. Scott, you got an Easter egg hunt tomorrow.
It's really fun. I look forward to this.
All sorts of Easter egg experiences.
That is such a great event.
Yeah.
It's ruining all sorts of weekend activities that we all got planned, like learn your 9 Mile Garden gig.
Yep.
Yeah, it got canceled. We had to cancel it because there's a private party going on in the cantina, and they don't want Lane Narrows to play. Why wouldn't a mother-to-be want us to play her baby shower?
It's a baby shower?
I had some sort of shower.
I mean,
It's a baby.
Come from the womb.
what kind of lame ass baby shower wouldn't want a classic rock cover band?
Right? Mm-hmm. Couple of retired guys and a crazy bitch leading it. I know.
Right.
That's if I were having a baby, that's what I would want.
Well, yeah.
And they wouldn't have to pay for it?
Yeah, 9 Mile was paying for it.
Right. Oh my God, missed opportunities.
Can you
I know.
imagine?
Could you imagine? I know.
This one goes out to the new mom. There's something
This one goes
wrong
out to
in
you,
the
baby.
world today. I don't know what it is.
So your thing has been, we'll call it postponed.
Yeah, postpone. We're going to reschedule. It'll be fine.
We'll call it postponed. Easter egg hunt at the St. Louis Family Church, still going?
I guess
Rain
so.
or shine,
yeah,
huh?
it's still going. I bet it is. Probably rain or shine.
Rain or shine.
I might be a wet boy.
It just shows you who really wants to find the eggs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want those eggs, you get out there, kids. I don't care if it's thunder, lightning, fire, brimstone.
Right.
You get out there.
I'm just imagining kids like Vietnam veterans, like in, Laos, like coming out of the swamp.
Yeah.
They're just looking for eggs.
Holding their baskets
Yeah.
above their head,
Right.
so they don't get too wet.
We were supposed to have Rome, formerly of Sublime, in today, but I guess his show at Ballpark Village has been canceled.
Postponed or we don't know?
What do we?
I think
what do we see
postponed.
yesterday?
Yeah.
Postponed.
Post Malone.
Post Malone.
Post Malone.
Post Malone. What about Easter Sunday?
Well, it's still on.
Let's see.
Well, that's still on.
Yeah.
No, Easter's still happening. But what about the weather?
Yeah, the weather. Let's take
The
a look at it.
weather.
What's the word to the
What's
weather?
the weather?
Let's see.
Sunday, AM rain, 62%.
Okay.
Goodness.
And then, even next weekend, we're going to possibly have scattered thunderstorms. I hate this.
Doesn't the weather know it's supposed to happen on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Right.
Monday,
Wow.
Tuesday, Wednesday are supposed to be very nice. 69, 78, 77.
Okay, well,
That's the way
Partly
to spend the
cloudy.
weekend.
So we got, Easter Sunday, and we're back to work on Monday. Or are we? Well, yes, we are for now. I guess I think this is something we could all get behind, potentially scoring another day off of work.
Okay.
So Congress kicking around a new proposal that could make Easter Monday, the next official federal holiday. And it actually comes from one of our own senators here in Missouri, Missouri's Senator Eric Schmidt, and he's teamed up with a rep from West Virginia. So they just dropped a bill that would make the Monday after Easter a legit federal holiday.
This would be nice.
I like this.
Apparently, a ton of other countries already do this, like Canada, Australia, most of Europe. They will have a federal holiday the Monday after Easter. So these two senators, including our own, are like, hey, why not? Why not us?
Yeah, I think it's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Why not us?
I think it's a good idea. And what's the last federal holiday that we had?
There's like a weird.
Because we don't take them here.
No.
There's like a
so-
weird gap in the federal holiday calendar between April and May.
Well, yeah. So, but wait, what do we have? President's Day? Is that what
We
it
have
is?
President's Day.
And then 4th of July?
No. Labor Day. No. Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. Yeah,
Memorial
yeah.
Day.
When is that? That's May.
Yeah,
That's
man.
end of May.
Yeah.
Okay. So between February and May. Or wait, when was the last one? See, we don't
Martin Luther King Day. MLK Day.
That's
I think, was-
February.
That's
February.
Yeah.
March,
We don't
March
take
is
off here.
President's
so
Day.
Forgive me for not remembering these things.
yeah.
Right. March President's. Somebody look this up.
February's-
For God's sakes, you all got
President's
computers
Day.
in front of you.
President's Day is in February, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It's like February 16th because it's Lincoln's birthday.
Anyway, Senator Schmidt, he
Yeah,
points
February
out that
16th.
81% of Americans celebrated Easter last year, and he's saying this isn't some wild idea. It's just the U.S. kind of catching up to the rest of the Western world. Plus, he threw out some stats. He said Easter weekend already brings in about $15 billion for the economy, and making it a 3-day weekend could add even more.
Okay, so February 20th, we have Martin Luther King Jr. That was this year. So just going on 2025 schedule. Monday, February 17th, Washington's birthday, which I guess is President's Day. Monday, May 26th, Memorial Day. So between February and May, zip.
Okay, see, we need another one. Let's throw
Yeah.
another one in there.
June 19th, Juneteenth, National Independence Day. Friday, July 4th is Independence Day. Back to the Monday ones is Labor Day, September. So August has nothing. March.
Yeah, but that's fine.
March and April have
August
nothing.
is fine. Yeah, we have
August takes care of
Riz's
itself.
birthday, which is
We
will be
always
a-
But we should do the
Which
Italian
is a
thing
holiday.
for August, where it's like, what is it, 2 or 3 weeks off?
everybody's off.
Yeah, they shut down everything. There's no production over there. They get vacations.
I'm okay with the one in the summer.
February 17th through May 26th, there is no federal holiday.
So let's throw one. Let's throw another one in there.
Let's do it.
Let's do this. Easter Monday.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So, yeah, Easter Monday would fit in perfectly, giving us a nice little break right when we need it. You know, pro-worker, pro-family, pro-couch napping. I'm into it. So the bill just hit the Senate Judiciary Committee, so we'll see if this thing actually goes anywhere. But for now, keep your fingers crossed. And maybe don't make any big Monday plans after Easter next year just in case, okay?
Okay.
I think this is all a nonpartisan thing we could all get behind.
Yeah.
I'm all right with this. Calm down, Scott. Thank you. Remember we're talking about Antiques Roadshow?
Yeah.
Coming to town?
Yeah, they're coming to town May, right?
They are coming May, but okay, so it's May 13th.
Okay.
But do you know where they're going to be?
No, we didn't know the location.
Now we know the location.
Go. The Dome.
No.
Family Arena.
No.
Enterprise Center.
No, you would
St.
never.
Charles Main Street.
You would never in a gazillion years guess this place.
Is it like a hotel lobby or something?
No.
Man, wouldn't it make a great show? Because this is all filmed, right? It's on PBS or
Yeah.
something.
Ooh, the Arch.
Wouldn't that make a great show if they were on the cobblestones at downtown St. Charles or
Yeah.
Dude,
downtown
they
St. Louis?
picked a great place.
They picked a great place.
They picked a great place.
City Museum.
Oh, that's
That'd be cool.
brilliant.
So Antiques Roadshow, which I would go down there just to go watch. I'm a fan.
A fan of you would go watch.
I love.
Like, look at that grandfather clock. Look at that spoon collection.
You love antiques?
I love antiques.
Yeah, man.
You know me.
Look
I
at
always-
that table.
I'm always professing my love for old stuff.
You know who's got the best vintage antique store in St. Louis, and I'm here to die on this hill, is Green Shag on Manchester. It's kind of in that industrial spot of Manchester where like the train tracks are and the metal factories, and it's kind of in between like
Cleckley
Kings
Station?
Highway and Big Bend, like that portion of Manchester.
Okay.
It's just the best. I go there. I always find something I love. Cool stuff.
Furniture, clothes,
Furniture,
everything,
clothes,
all of it.
vinyl.
What's the big Cherokee Street? That's big for antiques, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gone down to Cherokee Street, and honestly, maybe I went to the wrong places, but I didn't find as much as I wanted to,
Oh,
or
really?
I'd heard about.
There's an antique mall on 364 that's it's sometimes it's real fun. We kind of wander in there. I've found a bunch of first issue vinyls in there for 50 cents.
I don't know. With the Antiques Roadshow, I don't know. It gets me when people find out they're sitting on a gold mine,
Love that.
like unexpectedly. Like, oh my God, this thing I had in my attic for 30 years is worth how much?
It's great.
So Antiques Roadshow, it's going to be the 30th season of it. So it's a special 30th season episode of Antiques Roadshow. It's going to film here in St. Louis, May 13th. I guess the St. Louis stop will be featured in 3 upcoming episodes airing on PBS in 2026.
Hey, what's the process? Is this like Jeopardy where you got to, go through a test and all that and producers and blah, blah, blah? So if you're on the show, if you've been invited on the show, you know that this thing's going to be worth something? Or have you ever watched a show and they go, oh, I got this spoon collection that
Yeah, they'll
Granny
say it's
passed down?
garbage.
They do?
Yeah.
There are some garbage ones?
They'll say, like, this is not worth anything.
Oh, well, now
Well, it's very
I'm
sentimental.
more fascinated.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
Now, yeah, because it's a real gamble.
Yeah, I mean, somebody will come on the show and say, oh, this has been passed down for 20 generations.
This is an ancient leprechaun flute.
My grandfather's father, came from Italy with this thing shoved up his, tushy to avoid detection. I don't know. And they're like, this is not worth anything.
Oh, no.
Dang.
Is that heartbreaking? Do they do like a whole, violins in the back and watch you cry?
No. Usually, it's pretty much like all business.
It's just dry PBS
yeah.
style?
If I remember Antiques Roadshow, there's no like backstories.
Okay. It's hi. Who are you? I'm Elizabeth. with the
Basically,
Spring
I'm an
Collection.
expert on whatever you have here. So if you want to have your treasures appraised, tickets are free, but you have to enter a chance to win a pair. So if you win this drawing, you could go.
Do we have any connections to the St. Louis Art Museum? Because we could borrow one, take it over there, and be so shocked when we find out it's
Sir,
a real...
this is a Mona Lisa. Sir,
This is a Mona
Sir,
Lisa.
this is a Mona Lisa. How much is that worth? Where'd you get this?
Oh, man.
All right, so where's it going to be? May 13th.
Holiday Inn downtown.
No, it's not. It's a St. Louis landmark.
He said City Museum.
No,
Bevo
I'm
Mill.
thinking
no.
the mall or the
No.
museum at the
No.
Arch. No. Okay.
Missouri History
No.
Museum.
Bush Stadium.
No.
Landmark.
Grant's Farm.
Yeah, dude.
Well, that's a good spot.
Right?
At the
that's
house?
cool.
I don't know where.
Oh, man, I still want to see that house. I've never been in that house. I flew over it and I saw some cars. And I'm like, man, people live there. And that's the craziest, coolest
It's going to be
thing
at Grant's
ever.
Farm.
Nice.
That is awesome.
I was like, wow, that's pretty good.
I love me some Grant's
That's a good
Farm.
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. You
I'm gonna-
see people with their antiques on a little train.
I'm going to drive that tram someday.
Yeah, you are.
Well, I mean, you've been given the opportunity.
Oh, yeah? I forgot about that.
Yeah, they said any time.
It's his
Maybe
dream.
May 13th.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I have a date in mind now.
May 13th. Yeah, you need to enter to win a chance to go. And I'm sure, Google it. I'm not going to do the work for you.
No,
Okay.
we don't do that here.
We're not do that. I'm telling you what to do. Each household can enter once for 2 tickets. So it's going to be a high demand thing. And if you're listening, I would love to be an observer. I would. I
That
would
would be
go.
neat.
May 13th. What day of the week is that?
That's 4 days before Point Fest, so that's probably like a
That's
Tuesday.
a Tuesday.
How do we feel now? No.
Ooh, if it's
That makes it tougher.
ooh.
Ooh,
wanna take
got something
Wednesday
going
off?
on.
No, it's Point Fest week.
I do. I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't say buy and sell a lot because I don't have the funds for that kind of thing. But I'm always looking at different instruments. You know, a lot of guitars. Obviously, I'm really into guitars. And man, yesterday I came across one on a resale thing that I guess belongs to like this famous jazz player. $1 million, $999,000 for a guitar. And I just thought, man, how do you get your money back out of that?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, how long does that need to be passed around, and then for this guy to be passed away? For
But then
this
also,
guitar?
does it decrease over time as people forget who these legends are?
That's what I'm saying. Like this is a jazz guitar player. The guy that like wrote "Breezin'." Do you know what that is? I don't know. What that is
No.
either.
Breezin', just a breezin'.
Let's not start making up songs now, Scott. Today's not the day for it.
It's Good
Friday.
It's Good Friday.
Yeah, so it is
Bobby
good.
Only good
Womack.
songs.
Bobby, well, that's a famous guy.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Bobby Womack.
Oh, Bobby
All
Womack, of
So
course.
he's this dude, Hungarian jazz guitar player. Oh wait, no. First recorded by influential Hungarian jazz guitar player. Anyways, he wrote this song, and this guitar is the one that he used on it, and they're selling it for $1 million.
Oh, wow.
They're selling all his stuff.
Bobby Womack's famous. Like he's that's a name I recognize. I
George
couldn't tell you what Breezin' sounded like. I
George
know the
Benson.
name.
That's it. George Benson and Breezin'. And he's selling his guitar.
Well, 314 on the Coleman's Campers text line says, it's all prearranged. I taped an episode of Pawn Stars, same concept. I had to submit all the research on the item ahead of time so they get to choose who they select to be on the show, and then the negotiation was all staged. Lame, ruined reality TV for me.
Oh.
Well, maybe that's not the way, maybe that's the way Pawn Stars was.
Well, yeah, that is the way Pawn Stars was. And everybody knew that going in.
Listen, I can't tell you about Antiques Roadshow. What I can tell you is, and I think let's not get specific here.
Sure.
But Learn and I taped a part of a reality show last year, which is
did.
going to air soon.
Yeah. In June.
When can you talk about that?
We can talk about it because people are seeing us in the promo.
Oh,
We can't-
really?
We can't talk about where, but we can talk about the show.
Can we say what we're on?
People have been hitting me up when they see the promo and going, "Is this you?" And I said yes.
Okay, so Learn and I taped an episode of Bar Rescue.
We are on Bar Rescue.
We taped an episode last year. We can't say where we were.
Right. We
Okay?
can't go too far into
We
it.
can't go too far into it until it airs in June.
Yeah. But we are hoping to maybe have a watch party if we can.
Yes, because that show airs on a Sunday night, so maybe it's a Monday off situation for us. Not sure, Moon. but,
Okay, just let me know, and I'll
we'll
write
let
it
you
down.
know.
Thank you.
We'll let you know about that one.
Thank you.
But
It's Bar Rescue Monday.
yeah, so Lauren and I did an episode of Bar Rescue, and what great experience! Right, we had a great time.
So much fun. Yeah.
We were the recon team that went in before they redid the bar. Like when the bar was crap, like they sent Lauren and I in
Yeah.
to talk about how crappy it was. And as far as the reality of it was pretty realistic. Like they didn't give us a script. They didn't
No, they didn't tell us anything that was going on. They're just like, go in,
go in. We're gonna have cameras on you.
order something.
Order something, and describe what you're experiencing.
Were the cameras hidden?
Yeah.
I don't think we go into that.
Yeah. It was interesting how they did it. It was cool to see how
Wow.
it was made, for sure.
Once the show airs, we could talk about it more. But we did this last year. Mm-hmm. It was like a random Wednesday we took off because we were out late the night before.
Yeah. Oh, it was so much fun.
But as far as the reality part of it, in fact, the host, we got to talk to the guy, and he's like, "Hey, this is an actual This is a reality show that is actually reality. So your part of it is real. When you are on the camera, it is what you are feeling. We're not telling you what to say, what to do, how to react. This is real."
Yeah. Get ready for true emotion on both of our faces throughout the entire show.
Horror.
Horror. The horror.
The horror.
When we won't go into it, but
The horror.
I at one point was, because when ish hits the fan, in life, I start laughing. I get really, I've been in radio meetings with previous program directors where they are losing their crap on the staff, screaming at us. And I have to dig a pin into my thigh so I don't start cackling in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And it was one of those situations because of how intense it got.
It got wild.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So just
It
know,
got wild.
as you're watching me when this episode comes out, just know that I have something stabbed into my leg trying to, I'm making myself feel pain because I'm if I lose it right now, this is going to be awful. Because I have this weird
wanna see your
reflex where I
face.
start
There
laughing
was one part of
hysterically.
it. So we went in, and nobody knew if we were a married couple or
Yeah.
anything. We were it was a man and a woman who come into this bar in
Yeah.
the middle of nowhere, and some guy
So-
and starts hitting on you.
Did somebody say come here often? And one of you went, yeah. The other one went, no.
Yeah. No. People probably thought is that Riz and where is Tim and Amelia?
I
why
thought
are they
we were far
here?
enough out of the area.
I don't know. I think maybe somebody.
But some
knew
guy
who
just
we
starts
were.
hitting on her, and I'm like, how do you know we're not together?
That is awesome.
You were probably giving off
yeah.
some sort
How
of
do I
vibe.
know?
Believe
this
me,
not mine.
you,
How do you
her,
know?
we know
Well,
you're
we
not
all
together.
You have no idea.
We
know you're
tell,
just a friend.
it's
They could be siblings. I don't know.
This guy's clearly friend zoned. What?
Yeah. She is so not into him.
I'm sorry, Riz, but don't ask that question anymore.
No, I was genuinely curious as to how this guy. Okay, it's fine. Watch the show. It's
Yeah,
coming
can't
out
wait.
in June.
I can't wait.
All right, you guys want to go over some Friday leftover stuff? This is all
Yeah.
stuff that I didn't get to this week. Some good stuff here, actually. This guy wants to know, and this is a good around the room question. Paranoid, or is this a red flag? So this guy wants to know if it's jealousy or is this a red flag, and needs help figure out what to do about his girlfriend's quote unquote harmless guy friend.
Harmless guy friend.
Uh-oh.
Taking her to bars to do reality shows?
Yeah.
So this guy says, I'm just hoping to hear from the women out there because I'm really confused and I don't have a ton of dating experience to pull from. So before Moon and Scott, you answer, I want Lauren's opinion on this first. So this guy says, I'm 30 years old and I've only had one other relationship that I'll actually call serious. So this is all still kind of new to me. I've been dating this amazing woman for a few months now, and I really like her. She's smart, she's funny, and makes me feel like I could be 100% myself. But there's this guy in her life, her quote-unquote best friend. And from the start, something has just felt off. She says they've been close for years, and it's always been totally platonic. But they're very touchy, constantly texting, and he calls her babe and my person in front of me. She laughs it off and says, that's just how we are. But honestly, it makes me uncomfortable. I haven't said anything because I don't want to come off as jealous or insecure, but deep down I'm wondering, should I be worried? Is this a red flag? Is this a red flag that I'm ignoring because I don't have enough dating experience to compare to? Would other women be okay with this kind of friendship if the roles were reversed? I'd love to hear your thoughts and maybe get some honest opinions from the ladies out there. So you
Are the lady.
You heard the situation.
Yeah.
Is this guy paranoid? Is this a red flag? It's making him uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's valid. This is something Tim and I have to deal with because I have a lot of guy friends. I have a lot of men that I'm close to and have been like my buddy Scott and I we've been friends since college and talk on the phone like once a month for like an hour. I called him the other day. It was his birthday. Tim's on the phone with me. Like, I think that if you are invited into those friendships and you can see them for what they are, that can build more trust. But of course, like his feelings of red flag is like, that's a valid feeling. Like there's jealousy going on there. There's obviously some flirting happening. Like that can be
Remember, he
uncomfortable.
says they're touchy.
Right.
They text constantly. He calls her babe.
Yeah.
Calls her my person.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all valid. That can make somebody feel very uncomfortable. And honestly, can make the girl feel uncomfortable too. It's like, can we just have the friendship without the pet names? Can we just have the
Yeah, you
friendship
can-
without,
Yeah, you can. You
Yeah.
can scale that stuff back.
for sure.
Yeah.
And so I think it's kind of like,
Remember, she laughs it off, just saying that's just how we are.
yeah,
Well, she's
they
just
need to have a
covering her-
conversation and then change behavior if she deeply cares about her boyfriend. Like you need to find your own boundaries and your coupleage with that. And she needs to honor that. If she is into this guy as much as he's into her, you know?
Yeah, I think this is a red flag. I'll be honest with you.
Pink flag at least.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
pink,
pink
one.
flag.
But it's also, I've seen that a lot. You know, I used to have to date a decent amount, and you'd meet gals, and then some of them, like, you could tell that the guy was just so in love with her, and she didn't want to lose that feeling of having that, you know, guy there in her life, so she, like,
Desirability.
kept letting it happen, but she didn't want to let it happen, but she just kept, you know, she didn't want to
Yeah,
lose
she
him.
kept this
'cause-
guy on a string.
Yeah, so-
yeah, maybe the girlfriend's a psycho.
No,
whoa.
Maybe the girlfriend's a psycho, and like she loves the fact that you got two guys kind of fighting over her.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't
know.
I think that makes
Yeah.
somebody kind of normal, in the beginning.
Yeah, I think and then if she really digs you, she's going to have to say, like, hey, buckaroo.
And what's this guy's deal? Not the boyfriend, but what's this other guy's deal?
Right. Like,
Like,
why
get a
isn't
girl.
he responsive? Right. Well,
No,
or-
but
he's
maybe
trying to- he is
chasing
trying to
this
get her.
gal. Dude, I knew somebody. This guy was in his 50s, and he was in love with one person, and they were like best buds, and everyone around was like, "He's in love with you. How do you not see this?" And she would laugh it off, and you're like, "You're not stupid. She knows this.
Yeah.
She knows this, and she's playing this. This
Well,
is
that's
part
what
of
I'm
her
saying.
life."
Like she's a psycho.
Okay, well, in this case, I
or
agree
bad
with
at
you.
boundaries. I mean, that can happen too.
What's this dude's deal?
You got to put boundaries up with people. If you don't, you are going to, and if you don't talk about it in your relationship, it's going
gonna
to,
fester.
it's going to fester. So you have to you have to have some communication. You got to have boundaries.
Now he
Hopefully
says this relationship is a
changes.
couple months old, and he really digs this girl.
Yeah.
Couple
Yeah,
months.
this is also the kind of guy too that they've probably not dated, but they've had those moments where it's like they've cuddled, they've maybe necked a little bit, you know.
What?
And so every time she breaks up with someone, that's what happens. Like he's the go-to guy to come over,
yeah.
watch a movie with her, hang out, and I bet that's happened a lot.
Yes.
Always
And
a
so
friend,
he's-
never a boyfriend.
Yeah,
She's
he's
never
keeping it.
alone.
He's like, she really likes me. Why is she dating this guy?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
He needs to bring it up, and she needs to change her behavior.
Well,
and that is how that needs to
I
go.
think
But I think
If she wants to, and that maybe she likes that guy, maybe she's super into him. This relationship's only 2 months old. You can't really tell.
here's
Too
what I think
much.
needs to happen, and this is a serious answer
Okay.
okay.
and a serious solution to this problem. I think the two guys need to fight.
You're right.
At least arm
I
wrestling.
think
House?
they need to fight, like for reals.
Do you have a
They need to
table?
take-
Gladiator
They need
style?
to take this outside, and may the best man win.
Yeah, table with
Fine.
different kind of weapons and batons and stuff.
You know what? Fine. If that's what
I
you
think
guys want to do,
maybe we duel
do it.
for the heart of the fair maiden.
In the left
Medieval
corner,
times.
Brian,
Sounds awesome.
fighting at a weight of 168 for the love and affection of Amanda.
Yeah, this guy's name is Aaron, by the way.
Oh.
Aaron.
Oh,
Aaron,
Hey, good
buddy.
luck, Aaron.
Aaron,
Man, have a real conversation. If she cares and this is supposed to go somewhere, then
Hey, Aaron, where are you? Where is Aaron right now?
Aaron.
she'll
But just
scale
remember,
it
you keep dating because you'll find a gal that doesn't have that kind of friendship.
Yeah, I think you need to have a serious conversation
yeah.
about this. Or talk to the dude and make it really uncomfortable.
Oh, here-
Hey, dude, what's your problem?
Somebody
Yeah.
on the Coleman's campers text line says, I had a girl in high school that I was super close to while I was dating somebody else. It was never an issue until I slept with her. Mistakes were made.
There we go.
Okay, here's what you do. Aaron,
Aaron.
here's what you do. You don't tell the girlfriend you're doing this, but you tell the other guy, hey, I want you to back off, buddy. Back off, or else there's going to be problems.
Back off, war child.
Back
Seriously.
off. And I don't want you telling her that I talked to you because she's going to get mad at me because
What?
Oh my
You
gosh.
guys are quote
I
unquote
don't know,
best
this is-
friends.
This is
Turning into
this
some
is
gangster.
a dream for the friend because now the friend has dirt on you, can turn you in, make you look a fool.
Yeah.
It was your fault to begin with. She's already closer to him. Like, what are you
Okay.
doing?
And you know her friend is like a trust fund kid. He's a former Marine. He's
Let
like
me finish.
incredibly
Okay.
Let me finish.
You're asking for it.
And if you tell her, I'm going to kill you.
What?
Whoa.
There's no way that works.
Okay, yes, death threats.
Great. Please dump this
Smart.
man immediately.
Smart.
Riz, how do you not have a relationship show?
And if you go to her,
What?
I will tell the police you have child pornography.
Oh
in
my
your house.
God.
Because you do. I've planted it there.
Yeah.
And you don't know where.
And you don't know where it
Boom.
is.
Now you're thinking
Now
like me.
something
Now you're
happened.
now we're on the same.
He's like,
page.
Amanda, you really got to
This is
break
good.
up with Jake.
Now we're on the same page.
Man, true love's amazing.
You do what you have to do. You do what you have to do. That's the lesson here.
Yeah.
Sounds
Again,
like young
conversation,
people.
boundaries, changing of behavior. You'll be fine. Let's go.
This is young people
Okay,
stuff.
if you want to
right?
do it that way, fine. He's 30.
Oh, he is? Oh, I missed
He's
that.
30 years old.
Well,
Still
I mean,
young
he's still
people
young,
stuff.
dude.
Man, sack up, buddy. Sack up, pal.
I think he's.
You know what? He needs to
He's being pretty
get a
mature
gal
here.
to be his best friend to come on the next date where they're flirting the whole
Here's
time.
what you do.
being pretty
Aaron.
mature by asking.
Here's what you do, Aaron. You start taking Krav Maga lessons.
Okay.
Oh yes, and you throw them into
Okay.
oblivion.
You register your hands as weapons. Again.
You take Krav Maga lessons, and then you register your hands as weapons.
Yes.
With St. Louis County.
Yeah. You've
Here, sign this
expired
paper.
tags,
Um,
Aaron.
By the way, you can get them registered from the Rizzuto show for
Yes.
a cool price. Just email us.
$20 a hand.
Not bad.
What a deal.
It's $20 a finger.
If you want to register your hands with the Riz Show, it's $20 a hand, and we will send you a certificate.
It will be black and white certificate like we give our guests.
Yeah,
You
it's
will
great.
send you a card you can put in your carry in your wallet.
Yeah.
yeah. Now it does expire, so you'll have to re-up
And if you get
that.
pulled over, you got to go, officer, I have 2 registered weapons in this car.
They're right here.
They're on the dashboard.
They're on the steering wheel, so you could see them. My license is in my wallet. I'm going to take my
I'm gonna take
left
this weapon.
registered weapon and put it in my pocket, and then pull out my wallet. And I'm going to show you my card. Scott, are you familiar with the Kum Go in Springfield?
There's a whole bunch of them down there.
Well, I thought they went out of business.
I think they're in the process of rebranding.
Yeah, rebranding.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm a big fan. They got good coffee.
That's right, because somebody bought it. Right?
Maverick.
Maverick. They're going to be now Mavericks.
Oh yeah, which by the way is kind of a cool logo.
Big to do down there at the Kum Go in Springfield. I guess this guy crashed his truck into the Kum Go's front windows, claiming his Crocs got caught on the pedal.
Yeah, that's my boy.
I take it back. That logo's not cool. Used to be cool.
So cops say security footage recorded 60-year-old Dale Hammett slamming his 2012 Dodge Ram into the Kum Go on a Thursday evening.
That's hilarious.
Well, he didn't get the go part right.
The crash resulted in damages of $3,720 to the Springfield Kum Go, which is about a half mile from Dale's house.
Oh, Dale.
Super scary. Any sort of crash at a gas station. I'm sure you've seen those videos, right? Just a car out of control and just veers off and just happens to hit a pump, and all of a sudden, bam!
Oh, yeah.
Neighborhood
Yeah, those
explosion.
are neat.
Yeah, in the immediate aftermath of the crash, Dale. So after he crashed into the Kum Go, saying his Croc got stuck in the accelerator, he left the scene of the accident.
Smart.
Returned twice to the store, driving the same truck. Actually went into the business where he spoke with an employee and claimed to never have been there.
Hey, first time here.
Gosh.
Hey, it's my first time here.
Even though the
just
employee's like, dude, we saw you.
Yeah.
We saw you. Cops get to the scene. Dale denied being the driver, denied being the one involved. However, security video linked Dale to the crash. When later questioned at his house, he reportedly confessed and stated he was driving in his Crocs. They got caught in the pedal, causing him to accelerate into the building. And he added they freaked out and left.
You can't get in trouble for that.
Nah. Those Crocs are
Yeah.
dangerous, Scott.
They are.
That one is that location. I know that one very well. I grew up not far, like a couple blocks from that.
So I figured that'd hit close to home.
Yeah,
Literally.
that's really sad. That's a nice new location, ish. Newish.
There are a bunch of trends making a comeback right now, and some of them honestly should have stayed buried. And we're talking fashion, we're talking pop culture, even some of the uglier sides of society. Here's what they're saying that's coming back. And you tell me whether you hate it or love it, or tell me that you're actually seeing this stuff again. Low-rise jeans
Yep.
on the comeback. Skirts over jeans and pants on the comeback.
Interesting.
Have you seen any of this stuff out in the wild yet?
No.
The low rise, yeah.
The low rise?
The skirts over the pants thing. I mean, I get, you try everything, but I mean,
Skirts over pants.
that's really strange, right?
Do you remember that was a thing back in the late 90s,
No.
early 2000s?
Yeah,
Look up skirts over pants.
for a hot 3 weeks, I think.
Wide leg pants. Suddenly everybody's back in those high school baggy pants.
Like this. This looks like she has a closet full of very, very nice clothes, but she's trying to look like, Braveheart, or you know what I mean, like somebody going into
Or it's
battle
like
in
Middle
Europe.
Eastern fashion.
But also with the jeans, like the baggy jeans and that one dress in the middle, that's the kind of photo where in a few years she'll be like, don't show anyone that picture. That's embarrassing. I look horrendous.
Yeah, it's a dress over jeans.
Yeah, it's not a good look. Don't go for it.
The wide leg baggy pants are back, and we've really seen it in the last couple of years. Remember, skinny jeans were really the fashion.
They're going to come back too.
I got a couple of ribcage bells from Levi's. Those are the wider. So I love bell bottoms, but these are wide leg all the way up to your thigh, but they are high waisted and they cinch you at your waist. They're very cute. They're called ribcage bells.
Rib cage bells. Here's Hillary Duff or somebody.
It's
One of
Ashley
those.
Tisdale.
Oh, yes.
Ashley Tisdale,
Sorry.
yes, I always got them confused.
Yeah, wearing jeans and
With
a
a skirt.
and a
That was the fashion.
leopard print
Right.
skirt over it, and it just this is whoops. I lived in 2001, and I
Right,
wish
yeah,
no
that was
one had
a
camera.
thing. Jelly shoes are back.
Oh, yeah, I've been seeing
That is
those
cool.
online.
What's that?
So uncomfortable is
The
what they are.
80s, right?
The sparkly jelly shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that?
Little
Oh,
kids
these
wear 'em.
the little slippers.
Yeah.
The dude wore jellies in The Big Lebowski.
He did?
Yeah.
I thought he had Birkenstocks.
That's hilarious.
No, the dude wore jellies.
Huh.
You remember my sister had those when we were kids.
I look like Big Lebowski every time I go to the grocery store on the weekends. So
Yeah, jelly
Need to get
shoes
some.
are making a comeback.
Oh yeah, he had the clear ones.
Yeah, he had the clear jellies.
That's so
Oh my
rad.
gosh, that's so funny,
Yeah.
man.
Stirrup pants. You know, the ones with little straps under your feet?
Look at that.
stirrup pants? Oh no.
Those are making a comeback. Yes, Moon's got a picture of the dude with his jellies.
Just
at that.
chilling, man.
Gosh,
Look
they
at
do
those
look cool.
Plaid shorts.
Plaid shorts, a sweater, and
I
jellies.
have one of these sweater kind of robe things, and it does make you look like such a slob, and it makes you feel so good.
Right.
I love it.
Tall socks with short shorts for the guys. Crew socks pulled up high with short shorts. Apparently, this is a thing again. Hairy legs and all. Von Dutch.
No
those hats and
way.
trucker caps?
Von
Yep.
Dutch.
Those are. Is it Von Dutch or Dutch?
Dutch.
It's Von Douche.
It's Von Douche, but it's Von
Hey.
Dutch.
Is it Von Dutch? I try to fancy everything up. You know me.
You know, I know.
Don't try to church it up, dirt.
Von Dutch.
Von Dutch.
Hats, trucker caps. They're back. Let that sink in.
Oh boy.
Whale tails, the visible thong straps above the pants. This came back, and Gen X and millennials are just,
Yep. My grandma's into it
yeah,
again.
I know.
I wonder if it's because Ozempic has made everybody so thin that now, like I've always been like curvier. And so the low rise jeans and the whale tail and whatever, like I never felt comfortable enough having all that. But like, let's say you've dropped some LBs and you can see your pelvic bone.
Throw that whale tail
Throw
out
that whale
there.
tail out.
Guys and gals.
Heck yeah.
Guys and gals. Mullets. Mullets are everywhere.
I know, dude.
thought they were on their
Everybody
way
looks like
out.
Morgan Wallen.
Mullets are everywhere.
We had one in here yesterday. I wish he'd still had it.
Who?
Ed, his
Ed
mullet
Belfort?
back in the day was beautiful.
Well, that's like hockey hair. Like,
Yeah.
Hockey mullets have always been a thing.
Yeah, Jamie Rivers had one.
Yep.
his old photo of him, like when I guess he's like right out of school, right out of high school. If you've ever seen that photo of Jamie, where he just looks so 80s.
Those are like that. They call that the flow coming out of the back of the helmet.
Yeah.
The hockey flow. But
Yeah.
mullets are very popular now.
It's
I
athlete exhaust.
don't know if I love them or hate them right now, because they are cute. I've been thinking about getting a shag. Like, I don't know. I think they're cute, but I also hate them. It's weird.
Was Rafe talking about getting a mullet?
Yeah, like last week, I think he went to a hairstylist, and he was like, we were looking at photos on Pinterest. Because I'm like, what are you going to do here? Because he was hating on his hair, and then he shaped it. He got kind of like some layers in the front, but he didn't want to go full mullet.
Right. Yeah, I got
And
my
he
hair cut
didn't.
yesterday too, and I'm like, no mullet.
What did you do to your
I
hair?
just shaped it up a little bit.
Okay.
That's the undercut mullet thing. We're too old for that. Mm-hmm. Polaroid cameras.
Cool.
Yeah.
Your sister was walking around with a Polaroid.
Yeah, I love
At your
Polaroid
party.
cameras. I think that's a really cool thing. I really want one of the old school real ones.
Yeah.
Because I have just the stupid little Fujifilm
We have one at
ones.
home, an old school one. It's in the basement in a box, and we have actually film for
Oh my
it.
God, use it.
I wonder if it's still good.
Probably is.
Yeah.
Not the camera itself, but the film
The
for
film.
it. Like you put it in it's a cartridge, and you put in the camera.
If you took care of it and it's been in a dry, dark space.
It's been in
I'm
a
sure
dry,
it's fine.
dark space.
Yep. My niece has a cool one where it prints out the photos. They're tiny, but it also has a memory card, so it stores the pictures so
Oh,
you can
that's
have.
cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know
it's
that
a great
existed.
combo.
I love that.
Should adults be allowed to get in on the Easter egg hunts?
Yeah.
Well, if they do an adult one.
Do you remember? I think it was K-Hits Radio 96.3 back in the day used to do like the adult Easter egg hunts.
Yeah, until 7 broken noses.
And apparently they were out of control, but they would give away like high-end prizes. And adults would get a little too into it. But a poll found that more than half of us, 57% of adults, would love to compete in an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, have those fallen out of popularity?
I'm down.
But if we did get in on one, we wouldn't mess around. 42% say they'd be willing to use tricks or schemes to gain an advantage. 62% of adults would like to get their own Easter basket. 80% of parents admit to stealing candy from their kids each year. But what would we want in our Easter basket? It's not candy, it's gift cards. So what are the most common Easter basket items? Chocolate bunnies,
Cadbury eggs.
Cadbury
eggs, jelly beans, Peeps.
Oh, yeah, jelly beans. Hershey's Kisses.
We consume about 90 million chocolate bunnies for Easter each year. 16 billion jelly beans and 1.5 billion Peeps.
How do we feel about the hollow bunny? I think it's a waste.
Well, okay. So let me ask you, talking about bunnies. Now, how do you eat your chocolate bunny? Do you start with the ears? You go feet first? What do you
Ear
do?
first.
Ear first.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not some sort of
77% of us start with the ears, 16% go feet first, and 6% start with the butt.
Mainly, I want to see what that bunny's going to look like without ears, If it's still cute without the ears, it's a good bunny.
Now, do you like the solid chocolate bunny, or do you like the hollow bunny?
I like the solid chocolate. Let me get my money's worth.
I don't want the mess.
How disappointing. Hollow bunny? You've been lied to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was always the biggest disappointment. And it took exactly a year to forget, oh, God, this thing's hollow.
Right. And there's nothing in it. If there was like a fortune or something.
Yeah, some
that's
kind
cool.
of treasure.
Yeah, bite it.
Fortune bunny? Let's get it going.
And I swear to goodness, man, when you bite it, there's like stale air in it. And it like changes the taste.
Yeah, it's like fart from the factory.
Well, they probably put like a balloon or something. They probably pour it around a shape of whatever they have, then it deflates and they pull it out. And
yeah.
so it's got that weird taste from whatever that thing is.
I swear there's something weird. It's kind of gross.
Let's boycott the
air
hollow
inside.
bunnies.
The first bite is always like, "Ugh, what was that? There's a poof of something.
Yeah,
in
give me
it,
solid. Give me solid chocolate bunny.
Like, why don't we put like cotton candy in the hollow bunny? That'd be cool.
Cotton candy.
Or whatever.
Or nougat?
Sprinkles.
Oh, nougat. If you put Three Musketeers insides in there, oh,
We're going to spend $24 billion on Easter in 2025. So it's a big holiday.
Yeah.
So Google looked at the top Easter candies we've been searching for in the lead up to Easter Sunday, and it's Peeps in most states. But that doesn't mean they're our favorite. 35 states have Googled Peeps more than any other Easter candy this month. Gummy candies are next with 5 states. No other type of candy got more than 2. We are a Peeps state.
Ugh. That reminds me, I need to get some Peeps for my mother-in-law. She loves
we got
them.
Peeps in the house.
Loves
I
yellow
know Moon's
Peeps.
mom likes them stale.
Mama Moon likes stale Peeps.
My cousin
Grossest,
Aaron's
weirdest thing ever.
My cousin Aaron's the same way. He gets the thing, he opens it up, sets it in the cabinet for a few months, and then eats it.
Yeah, she has like a special cabinet for just nastiness.
Now, Peeps are not America's favorite Easter candy.
Reese's.
What do you think? Okay, so this is a survey done. Guess what America's #1 Easter candy? Peeps is not even in the top 5.
I'm going to go Reese's Egg.
Yeah, the Reese's peanut butter eggs, #1.
That's the one.
Because that's
Number
just
one.
a reimagined peanut butter cup. Everybody
Yeah.
can get behind that.
Yeah.
So Reese's peanut butter eggs, #1, followed by your chocolate Easter bunnies, followed by
Cadbury.
Cadbury eggs, followed by jelly beans,
Jelly beans.
followed by the robin eggs.
Yeah, they melt
yeah,
down
love
the.
those.
I forgot about that.
Oh, the
love
robin.
Those
eggs.
are just Easter-themed Whoppers.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, they're fun.
But it's not as good as the Cadbury hard-shelled milk chocolates that you can suck off the hard shell and then the milk chocolate melts
What?
in your mouth and it's freaking delicious, dude. And I've given up all sweets except for cake this year, and getting through Easter has been quite the feat, okay? Because that stuff's everywhere.
Oh, you're not gonna
Partake? It's not cake.
say, hey, it's a holiday.
Nope.
I disagree with you, by the way, about the milk dud thing. Because what makes candy so beautiful is especially chocolates, is the very, very slight variations. Slight variations go a long way. And those robin's eggs,
They're Whoppers.
okay, but the outside is different. Like there's something about just a very, very slight texture difference.
I think it's just the colors.
I'm
It's made with real bird droppings.
gonna fight you on
I
that.
think it's just the color. I think they're just Easter-themed Whoppers.
But a Whopper has that sheen, right? It's like it's like a smooth chocolate on the
I
outside.
think the robin eggs do too.
No. They're like they're almost like this very, very fine grit sandpaper.
I don't know if you're thinking of the same thing. Because
It looks like a robin egg, right?
Yeah, they're
right,
speckled.
that's the hard
Yeah.
candy shell.
Yeah, but it's not
with
shellacked.
Yeah, it is.
whatever. What's inside the Whopper? The malt ball.
Yeah,
It's a malt ball.
the malty thing, I get it. I get what you're saying, but there's something about
I don't
the
like
shell.
those.
Robin's eggs
I don't like those.
candy. Yeah, because I think that they have like a matte sheen on the outside rather than that Whopper glaze. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe I'll have to see a comparison. I'll have to do a side by side.
Yeah, we need some Easter egg,
Yeah.
some Easter candy testing.
You guys don't like Cadbury cream eggs, huh? I love them.
I love them.
Love them.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Love them.
I mean, look, they're made by Whoppers. It's literally Whoppers, Robin's eggs. So maybe I'm eating the knockoff ones and they're slightly different, but I do think that they're ever so slightly different on the outside.
They maybe. I don't
Maybe
know.
not. Maybe not.
Some people say pizza is a pretty safe bet anytime because you know what they say about pizza. Even if it's bad, it's still
okay.
pretty good.
Yeah, it's still pizza. Did you see what Emos did yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we saw a commercial for that. What is that?
Crustamos, what is it?
Yeah, something like that. Something
What are those
fancy.
called?
Something.
It looks like almost like a
So
sandwich.
They just took a pizza and they folded it in half and then cut it in half. And
Pizza
then they
taco.
They made a pizza taco and they were dipping it in buffalo sauce. And this was the day that my doctor tells me to cut out carbs. Are you crazy?
Right.
So let's see here.
Or was that just a joke? Are they doing that as
Oh,
like
no. They're dead
no,
serious,
it looks like a
dude.
series. They had it on Channel 2.
And you know if it's on Channel 2 that it's
It's real.
serious. That's right. Yeah, Crunchamos.
Crunchamos.
Crunchamos?
Crunchamos, you can build your own, or you can just take one of theirs. It's essentially the cracker crust of Emos folded into a folded pizza that is a Crunchamo.
So it's a calzone kind of.
Kinda.
Kind of.
But not sealed.
Yeah,
Right.
It's
A
not,
calzone is sealed.
and isn't that like a pastry dough or a particular type of dough? This is that garlic crust.
Well, no, I mean, a calzone is just basically the pizza dough made into
okay.
like a.
Man,
I mean,
Pockets.
look at this.
It looks great.
yeah, and look at the logo. Like the way they set this up, this could be in
Crunchamos.
stores
Looks great.
everywhere.
Looks great. I'd be want to try one. But back to the pizza thing. So pizza, pretty safe anytime because even when it's bad, it's still good. So what would be the exact opposite of that? Something could be incredible, or inedible. Like something could be so great, but on the opposite end, it could be so bad. So there's a list online of foods that have the wildest swings between being delicious and disgusting. And what do you think, Scott? What do you think is on this list?
Seafood.
Salmon was the one they have listed here.
It could be absolutely incredible, and then I've had some.
It could be my favorite, or it could nauseate me through the smell alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, others, yeah. And they say others will say fish, seafood, sushi could be added to the list. I had watermelon on my list.
Oh, that is disappointing.
Watermelon. Some watermelon you cut open, and it's amazing, juicy,
Refreshing.
And then and a bad one is a really bad one.
Yeah, smells like dog somehow. It's weird.
It's got zero flavor. Coleslaw.
Yeah. People are divided on coleslaw. I'm a coleslaw queen.
If the right person makes it, man, it could be so good. But the other 99% of the time, it's a slimy, disgusting mess.
Well, I want to know why if you go to a family reunion, it's the greatest coleslaw on the planet. But then you go to a nice restaurant or anything, and it's just like
because that is made with love at the family reunion. Aunts are coleslaw queens.
No, I usually find the ones at the family reunions are terrible.
What?
As opposed to the ones you get at a good barbecue place. Okay.
I agree with Scott.
As long as there's a lot of vinegar. I guess.
Peaches.
Peaches
are delicious and wonderful, or a woody, mealy disappointment.
Yeah, you are right. There's nothing that can turn a day more than looking at a peach and going, God, that's going to be great.
Dude,
and you pick it up and you go, oh, no, is this too hard? And you give it that little squeeze and you go, I'm going to try it anyway.
Yeah, and it's gross.
And then you bite your way through bark.
Yeah, You're Castor Troy. I could eat a peach for hours, right? Am I right?
You're right.
Huh?
And the skin's too tight on it. It sucks.
Yeah, all of it. And you knew it going in. You squeezed it.
But you still tried it, and the hopes that a miracle will happen.
Oh, same for a pear. Pear. Oh, juicy pear. When you see that thing that looks like you should throw it away, that's when it's good. If it looks like a cartoon, just leave it be. Don't touch it.
Dunkin' coffee. Dunkin' coffee.
Really?
Delicious, great cup, or literal garbage.
You know how I feel about Dunkin'. It's the diarrhea coffee of America. It's delicious. It's great. I love the donuts. I love Dunkin'. But it will send you to the restroom within an hour of
I've never
consumption.
had that experience. And I grew up with Dunkin', love Dunkin'.
Maybe you're immune to it then.
But their coffee sometimes is excellent. And then other times you go, what is this?
Really?
What happened here? Tomatoes. Crisp, refreshing, or bland, mushy, stringy.
I can't do just a raw dog tomato with salt and pepper on it. I just can't. It has to accompany something.
Yeah, that's new to me. I'm trying it, and I'm starting to enjoy it, but it took a while.
Again, these are foods that have, the wildest swings between, being good and bad. Mac and cheese.
How? What? No.
Yes.
How?
I agree on this.
Mac and cheese could be great.
I'm with you.
It's cheese noodle.
But again, it's a wild swing between great and you could get mac and cheese and be so looking forward to it and go, this sucks.
Oh my God.
I'd say there's
way.
maybe 10% are great.
Even whenever it's stale and hard, it's still good. Just fry it up.
Yeah, I think it's one of the greatest risks.
What? How are you not on board with this?
Dude, because mac and cheese can be so good. And when it's like
when it's good, it's great.
When it's rubbered, pardon me, when it's rubbered out or something, like it's just throw that stuff into space. It doesn't even deserve a trash can. It's bad.
I'll
When
eat
it's
it forever.
great, it's like a hug.
Yeah, and what
Yeah,
makes
it
it
is.
worse is when you go to a barbecue place that everyone raves about, and you're like, "Oh, okay, I'll try." And then they have the mac and cheese, and you're like, "I'll get that. That's gonna be good here." And you eat it, and you're like,
Garbage.
This is garbage."
Apples. Some are delicious. And then there's red delicious. And you're like, there's legit delicious, and then there's red delicious.
But those are
Sorry, elementary kids.
But no. See, those are done. That had its day. And there's no kid that has had the modern day apples, from Fuji to Honey Crisp to all these different ones that are out now. They're not gonna. It doesn't survive. It doesn't survive.
It's still there.
Dave,
though.
I don't think stores even stock them anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Really?
there's no way these kids will not accept the modern
the red
human
delicious
beings.
was the standard when I was growing up.
Right, and we've
And it was
come
what
so
I knew.
far.
It was what I knew, and I liked them at the time because, again, it was what I knew.
It's the Model T of the Apple world.
Yeah, now we got what? Cosmic Crisps.
Yeah, the Cosmic Crisp. I mean, the candy, cotton candy grapes. Have you had those before?
Yeah, those are excellent.
Okay, well, you get a bad batch of grapes. I'll add that to this list.
Yeah,
because bad grapes are you're so angry because grapes are God's candy. You know what I mean? Like that was the candy that was given to us. And when you're ready for candy and you're like, this is candy that's good for me, and then it sucks, you kind of go through a couple mushy ones and you go, no, shame on you, whatever grocery store sold these to me.
Chicken breast. Chicken breast could be delicious if it's cooked right.
Yep.
If you overcook it, it goes from great to disgusting to dry.
And if it's undercooked. It's all, like where it looks like it's perfect on the outside and you cut it open and you're like, ugh. Yeah.
Nachos.
At least there's somebody to blame.
There are bad nachos.
Not in my life.
Really?
I had nacho bar last night for dinner.
Nachos.
Which is why my cholesterol is high.
Absolutely amazing when they're great. Or a flavorless, soggy disaster.
Okay, that's your fault then. That's not the nachos' fault. You literally can customize nachos, and you can actually pick which nacho you are putting into your mouth.
But the nacho matters. Like the actual nacho.
Yeah.
The ingredients matter. If you're out at a place.
Oh.
Whenever you get one, it's in a little.
It's so simple.
The paper tray, and then it has the thing of cheese in that little plastic thing, and then they put the chips inside a plastic bag. You know it's going to be disgusting.
If the chips are in a separate plastic bag.
You're like, this is the worst kind.
No, I'm just saying,
away.
when it's good, it's great. When it's bad, though, it's like, ooh.
Nah. I disagree with this one and the mac and cheese one. I just feel like nachos are so customizable. If you don't want something on it, don't get it on it.
Have you no standards?
I do have standards. But, dude, I've never had a bad nacho experience. That's why I love them so much.
The ones you get at Enterprise Center, I'm going to tell you. You need to eat those within 10 seconds.
Even like movie theater nachos, where it's the cheap-ass tortilla or little chips and then the stupid
those are fine.
Non-real cheese.
Those are fine.
Delicious. And that's not even, you're not even eating real food when you eat that.
All right, here's another one. French onion soup. Okay, French onion soup, you go to a nice like steak restaurant or a good restaurant. Like it's great.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's onion flavored water. You go, this is garbage.
Yeah, that can be garbage.
Okay, I can see that.
Brussels sprouts. Roasted Brussels sprouts are amazing. Right? Roasted Brussels sprouts, but boiled or steamed, disgusting still.
Really?
Yes.
I like them.
I love it.
You can mess them up, and it makes your house smell like farts for
You do
12
smell like
hours.
farts.
Which is great. Keeps people out.
No, Mallory did that a couple weeks ago, and the band came over for rehearsal, and usually our house smells like amazing food during rehearsal, and they're like, no one mentioned anything. I go, somebody fart down here, guys? Like, what happened? Just trying to mess with them.
Yeah, it's like a fart stuck in the air.
The whole house just smells like a fart for 2 days.
So Brussels sprouts, again, amazing if they're roasted. Terrible if they're boiled or steamed. Scrambled eggs. There's a 5 seconds between prime scrambled egg and a dry disaster.
Mm-hmm. Or too watery.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
French fries. Again, when French fries are great, they're great.
Right.
But if you put them in a closed box, that's why you never get French fries to go. If you're DoorDashing French fries,
Hey,
what are you doing?
If it's a disaster, you can air fry it. You can air fry those and get
Yes,
some life
can.
back.
You can get some life back into them.
Another one that needs to be on there is avocado.
Yeah.
Because you can see one that's perfect, and you're like, ooh, yee.
When it's good, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And then whenever it's bad, it's
like
It's
rubber
it's
and
bad.
blah, blah, blah.
Hey, we talked about, remember Red Robin was doing that $20 bottomless burger pass?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, it went on sale yesterday, and it was a disaster.
Oh, no.
The website crashed.
Red Robin.
So Red Robin tried to serve up this $20 bottomless burger pass that promised unlimited burgers with bottomless sides for an entire month. Sounds great. Well, thousands of hungry people logged on to Red Robin's website at 10 a.m. St. Louis time, ready to snap up this deal. But instead of juicy burgers, guys, they were served up website error messages.
Oh.
Social media exploded as people vented their frustration. One person said it was literally easier to get tickets to go see Taylor Swift than get this stupid Red Robin burger pass. Another said they spent an hour refreshing the site. An hour? What? What are you doing?
Hey, man, when you're after
I
something, you're
spent
after
1 hour.
It's $25,
What
man.
are you doing, man? I got to get this pass.
Refresh. What hour? An hour.
That's ridiculous. I love it.
Another person, found a glitch showing a $682 subtotal, which of course was not right. Red Robin said the demand was way more than they expected, causing their website to crash and leaving fans.
That's kind of sad. They're like, oh man, we thought you guys didn't really care about us. We're just going to do this kind of under the radar. And then boom.
Boom. All the fatties out there with their fat fingers.
You know what? I do like Red Robin.
The company apologized, said they're working with their teams to prep for the rush, but due to overwhelming excitement, you guys still short-circuited the system. So if you missed out, Red Robin royalty members can still get a shot at free burgers for a year by ordering a burger and drink in May. Every purchase gets you an entry. This is not the first time a restaurant deal caused what they're calling a digital stampede. Applebee's date night pass had a similar meltdown last year. Selling out in seconds, leaving people with the need to go and crap on the place. So next time you see one of these big burger deals online, maybe set an alarm extra early, have your, browser's refresh button ready for action. I don't know. Get a life. The fact that you go on. Let's be they go on and admit to refreshing their website.
No shame.
For an hour. No shame. Yeah, I kind of love it. Hey, listen, it's a mission.
Well, they're on the clock. They got to do something.
Hopefully they're on. Well, or they're not on the clock. I don't know. All right, let's do this. And it's brought to us by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, the official sports bar of the Riz Show and home to St. Louis sports fans since 1990. From DeSoto, Ian Bridges is our member today. Ian is a day one Riz Show listener, always starts his morning off with the crew, loves the variety of discussion, games, personalities within the show, and thinks it's better than ever. Loves Moon's positive outlook on life, raves jokes, learns personality, King Scott's one-liners, and my stubbornness. What?
That's odd.
Well, thank you, Ian. Ian Bridges from DeSoto. Our Team Riz member of the day gets super sweet Team Riz member of the day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up 1057thepoint.com/Team Riz. All right, we'll take our first break of the morning. We'll come back with crap on celebrities. It is 7:08. It is Friday. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Looks like the highways are clear for now. Your point forecast, dry and warm much of the day, but then a severe storm this evening and nighttime. High of 84 right now to 66 at the Point Studio.
All right, Lauren, what do you got for us?
Hey, Drake, I hear you like them in court. Hot Guy is getting confused. Lumen Computers coming to your home. And what's new in theaters this weekend?
All right, we got that. We got your crappy birthday. We got the porno birthday. And would you go to space if you could afford it? All that Minecraft movie mayhem, one local theater ain't having any of it. And speaking of going to space, Gail King,
Yeah.
she's fed up with people dismissing her 11-minute space ride as just a ride. Well, we'll chop it up next. Stay there.
Hey guys, it's Lux and Jacoby from Papa Roach.
What's up?
How are you doing?
Well, I mean, I'd like to say I'm doing good. I'm just much rather be playing a rock show tonight.
I would much rather be watching you play a rock show. This is such a bummer.
I know, very much so. We just got the news like an hour ago, and I was like, I mean, what am I gonna do?
We did all we could.
I'm here to rock. I'm here to do my gig. You know what I'm saying? And it's Mother Nature is just not having it today.
But the good news is, outside of being here for Point.
There's a lot of fun things happening this month, but one of my favorite things, and I can't wait for it, is on the 26th of April. So get your calendars out right now. Write this down. Saturday, April 26th from noon to 9, down at Four Brothers Mead in Festus. They're having their 5th annual Seeger Blot, and if you've ever been there before, you know what I'm talking about, how awesome this is. If you love the old world experience, you love Ren fairs, this is for you. I mean, it's incredible. You bring the family out there. They got all kinds of awesome stuff happening. And if you've ever been downtown Fest, it's actually a beautiful area, and it's so fun down there. But go to April 26th, again, at Four Brothers Mead and Festas. You can go to fourbrothersmead.com and check this out. And again, bring your family out there because they're going to have armored combat battle reenactments. They have live blacksmithing from past forged and fire contestants, which is really awesome. Glass blowing, chainsaw carving, live music, food trucks. And they go across the country. They found all these vendors and they brought them here. And it's going to be a really, really awesome day. So get your old gear, your old world attire on there. Get your Ren Fair gear on. Dress like a Viking. Come out to Four Brothers Mead. Let's have some fun. I'll see you there April 26th, noon to 9, Four Brothers Mead and Festus.
Yeah, I gotta say once again, thanks to Herb Equipment for bringing some toys up here to Riz Farm. And you know, we gotta do some mulching. So Mike and Chad here brought a tractor with them. And check this out. It says Captain Riz on the side. All right, so we're gonna use this to get the mulch from yeah, and it's gonna go into the trailer, yeah. So I don't know how to use this thing. So who's gonna show me how to operate this fine piece of machinery?
I got you covered, Riz. This is a 3046R John Deere 46 horsepower tractor. Hop on in, man.
All
I
right.
can give you a little rundown of everything.
Where's the air conditioner?
That's as fast as you go. It's the
Okay.
wind in your hair.
Okay.
Hey, the first thing you got to do is give it a crank over.
If I turn the key. Whoa!
At that point, that selective control valve, which is that lever right there, that'll operate that front loader. Pull back, that'll raise up. You pull it towards you, it'll tilt it in. There you go. And it'll do the opposite if you push it away from you. This will allow you to go forward, reverse. Very simple nowadays. With
Even I can figure that out. There's arrows. So the arrow pointing this way means go forward.
Lowe's knows on this show we love Lowe's. I love Lowe's. I love the layout. I love all the deals that they have. I just feel like it's the place for all of my home needs. And you know, what am I thinking about right now? I'm thinking about the grass. I'm thinking about the lawn. I'm thinking about springtime. And the Missouri Show Me Green Sales Tax Holiday is April 19th through the 25th. So just a day or two away here. And you can get up to 35% off of select Energy Star appliances at Lowe's. You can save big on LG Turbo Wash front loader, washer, and dryer at Lowe's. You can get an LG 24-inch dishwasher for huge amounts off at Lowe's. Because remember, Lowe's, we help you save. And again, that's the Missouri Show Me Green Sales Tax Holiday from April 19th to the 25th. But at any given time, Lowe's has the deals. They know how to help you save. And again, it's the spring sale. It's like Spring Fest is happening. Spring savings have sprung over at Lowe's. Check them out online. There's even Mother's Day gifts up there that are just brilliant. So all your home needs, your lawn needs, your spring needs, right there at Lowe's.com. It's Lowe's. Lowe's knows. Lowe's.com.
Oh, hey, how's it going, man? Hey, good to see you, Have a seat, man. Just wanted to have a chat with you, King Scott's Virginity, just to talk with you real fast and just to say, first of all, thank you for everything that you've done for King Scott and for his lovely fiance. And I also wanted to say that you've been such a big part of our lives, you know, whether it's the show or just in our personal lives. And relationships end, and it's time for you to go. And I didn't want you to be shocked, to be surprised or anything, so I wanted to give you an idea of what's going to be happening on the wedding night, what's to come, so to speak. So when two people are in love, they get married, and then after they get married, they normally go away somewhere, someplace beautiful, and then they get, you know what I mean? Like, they will go behind doors. I recommend going behind doors, and then you that so that bitch can't get out. You show her God. You know what I'm saying? This is how you show her. And so strong because she ain't never seen it before. And you drill Okay? You know how when man first landed on the moon? That's what we're gonna do. We are gonna, she is your moon, and you are gonna take your flag, and you are gonna, no, it's gonna be fine. They're in love. If they got married, it's gonna, no, seriously, it's gonna be over. We're gonna miss you. We love you, we miss you, but you gotta go. Beautiful. If you need more information, I've got a website. It's jerfinoff@gmail.com. It's all good.
So aside from rest, relaxation, and a lot of work, another reason we bought the farm was because my wife owns a company called All Things Elderberry, where she makes elderberry elixir and various other elderberry products. So not only are we building a house on the property, but this is the field over here with over 70 rows of elderberry plants, over 9,000 elderberry plants on this field right now. So let me take you up there. Let me show you what it's all about. So instead of buying elderberries from somebody else, we thought, let's just grow the elderberries ourselves. No big deal. So here we are up here on the big field. It's about 5+ acres of elderberries. As I said, 70 rows, over 9,000 plants. So the rows start over here and go all the way down. So last October, all these plants were put in. Now, right now, they look like little sticks. But come late July, come August, these sticks will be about yay high, full of elderberries. So there are a bunch of different varieties of elderberry in the field here. This is called a Pocahontas. So this will eventually be here, maybe even higher. So come July, August, we'll need tiny hands to come pick these elderberries, put them in buckets for processing. But for the time being, we need to mold.
My wife had some friends over last night. They're sitting on the deck. There's like a wine and cheese board out. Everybody's having a good time. It was a nice spring evening. You know, sitting on our deck. Yes, our deck courtesy of Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Do you have deck envy? That's your jealousy of your neighbor's deck. I want what they have. Well, call Chesterfield Fence and Deck. They've been around for 57 years now. One of St. Louis's top names in home improvement, quality and professionalism. That's what they put first in every single thing they do. They provide the best and longest-lasting outdoor products available with their own skilled installation team who carries out their mission to be the very best in customer service and quality craftsmanship. Fences and decks and sunrooms and screen rooms and patios, retaining walls, and more. They're a company you could trust with your home. You get that expert advice from their knowledgeable project consultants on selecting the right products for your house, followed by that installation team of professionally trained craftsmen who take pride in their work. All the products are guaranteed by a 5-year labor warranty. And if you mention the Rizzuto this month, you will get 48 months interest-free financing on your next outdoor project. With Chesterfield Fence and Deck, online at chesterfieldfence.com. After all, who doesn't want a bigger deck?
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check 1, check 2, check 3, check 4, 5, 6, 7.
Ready to roll? We are backstage at Point Fest. Ladies and gentlemen, Brent and Barry from Shinedown. What's up, gentlemen?
Well,
How are
hello.
you?
What's going on? How are you?
It's great to see you. It's great to see you.
Good to
First
see
of
you.
all,
Thanks for being cool with us because I was super, super late. I was very, very...
All right.
Ed Belfour was so nice.
Ed Belfour.
How awesome is that?
I tell you what, we had him on the air yesterday, former Blackhawks goalie. And it was a good combo of still people holding on to their hate.
Yeah.
And other people going, hey, tell Ed I'm sorry for cursing him out all those years ago.
Yeah, it was healthy hate, if there is such a thing.
What's funny is, Moon told him the same thing, like how he apologized. And then out in the hallway, Donnie was like a little kid when he saw him. He couldn't believe he was here. And he goes, dude, I got to apologize. He's like,
oh, Donnie apologized?
Yeah, because he's like, he's like, but I mean, you were just so awesome. And it's just so funny to see his face light up like, man, this is a legend right here in the hallway.
I had no idea that that's how a lot of people felt like, because I'm not kidding when I said like that's one of the few things I really do feel bad, because I'm like, usually like on the athlete side when people are kind of yelling things and abusing, and I was pretty abusive back then when you were a teenager and you're at a Blues game.
Well, that rivalry ran deep.
Well, there was a point where I think it was like a church group. We went with a church group, and it was like my mom or something had read something about Blues and Blackhawks games being pretty violent, even in the stands. And I had gone to a couple games and like, hey, are you going to the Blues games? Yeah. And they're like, oh, it's Blackhawks. I don't think you should go. I was like, no. We're going with a church group. There's like a chaperones and whatever. I saw a guy get thrown over an escalator. Thrown over the escalator.
By one of the pastors.
Yeah, but it was brutal. So that was the environment that I was taught how to chant at the goalies and harass them. So I was being totally serious when I said sorry, and I had probably 8 texts saying, "Dude, I felt the same way."
Oh, really? Because I had a text from my friend BJ who says, "Belfour sucks. Let's go Blues. Moon apologizing is BS. Own that ish. Belfour."
See?
Yeah.
Belfour.
I get it. If it was Osgood, I would never apologize because I don't like that guy.
Talking to him yesterday, he fed off that stuff.
Yeah, I was to say he still feeds on it. You could tell he's like, come out and
come out to Mackadoodles and give me a hard time up there. He was super nice, and
he was very nice.
I really enjoyed talking to him yesterday. Phone number 314-624-3833, 618-398-3833. The Coleman's Campers text line 314-649-DUMB. The Mick Ultra Studio Cams 1057thepoint.com/Riz. Your emails, Rizzuto at 1057thepoint.com. Friday fail stories coming up. We'll give away some prizes later. I think we'll just play fake news of Florida. Crab on Celebrities here in just a moment. So, that new Minecraft movie?
Yeah.
The one with Jack Black. And things have gotten out of hand during these movies. I guess there's a viral trend where people are showing up at the theater waiting for Jack Black to say chicken jockey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked about that, and they throw the popcorn everywhere.
And then everybody just loses it. And we're talking people literally standing up, launching popcorn, chucking candy, tossing sodas. Somebody at one of the screenings even brought in a live chicken.
Now that
all right.
Like, what are we doing?
Freaking
what
awesome.
What are we doing, you guys?
There's a theater in Shelbina still?
No, it was in
I'm on a date.
Macon.
What are we doing? So there's a theater in the area that's saying, nope, not today. We're not doing this.
Who is it?
The RMC in Waterloo.
Oh,
this is my theater.
I know. That's why I'm bringing this up. The RMC Theater in Waterloo, Illinois. They saw the chaos and like, nope.
No, somebody print off a no fun sign, please.
Yeah. So it's a PG movie, but they hopped on Facebook and they announced they're now treating the Minecraft movie like it's a rated R movie.
Gosh.
So the new rule is at the RMC in Waterloo,
County?
if you are 17 to 20, you can only buy your own ticket. No buying tickets for your little brother, your cousin, or your friend under 17.
Oh, no. Yeah, they've always been kind of strict. Like, even since they built that theater whenever I was in high school.
Like, what are you doing? The business is struggling, and we thought it was going to go away for a minute.
Yeah,
and
now
you're trying to get people back to the theaters, especially young people.
Right.
This is why I'm conflicted.
Okay.
I'm conflicted because, I get it. People are now enthused about going to the movies. Great. But I get you can't be throwing popcorn and soda and bringing live chickens.
I agree. I think that sucks. But I think the vast majority of that stuff's not going to happen, even if you expect it to. And the hit that you got to take is kind of worth, I think the pain is worth the gain.
Well, I think it's that my mom used to say this is like, don't touch any of the tops of the counters, because you don't want to see the imprint of the dust, where it's moved. It's like that way you don't have to dust if you just don't touch it, as her joke. So I think this theater's like, man, now we got popcorn on the floor. We have to actually vacuum. That's going to take up so much time. We're going to have to pay kids to do this.
Is this happening, though, places? Is this... So
I had a couple buddies recently take their kids to that movie this week, and they all said the same thing. Like, hey, I was expecting this craziness. And there was a little bit of yelling here for that, but it was nothing. Not in not in our area on a Tuesday matinee show or something. But if you go on a Friday night, maybe.
And Waterloo's pretty wild.
And it's like, I don't know. Yeah, like a particular part of town. Like I can think like Ronnie's. I mean, we used to pack that place with teenagers on a Friday night. Mm-hmm. So I can see Ronnie's Friday night if it's like it used to be in the 90s. Maybe you'll have one of these kind of instances. But at the same time, aren't you happy that people are going to Ronnie's?
Yes. Well, in Waterloo, it's being treated like an R movie. So
I think you're hurting yourself.
Man, this will be
bad
fun.
Press.
if they do this, they should air it at somewhere like an outdoor place like Ballpark Village or something where they just purposely load the kids up with all kinds of popcorn to throw at each other and stuff and have a really fun time. Embrace it.
And then the raccoons can clean it up.
You know what you do? You just say, hey, if you guys are going to go crazy, here's all the popcorn. But you're not getting drinks.
Dustin says
And you're
cops.
not getting chicken.
You don't get to take drinks or chickens.
Yeah.
Dustin said in Chesterfield there were cops in the movie theater
For what?
They like the
for a
movie
6
too?
p.m. showing.
Yo, I want to get arrested for throwing popcorn. I mean, what is that?
They might have been there to watch it.
My Pilates instructor last night told me to go see it.
Brian says we took our kids to see Minecraft in Edwardsville. Nothing happened. Okay, well.
I'm going to
I
go.
heard it's hilarious, though. She's like, even if you don't have kids, you'll love it.
Dustin says Chesterfield on a Tuesday at 6. Cops in the theater. Okay. All right. All right. So let's talk about.
So we all know those West County kids get rowdy.
Crazy.
Dude.
So
Wait, no crime in West County, so the cops can go see Minecraft. Cool.
And it's like handcrafted popcorn.
the Blue Origin flight with the women, with Gail King and Lauren Sanchez and Katy Perry.
Oh, the hate's died down and it's all good press.
No, Gail King spent a whopping 11 minutes in space, and now she's absolutely fed up with people calling her trip just a ride. Gail King is demanding some respect for her heroics. Now, the internet has been roasting them. You'd think these ladies just, you'd think these ladies just bought a fast pass at Six Flags, the way people are talking.
Didn't they, though?
But hold on a second. Gail King says not so fast. She wants you to know this wasn't just some rich people roller coaster. No, she's out there inspiring young girls.
Okay.
Now, the haters are like, come on, Gail, you didn't do any real astronaut training. But apparently, these ladies showed up for 3 whole days, early in the morning for some serious prep, learning about the rocket, getting safety briefings, and doing a couple mission simulations. I mean, that's at least 72 hours of not being at the spa. Am I right?
That is right.
Am I right?
Good
It's
observation.
not helping her case.
No,
Okay.
it is not.
Now, let's get real. According to actual astronaut trainers, the wildest part was experiencing up to 2.5 G's on the way up and 5 G's on the way down.
a lot
That's
of
enough to make
goshes.
your face do the funny roller coaster thing, but your face is not getting melted off.
No.
And sure, there's floating for 4 minutes at the top. But did anybody see any footage of Katy Perry running on a treadmill in an oxygen mask?
No.
Like the real
Yeah.
like the real astronauts do? No. No.
and where they train underwater. And
No.
Okay.
So the training was nothing, but they are getting a little more heat than they deserve as
Now,
far as the
is it inspiring? Maybe if you're a young girl who dreams of space, seeing your favorite pop star or news anchor in space could light that fire. I don't know.
Yeah.
But let's not confuse this with the NASA folks who spend years in training, eating weird freeze-dried food and spinning in those crazy machines.
See, this should encourage every kid out there because astronauts waste all that time training. And if you can just get really wealthy, you could do it right
That's
now.
what I was
Now,
going to say.
that
That'd be
is
inspiring.
awesome.
really
But-
famous.
It is incredible.
And again, maybe she's got a point. Blue Origin did build a rocket that could send basically anyone to the edge of space. That's pretty cool for science.
and so
maybe
few
it's
people have gotten there.
Maybe it's a next step towards regular folks going to space. But I don't think, Gail, you can't show up and do 3 days of training, maybe a couple PowerPoints, float around for a couple minutes, and expect people to treat you like Buzz Aldrin. Am I right?
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah, we should have just called this what this is. This is rich people doing stuff. How cool is it that they're opening it up to a morning show anchor? Because we are on our way to becoming space tourists. This is like the first thing. The celebrities go, and then they'll kind of start more prolific people, and then they'll dwindle down to the common person, and we'll be going up there for $19.99 in like 30 years,
Well, this is a space tourism promo. You are a promotional vehicle for rich space
You're
tourism.
an influencer in that way.
Yeah, she needs to just let haters hate and do their thing. And
Don't feed it.
I know, like she's making it
But
worse.
again, you're right. Yes, you're right about that. Don't
Like, what are you
don't
doing?
draw attention to it.
Yeah,
And I was
like,
thinking-
let it-
But don't expect to be treated like Buzz Aldrin.
Right.
You didn't do any.
in her mind, she was crazy afraid. So this was a
Big
huge
deal for her
this was a
mentally,
huge leap of I guess, confidence and courageousness, and I understand.
I'm not taking
And
anything away from
again,
that.
to have that distance between her and Oprah has got to feel so weird.
The furthest they've ever been.
Now, okay, so would you go if you had the money? Would you go up there? Would you do the Blue Origin?
No, not now. Not at this moment. I still need it to get better. I don't feel like this is a safe thing to do.
What do you think America said?
I think they wouldn't.
50%.
So if you had the money, funds were not an issue.
I'm still raising
I said
kids.
Moon. If you want it, you gotta.
No.
You have a seat.
No, I'm still raising kids. 70-year-old me would say yes in a heartbeat.
Listen, Katy Perry's got a young kid.
Well, she's got different priorities than I do.
She has nannies.
I'm not going to increase the risk of my kids being fatherless for my joy. I'm just not going to do that at this point in my life. And when I'm 70, I'm parasailing every other week. I'm going to do it all.
Lauren, are you doing it?
No, I'm not doing
I
it.
got it. I got a seat for you.
No, I'm good. Dude, I'm so nervous. There's no way. I empathize with Gail's holy crap face the entire time because I'm like, I would be... Now, do I want to have the anti-gravity and be able to see our beautiful planet? Of course. But do I have the courage right now? No, I do not. I don't care if I got the money. There's no bathroom up there.
Old Bill Shatner. old Bill Shatner cried. They give you a diaper.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted
that's
to do
okay.
a space diaper.
But I
I'll
don't think I
just
can
take the
handle what's
diaper.
going on with me, okay?
Scott, are you doing it?
Well, I have no fear of height. I have fear of width, but not of height. So, yeah, I definitely would go up there just to peek out the windows and look around.
So I got a seat for you. You're taking it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in.
I'm not taking it.
Oh, wait. I'm by myself now?
You're by
No,
yourself.
you're with
That's how
Gail
you prefer
King.
it.
You're with Gail King.
Oh,
and
sweet.
Katy Perry.
What did
Girl
America
screaming.
say?
You want to know what America said?
Yeah.
What do you think America said?
I think no, they aren't doing it.
I think 25% said yes.
I'll say 53 said yes. 53%.
55% said hell no. 31% said yes.
Dang it.
14% said maybe.
Maybe.
Now, people who wouldn't go think it's either too risky, too bad for the environment, or they're just, that's like, I don't care.
Spend your money on something else, man.
Yeah.
For me, it's the risky thing. Like, are we there yet as far
Right.
as safety goes?
I just don't know if those suits are my color, so I don't know if I should do it.
look
Some
nice
of
in
us
blue.
are more willing to go than others, especially men and young people. 39% of men would go up compared to 23% of women. And half of the people in their 20s said yes, compared to just 19% of seniors. Now, whether you'd go or not, most agree that a flight like Blue Origin, like the one this week, does not make you an astronaut, though. Only 10% of Americans think Katy Perry can call herself an astronaut now.
Hey, the kids are out of the house. It's whatever. Are you going then?
Nah.
Think of who you're training with for 3 days, though. I mean, this flight you might skip, but previous ones, like you have William Shatner, you're like, dude, this guy, I would love just to hear him talk and tell stories and be around this guy for 3 days. It would be so fun. You have this connection now with one of those, icons, and it'd be pretty exciting.
Yeah, Lauren won't even go out on the ocean.
No, I'm a land animal, dude. My feet.
She's not going to space. Thank
are
you, 618.
fine.
You're right.
Yeah.
My feet are fine
But
where they are.
I thought of a person that would have been perfect for this flight, I think. It would have been Sigourney Weaver. With the alien movies and all
yeah.
that. She would have been awesome.
Didn't
Right.
ask her. All right, today is April the 18th. Back in the day, 119 years ago, 1906, the great San Francisco earthquake struck at 5:13 a.m. It was estimated at a 7.9 to 8.3 on the Richter scale. Was followed by raging fires that took weeks to fully contain. About 700 people died. 250,000 people left homeless.
Oh, man.
102 years ago, 1923, the first game was played at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees beat the Red Sox 4-1. Babe Ruth hit the stadium's first home run, and 2 men were arrested for scalping. One tried to sell his $1.10 ticket for $1.25. The other wanted $1.50.
Arrest these men.
Yep. That's awful.
70 years ago, in 1955, super genius Albert Einstein died in Princeton. He was
Scientist.
27.
He was a
27
man.
club.
27. He was 76. 57 years ago, 1968, London Bridge was sold to an American named Robert McCullough for about $2.5 million. It was later disassembled and rebuilt in Lake Havasu, Arizona.
It's so wild.
Yeah, it's weird. And it's nothing special.
42 years ago, 1983, the Disney Channel begins broadcasting. 30 years ago, 1995, Joe Montana retires. 27 years ago, 1998, Peyton Manning is the #1 overall pick by the Indianapolis Colts.
That didn't go very well, did it?
19 years ago, 2006, Katie Holmes gives birth to Suri Cruz. 13 years ago, 2012, Dick Clark dies of a massive heart attack after having some kind of outpatient medical procedure the night before. He was 82. And 12 years ago in 2013, Rush, Hart, Randy Newman, Public Enemy, Donna Summer, and Quincy Jones inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And that's what happened back in the day. We do need to send Gary Busey up there.
Yeah.
Let's get him up there. Imagine being trapped in a little space capsule with that nutcase.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Hey,
His eyeballs would float out, you know.
How many Super Bowl wins do you think Peyton Manning has?
1.
He's actually got 2.
Oh, he does have 2.
I thought he had more. That's
He
funny.
had 1.
No, I guess he got one. Did he get one with the Broncos in 15?
It might be right.
No. Does he have? He has 2? I thought he had 1. Yeah. All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your crap on celebrities.
And we start with this. Drake has amended his defamation lawsuit against UMG, Universal Music Group, asserting that Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime performance of Not Like Us assassinated his character. Although Lamar omitted the word pedophile from the live performance, Drake contends that the song's insinuations led viewers to believe that he was a certified pedophile, exacerbating threats against him and his family. Drake is alleging that UMG promoted the performance to boost Lamar's career at his expense, aiming to damage his reputation. Now, the Universal Music Group has dismissed the claims, and a spokesperson said it is shameful that these foolish and frivolous legal theatrics continue. They are reputationally and financially costly to Drake and have no chance of success.
Okay, back to Peyton Manning did win with the Broncos and then retired.
Great.
That's right. Yeah, and it was his 200th overall victory. So he just 200 Super Bowl win. See ya.
Thank you.
I think there's at least 2 fans of Patsy Cline in this room. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
Scott.
Patsy Cline, crazy, right?
Crazy. I Fall to Pieces.
Man, her
Strange.
greatest hits. If you want a greatest hits album,
Great album.
Loaded.
Loaded
Yeah,
up.
that one is awesome.
Well, for fans, you will be sad to know that the last day of operation for her museum in Nashville is happening on May 15th.
I was going to be there on the
Sad.
16th.
Oh, I know. I'm kind of bummed. All the times I've been in Nashville and I've never gone. The museum opened in 2017 and it sits right above Johnny Cash and his museum on the 3rd Avenue. No word what's going to happen to all of the Patsy Cline displays, but they are taking them all out of the museum.
Wow.
And so they're getting the boot and they're expanding Johnny Cash
Right, so
up top.
Johnny Cash is booting Patsy Cline out.
I know.
Wow.
Hopefully
Well,
they'll.
maybe there's just not enough interest.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, if there
I mean,
was
her
enough
story.
interest, then the Patsy
no.
Cline Museum would still be going strong.
Sure. I agree.
They
There's
don't
not.
make these decisions willy-nilly.
Well, George Jones also had a museum in Nashville. That closed in 2021. It was only open 6 years. So I don't know.
I guess it's tough.
I guess it's tough to have a museum for some of these.
Yeah.
The museum business is tough
periphery
these
people.
days.
Yeah.
It's so tough. Sublime are the subject of another tribute album called Look at All the Love We Found, a tribute to Sublime. It's set for release on May 9th. It marks the 20th anniversary of the original 2005 tribute album, Look at All the Love We Found. So notable people on this, Pennywise, Zac Brown Band, Jacob Knoll, The Vandals, The Descendants, all contributing to the Sublime
Coming
tribute.
to town.
That's right.
Playing Evolution.
That's right.
Not sure if it's going to be the
Saturday or
Saturday or Sunday. They haven't said who's going to do.
Oh, okay.
I know Lenny Kravitz will do one night. Sublime will do one of the other nights.
Get that
I'm
2-day
curious.
pass.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go see Sublime.
I think it'll be good.
I think
it's
it'll be
great.
good.
I've seen it multiple times. It's great.
I think it'll be good.
He sounds amazing. Band is cool as heck.
That's so great.
Hear the hits.
Bruce Springsteen, Dead & Company, and Eddie Vedder were among the winners on Wednesday for the Polestar Awards in L.A. So Springsteen and the E Street Band, they won for Rock Tour of the Year. Dead & Company's Dead Forever residency at the Sphere in Vegas was named the Residency of the Year. Eddie Vedder was recognized for his work offstage at his Ohana Festival. It won Music Festival of the Year. And Stevie Nicks was in-house, and she was inducted into the Hall of Fame with Polestar Live. Also, Major Tour of the Year. Who do you think won that for 2024?
Major tour of Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour. Pop Tour of the Year. Who do you think won that?
Pop tour.
Hey.
Different
Taylor
than
Swift.
no,
Okay,
different
no.
than
So
Taylor.
SZA?
Not SZA.
Whatever that horrible tour was that Rafe went to.
Oh, Charlie
Charli
XCX.
XCX.
No, that was a good one though.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Post Malone.
You're right in the wheelhouse. there.
Right.
So it's a female.
Not Post. Yeah, it's a woman, and her
Pink?
brother,
Billie
Billie
Eilish.
Eilish. Country Tour of the Year. Who do you think won that?
Wallen. No.
Post Malone, Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll with a beautifully broken tour. Hip Hop Tour of the Year went to Missy Elliott. R&B Tour of the Year went to Usher. And the Comedy Tour of the Year, who do you think won that?
Comedy Tour of the Year. That went to...
His name was everywhere.
Did they come to St. Louis?
It did. Did you say Nate Bargatze?
Bargatze,
Yes,
yeah.
that was it. The Be Funny Tour. Rob Lowe and John Stamos are basically the same guy because they're so gorgeous. So it wouldn't be terribly surprising that they would get mistaken for each other. Now, Rob Lowe is more blonde and blue-eyed, I think, and then John Stamos is dark-haired. I think he has brown eyes. But if you're driving in a tour bus around Hollywood, you should definitely know the difference. Rob shared a clip of a bus driver who didn't understand the difference, told his clients that they were looking at John Stamos. So Rob Lowe walked up to the tourists, who all knew who he was, and joked the driver needs to get better at his job. And then he tagged his son Johnny in the caption and said, "Am I being punked?" So here's some audio of a bunch of people riding on one of those Hollywood tour buses recently.
This is John Stamos. What he looks like, though. Okay, guys, am I John Stamos? No!
That's Rob Lowe.
Dude, you gotta get better. You gotta get better. It's usually about having fun, you know. I don't expect to run into people, so I see. Okay. All right. Don't listen. Hey, but thank you for your cool energy, man.
This bus driver's high as hell.
Yeah, that was Otto.
Yes.
This is the real life Otto. And maybe he was making a joke. It's that was kind of rude of Rob, I thought.
You think it was a joke?
No.
I want to see Rob's demeanor.
Wouldn't that have been funny?
He was smiling. No, he was
playing with him,
He's messing with him.
They were both messing with each other.
Oh, okay.
John Stamos was definitely one of my crushes in the 90s. I watched Full House religiously every Friday. Also, one of my crushes was Alicia Silverstone as Cher in the movie Clueless. Okay. Wanted to be her, wanted to be best friends, wanted to make the sweet love to her, maybe.
What?
And Cher is returning. Alicia Silverstone is returning as Cher for a sequel series on Peacock, which is excellent. There aren't any plot details yet, and it's not known if she'll be joined by anybody else from the original cast, like Paul Rudd or Donald Faison or Stacey Dash. Now, you may remember that
is the dad still alive?
Mr. Horowitz, the
I don't
lawyer.
think I've ever seen that movie.
Oh, please watch
really?
it with your family
that's
this weekend.
That's a great movie.
He's great. He's a perfect lawyer character, Cher's dad. But, Dion had a spinoff back in the day. So
who's Dion?
Dion was Stacey Dash.
Stacey Dash.
Oh, yeah. Didn't she get all political and...
Yeah, she became like a Fox News commentator, I believe.
Yes, that's right.
But before that, she was doing a sequel to Clueless on a TV show like on Fox. So I'm excited about this. I love Alicia Silverstone.
I hope the whole cast is back.
I played her in billiards once.
So cool. We are Severance fans in here, and Apple recently teased fans with a keyboard inspired by the show Severance. While the Lumen Terminal Pro keyboard from Apple wasn't real, a different company called Atomic Keyboard is actually creating a real-life version of the MDR Dasher keyboard. So it's got the weird color keys, the scroller ball. The thing just looks like the keyboard that's used by, the macro data refinement team. So if you want that, you can get it. Again, Atomic Keyboards is making it.
Oh, interesting.
Tim Allen gave us a little bit of a tidbit about the sequel for Toy Story 5. Up until this point, nothing was really known except for that he and Tom Hanks would return as Buzz and Woody. And so Tim Allen says, I can tell you a lot. I can tell you this. It's a lot about Jessie. Tom Hanks and I were in it. Woody and Buzz, they do realign, but there's an unbelievable opening scene with Buzz Lightyear's. I can give you that, but I can't give you much more. So it's going to focus on Jessie at that point, which she's the cowgirl, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Joan Cusack is her voice.
Joan Cusack will be in it as well. Or it's not confirmed. I'm sorry. She's not confirmed yet. Dwarf comedian Brad Williams, who's been on this show numerous times, is currently on tour. And
one of my favorite moments on this show.
Go ahead.
Is him trying to get up in his chair.
Yeah.
And he was having a problem getting up on the chair, and you didn't know what to do.
I did not. And
I was standing next to him.
Let me tell you this. I wasn't even officially on this show yet. That was one of the first times that I was on the show with you guys.
And I think he was doing it to mess around.
He actually told me that he was hoping that you would pick him up.
No, he didn't.
I know.
I think he was doing it. So we have
tall
high
chairs,
chairs here, and Brad Williams is a dwarf, and I think he was messing around.
I didn't know what the hell to do.
And he was having a hard time getting up onto the chair and really struggling. And I watched you stand there not knowing what to do.
I was so afraid to do anything. I was like, do you help a little person? in my heart, I'm going, that's not right. You know, this is a person who's autonomous. He's probably been through this before. Just let him do his thing.
Let him do his thing.
You
The
know?
look on your face was, I wish we had camera rolling.
I guess this would have been the smart thing to do is
lower it down.
Here you go, buddy.
I did not know. And also, I have trouble getting in these chairs, too, sometimes, okay? So I'm just going to say that. But anyway, here's a little audio exclusive of Brad Williams talking about, Disney's Snow White and if he would have wanted to be one of the 7 dwarves in Snow White.
Okay, here we go. Here's Brad Williams.
No, because I hate money. Of course I would have said yes. I don't get this whole thing why they, you have a Disney movie where there's talking animals, but an actual dwarf is too fantastical. We actually exist, but that was too fantastical, so they CGI'd all the dwarves in the movie. And the thing that got me was that a lot of that happened because Peter Dinklage went on Mark Maron's podcast and said, are we really doing this whole dwarf thing again with Snow White? Yes, we are, Dink, all right? Because not all of us have Game of Thrones money, and we like to get a nice check from the mouse. And there's not that many of us, okay? I'm pretty sure I would have gotten the role just based on the fact there's only 6 actors doing it.
That is awesome.
No, Dink.
Wait, so Peter Dinklage didn't like that they were doing CGI, or
I
he
guess
wanted
not.
the actual actors to do it?
It sounded like I didn't listen to that episode of Mark Maron, but
That's
it
wild.
sounded like he didn't want the focus in that way. Yeah.
It's funny because he's played roles where he's gotten paid, to be the kind of the butt of the joke, and he plays those roles often.
Well, and also and I don't know this. I loved the movie Willow. And what's his face?
Warwick Davis.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the most iconic little people in movies ever. Was he offended with having because there were other little people in that movie. Looking back in retrospect, did that movie age as well? Or was there controversy?
Warwick
because
Davis has a
little
good
people
sense
were
of humor
cast?
about his height.
Yeah.
If you actually watch his show that he did with Ricky Gervais,
Yeah, what show
was it Extras? I forgot what show.
Yeah, it was extras, right? Yeah.
He
They're on a
really
set.
leans into it. It's very funny.
Yeah, and he's a family man. He has 2 kids that are both dwarfs, and they're awesome. It seems like a fun group.
Right.
Very happy people.
Anyway, I loved Brad Williams' take on that. New trailer for The Fantastic Four First Steps came out.
I watched it.
I did as well.
Looks good.
It
Actually
does.
looks good.
You have a problem with Pedro Pascal being in everything right now?
I do.
Really?
How dare you?
He's in everything. It's a little too much Pedro Pascal, but he plays Mr. Fantastic.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, he does with his mustache and everything.
He's full Pedro Pascal.
Julia Garner is playing Silver Surfer.
She looks cool.
She does look cool. I've never really gotten into these movies.
What the
but
heck? He looks
it
like Clark
neat.
Gable. They got him all. Because other than Game of Thrones, he's kind of he's like a really good-looking everyday guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Game of Thrones, he's freaking Prince Oberyn. They got him all clean-shaven. And he's all, hello, I am.
You watched him in Narcos, right? He was
Yeah, he was
great.
great. That was the first thing I think I saw him in.
I think that's really what introduced him to everybody.
Yeah, but in this, they got him
this looks
real
cool.
sharp looking. Real sharp.
Yeah, it
into
looks
it.
cool.
Wow, this
I'll
looks
watch it.
awesome.
So that new trailer dropped yesterday. Also, 28 years later, that new trailer came out. This is 28
I
days
watched
later.
that too.
That looks pretty crazy.
I'm excited for that.
Group of survivors lives on a small island connected to the mainland, and they're trying to get away from the rage virus. And speaking of that, and finally, in theaters this weekend, you got Sinners, starring Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld. This got 97% on the Rotten Tomatoes meter. It's trying to leave their troubled lives behind twin brothers, Michael B. Jordan. They return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. Also, The Ballad of Wallace Island with Carey Mulligan and Tim Key. This has got a 97 percentile on the tomato meter as well. And it follows a lottery winner who lives on a remote island and has all sorts of strange dreams. And then finally, Sneaks, which is animated. This is Anthony Mackie, Lawrence Fishburne, and Martin Lawrence. No ratings yet on RottenTomatoes.com, but it's a kids movie, so PG rating, looks pretty cute, and it's about a misguided designer sneaker who doesn't know how to live outside the comforts of his velvet-lined shoebox.
Okay.
So it's about privilege, and that is your crap on celebrity.
Who's the Silver Surfer gal?
That is
Julia
Garner.
Garner?
She's
Julia
from
Garner.
Ozark. She's the
Oh my
curly-haired.
gosh, that's her?
Yeah, the curly-haired.
Who were we talking about earlier this week who we had forgotten about? It was a woman with a strange name who was in all these 90s and early 2000s movies that she went away to like have her family.
Yes, Lily Sobieski.
Yes. The Silver Surfer, at first look at Julia Garner, I thought that was her again. I thought she came out of retirement.
Yeah, you tell me that's Julia Garner?
No, the Silver
The
Surfer.
Silver Surfer. Like
who's
villain.
this? Who's this blue person?
That's the
that's
Golden
Mrs.
Surfer.
Fantastic. Or
Yeah,
Miss-
that's Pedro
Miss
Pascal's
Fantastic.
baby mama.
Yeah, what's her name? That she's in, and what the heck is
Vanessa
she in?
Kirby.
Okay, and what's she from? Why do I recognize her?
I didn't recognize her at all. She looks.
I'll look it up.
Movies.
Celebrity celebrating a birthday today. Chloe Bennett, that's Sky and Daisy from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is 33. Alia Shawkat, that's maybe on Arrested Development, is 36. America Ferrara is 41. Reeve Carney, that's Riff Raff from the Rocky Horror Picture Show remake, is 42. Miguel Cabrera, Detroit Tigers MVP, is 42. Kourtney Kardashian, 46. Melissa Joan Hart, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, is 49. Eli Roth is 53. Conan O'Brien is 62. Eric McCormick, that's Will Truman from Will and Grace, is 62. Comedian Jeff Dunham is 63. Jane Leaves, that is Daphne on Frasier.
Adios.
I was going to say, has a sentence.
And was the Virgin in Seinfeld.
Has a sentence for a name. Jane Leaves is 64. Eric Roberts, Julia's more talented brother and father of Emma Roberts, is 69. Rick Moranis, Ghostbusters, Spaceballs, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Little Shop of Horrors, Parenthood, Flintstones, and so much more. And then he retired for a while. Is 72. James Wood is 78. And Haley Mills, the classic Disney star who played Susan and Sharon in the original 1961 version of The Parent Trap, is 79 years old.
Yeah, she's in The Crown.
Oh, that's what I recognize her in. Okay.
She played Princess Margaret in The Crown.
Yeah,
she's Sue Storm.
She's awesome, and she always reminds me of that gal that was dating or that's married to the Franco brother, who was in Mad Men and all those. Like I always get those two kind of mixed up. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I don't know her name. Today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Temptress. And today's birthday girl's been in 280 fine films, including Ally McFeel, not Alice in Chains, but she was in Allison Unchained, Back on the Prowl 4, The Backstage Slut. She was in Crack Snackers, which I believe that was a title from earlier this week.
Crack Snackers.
Oh, Allison Brie.
Allison Brie, that's what I thought it was.
She was in Debbie Does Iowa, also Debbie Does New Orleans. Extreme Lesbian Vacation, The Fragrance of Passion, Nasty Filthy Cab Rides 4,
Debbie?
Wild Wild Chest,
Debbie did Dallas, and then she went for a whole state.
and then Iowa and New Orleans.
Dang.
She was in Lauren's favorite Womb Raider.
It's really good.
And who could forget her role in 1998's Smalley Polly's Excellent Adventure? Temptress is 48 years old. It's porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with this week's Friday Fail Stories. Two stories to start off with. A lady craps in a store's walk-in beer cooler, and an OnlyFans model faces new charges after a hotel incident.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. 7:53. Friday, traffic and weather moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. We got a right-hand shoulder block due to a stalled vehicle 170 southbound at Olive. Also, severe delays now 270 eastbound between 70 and 370. Average speed about 5 miles an hour there. Your point forecast, dry and warm much of the day, but then a severe storm this evening and nighttime. Be prepared. High of 84. Right now it's 69 at the Point Studio.
Centric. I've been talking about Centric for a long, long time now. Now find out for yourself how you could train for a new IT career in as little as 4 months. Not 4 years, 4 months with St. Louis' leading IT training company. You know, Centric is the longest running, most experienced entry-level tech training program in the country. Now, the programs train you on the most current technologies employers are using because, unlike the four-year schools, they could quickly adapt the curriculum to match changes in the job market. And they know that's the ultimate goal, get you a job. Great IT job. That's why job search assistance is a big part of the program. So in addition to your tech training, they know there are other skills that need to be developed to help you find that right job. Centric's career services team provides students with seminars and workshops and other services throughout the training that prepare you for your job search and help you land that new IT job. It's amazing. Over 1,700 companies have hired Centric grads. So let's get started. Centric.com/Riz, CENTRIQ.com/Riz.
So here we are, our very first Ho-Ho show of 2017, our Christmas show. You will be our first band that we will see, 2/3 of Biffy Clyro. Gentlemen, how are you? It's really great to see you.
Really well, and after that introduction, we're very excited to be opening up the ho-ho party.
The
ho-ho party. The ho-ho party.
And I feel like, even if, I don't know if you know the Rise Against guys, and I know that musically you guys might not necessarily be in lockstep, but I feel like this is a really great rock and roll show from, you know, rock bands are a little bit different. Do you know those guys?
We don't know them.
Not personally,
We've shared many festival bills in Europe with them. Those guys have been around for such a long time, and we hold them in the highest regard. So I think to play a show with them is a real honour for us, you know. And yeah, you maybe not musically akin to each other.
Sure.
But I think there's a little bit of a crossover there. And
we don't fit bang on with anyone really. There's always like a slight discrepancy going on in the music world. So Rise Against are about as close as it gets, to be honest.
But I would think that would kind of work for you as well, because then you can kind of be on a lot of different lineups, on a lot of different bills.
We find ourselves playing in heavy rock festivals and almost more mainstream pop festivals and kind of everything in between. And we either kind of stick out like a sore thumb for the right reason or not. But we quite like that. We're at home whenever we play.
Very good, very good. Well, it's really a pleasure to have you back in town. We were supposed to have you a little bit earlier on this year. Unfortunately, that was not able to happen. But from what I understand, from my sources inside of your camp, we've infiltrated it, by the way. You're big Guns N' Roses guys?
Oh, we love Guns N' Roses.
And so you were excited to go to where the riot in '91 happened?
Oh my God! no, that's it. It's we kind of reliving some of our youth this year. We played some shows with Guns N' Roses in Europe, and we were going to go to the shows anyway, you know, just as fans, but to get a chance to share a stage with them was amazing.
All zones, because it's 7:58 in the morning. And you don't know what you're going to eat for lunch or what you're going to pick up for dinner, you know, on the way home and be a hero. Sauce on the side. First of all, you're supporting a local eatery. Secondly, not even secondly, firstly, it's damn delicious is what it is. If you've not had a calzone ever, you have not lived, okay? This is a baked pocket of deliciousness that is made when you order it with whatever you want inside of it. You can customize the menu at Sauce on the Side, or you can order from their menu, which I highly suggest. I mean, there's all sorts of fantastic calzones that they've already, crafted in their brains and will make for you whenever you order it. The monthly special is the Strike Zones. You got apple bratwurst, you have applewood bacon, pepper, you got jardinera mix, you got mozzarella and Havarti cheeses, and then a homemade queso on the side to, dip into as your pleasure. Or, like I said earlier in the week, if you're maybe not somebody who likes to dunk into sauce and you just like to drizzle, that's cool too. They're not going to judge you at Sauce on the Side. They have patios. Today's kind of looking good for lunchtime. I bet you can sit on a patio at Sauce on the Side. They also have delivery, and they even have a loyalty program. So get yourself a calzone for a Friday. SauceOnTheSide.com.
I'm so excited to be back here at Point Fest 2021, and for the very first time in person after multiple FaceTimes. Josh from Bad Flower, dude, you're really
Hello.
here.
You're a real person.
You are a real person.
I thought maybe you were like a computer-generated deepfake.
You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
I mean, I do feel like an avatar most days of the week, so I think that's the case.
And you look like an avatar in person. Like you look like an avatar version of somebody somebody's real self, but that's your actual self.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was
Yeah.
going for. First and most important conversation or question of the conversation: how are you? Just vibe check. How are you feeling today? How are the emotions?
I'm
Point Fest.
Good. I've been so stressed out. We're preparing for our headlining tour. Our album comes out in 5 days.
Mhm.
There's just like so much that has to happen around that. And I stupidly take on so many things on my own, and I don't ask for help. I'm like, no, I want to do this. I want to do the lighting for the tour. I want to design the stage. I want to do all this stuff. And then go time is happening. I'm like, I only have 2 hands. I have to sleep a little bit. I don't know what to do. And so I'm in that phase right now. So right now, I'm like thinking about a million different things. I'm trying to stay focused on our interview and what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
But like, what else do I
Right
have to
now, you're
program? What did
already-
I miss? What's going to mess up on stage? What do I have to do?
Well, I heard
Is
you
my
guys
dog
sound checked
fed?
already. Yeah, so the sound check went great, it sounded like.
It did.
So you feel prepared there. That's good.
Yeah.
Is somebody taking care of Maggie? Speaking of your dog, is
Yes.
your dog taken
Yes,
care of?
my dog is taken care of.
Okay, absolutely.
But I still think about it.
Right, like before COVID, you were able to take Maggie out on the road a little bit, right?
A little. I took her out for a little bit when we toured with Shinedown, actually, because the type of show made sense for it. It was a little bit more relaxed for us. We were like quick 30-minute set, big. It wasn't like indoor stages. It was all outdoor amphitheaters, so she could just like run around and.
Yeah, so you have been on tour with Shinedown.
Yes.
You guys are buddies. I really feel this energy coming from them. Just professionals, been doing this forever. And then seeing you guys on that tour together, did it feel like a kind of like, hey, welcome to the show, welcome to the party, come on in and join us? Did they have that kind of attitude?
Yeah, they're the most like warm, welcoming, polite people. I mean, truly, like of any band that we've ever toured with, I've never experienced that level of like hospitality from everybody and like respect from everybody. And that's like the band members, their crew, everyone. It was our first like really big tour that we ever
Yeah.
did, like supporting, and it taught us how we should behave. Not that we've necessarily implemented that. Like we're still a little sassy and figuring it out, but yeah, they did set the bar.
We'll let that sass.
Playoffs are heating up, and Underdog is the place to make your entries even more exciting with the brand new Extender promo. So here's how it works. Start your playoff series by using your Game 1 boost. And with each game, your boost keeps growing as the series continues. The longer the series, the bigger the boosts. It's crazy simple. Now, Underdog is one of the fastest growing sports games in the country. You can play here in Missouri, play here in Illinois. Millions of fans have already won billions on Underdog, and with over 100,000 5-star reviews, the Underdog app speaks for itself. So here's how it works. You download the app, you pick a player, decide if they'll go higher or lower on stats like points, assists, and more. It's super easy. It's a layup. And you could start playing with as little as $1, and if your entry is perfect, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. So imagine turning that $1 into $1,000 just with your basketball knowledge. Underdog is easy, it's fun, and it makes watching the games even better. So download the Underdog app, sign up now with promo code RIZ, unlock that special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. That's promo code RIZZ. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/extend.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
It's Riz, it's Jeff Burton backstage at Wayback Point Fest with Vaden and Donnie from the Toadies. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
How you doing? Hello, how you doing?
See, this is not that bad. I mean, you guys are from Texas, so this swampiness is all right.
Yes. Oh yeah, we need just fine sweaters. This is sweater weather.
This is old hat for you guys.
He took off a cardigan right before we started rolling. Actually, I took off my shirt. That's my sweater.
So you guys were spinning some yarns before we just went on the air here. I mean, do you realize the Point is what, over 25 years old?
Yeah, 25.
Do you remember coming to St. Louis in the mid 90s and playing for the Point or playing for St. Louis?
I don't remember a whole lot in the mid 90s.
Boy, yes, truth right there.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are Point Fest guys.
All right, folks, time for your Friday fail story. Yes, all these people thought they had the perfect plan, but my God. Somewhere along the line, that perfect plan went sideways.
Yeah.
And it became an Uber. An ultra. Scott, dare I say it? Mega. Here we go. guys.
You sounded great, boss.
Friday Fail Stories are sponsored by
Moritz Royce Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Rizzuto Show.
Okay, get ready for a couple doozies. To start out this week's Friday Fail Story segment, the director of food and nutrition at a school district in southeast Pennsylvania was arrested the other day for defecating in a store's walk-in beer fridge.
Wow. Hey, man, that's just a simple protest against the ingredients.
Well, 47-year-old Crystal Gauss strolled into a Royal Farms convenience store in Hanover, Pennsylvania last week, 30 miles south of Harrisburg. The place has a refrigerated room with a big sign over it that says,
"No pooping.
Beer Cave."
Oh.
Right
By the way, her name sounds like something you take to the Antique Roadshow.
Crystal Gauss.
Yeah. I got a Crystal Gauss.
Crystal walks in, pushed a case of beer out of the way, pulled her pants down, and dropped a deuce on one of the shelves.
Oh, that's good.
On the shelf. Wow.
This is
Way to go, Crystal.
Then she walked back out to her SUV and see you later. So this happened around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But the store didn't call the cops until 9:30 the next morning. It's not clear why they waited. I don't know if they didn't see it until then.
Was she making Mud Light?
Ugh. Oh.
Ew, Mud Light.
I'm going to give that to you, Scott. That's nice.
I like that, dude.
The entire front wall of the walk-in fridge is glass, so she didn't have much privacy in there. A camera inside the fridge also got it on video. Police didn't reveal a motive, but the store said around $80 worth of merch had to be tossed. So she's facing charges for open lewdness, criminal mischief, and disorderly conduct that created a hazardous and potentially offensive condition. This place does have bathrooms, by the way, right next to the beer cave.
Well, maybe she was confused.
Fail.
Maybe it was an honest mistake.
Maybe it was this close, like she got that close.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this could have been an emergency and the bathrooms were full, but Crystal only lives about a mile from where it happened, so I don't...
Whoa.
I don't know, a mile when you got to go? That's a long mile.
Yeah, even those extra 10 feet is long.
Yeah.
Long mile.
But she pushed, I mean,
you think you'd run to the back of the store or something and go out there, not
right.
Not in the
With
beer
food.
cave.
Not on a
Not
shelf.
in the beer cave.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Turd
that's-
icicle. No thanks.
Oh.
You know what's funny is she was charged with open lewdness. Is there anything like
Closed lewdness?
private lewdness?
Well, well, being that it was out in the open, I guess.
But isn't that what lewdness is?
You could be lewd in private.
You can?
Yeah.
I thought the whole definition of lewd is doing whatever in an
The word
inappropriate
lewd
circumstance.
now has lost all meaning.
I know lewd.
All right.
Lewd, right?
This is, now, we could all agree this next story here, this is a lot of lewdness going on.
Lewd.
So there's a 24-year-old OnlyFans model. Her name is Kelly Tedford. Kelli, Tedford. She's facing new criminal charges this week after authorities say she caused significant property damage at a hotel in Keene, New Hampshire earlier this year. So according to police reports, Kelly allegedly urinated on several items inside a Marriott hotel room, including the air conditioning unit, a comforter, curtains, and even a Bible.
Oh.
She's also accused of defecating on the floor and placing the waste into the toilet tank,
My goodness.
a move that resulted in further damage. So she didn't put it in the toilet, she put it in the tank. Now, these 5 new misdemeanor counts come shortly after Kelly was indicted on a felony charge connected in a separate incident, which we talked about on this here radio program. Back in February, police say she contaminated over $1,500 worth of merch at a grocery store by urinating on it. Both incidents were reportedly filmed and posted as content for her OnlyFans page, which has since been taken down. Kelly, who used to handle Kinky Kelly, previously advertised custom content and sexting sessions to her subscribers. While her account is no longer active, explicit videos from these alleged acts are still circulating online. She will be in court on May 8th to face both felony and misdemeanor charges related to these incidents.
It's gonna fail. It's gonna be wild the day that in court they're gonna also attach the people who donated money to do this as part of instigators and stuff, and they'll start getting tried with this.
Maybe they should.
I think they should. This is ridiculous. That's
What do you think there,
crazy.
Lauren? What do you think? If I'm paying you to do something illegal,
Right.
am I on the hook?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you're complicit, man.
Yeah. I think
agree.
they should be sweating right now.
I mean, people are being prosecuted for bullying people that end up hurting themselves.
Well, and if you like pay to have somebody offed, like you're paying for the crime, that's essentially the same thing.
So I'm
right?
paying you to poop in the toilet tank,
Mm-hmm.
and I cause all this damage. Am I on the hook?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
There'll
Gross.
be one judge that finds that, and that'll break it open.
What the hell's wrong with guys?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you guys?
Well, you saw that Black Mirror episode, and that's a big part of it. It was an OnlyFans scenario where people are basically doing wild and ridiculous things for money. And I mean, that's they were that was the commentary on exactly what you just talked about.
Well, that was more the commentary of I'll do anything for money.
Yeah.
Yeah. This Friday fail goes out to a Michigan teen who took Left Behind to a whole new level. You see, 19-year-old Joshua Lowe was not happy when his girlfriend and her family set sail on a Carnival cruise to Jamaica, leaving him alone to take care of their pets. So what did Joshua do? Instead of scrolling through vacation pics and feeling sorry for himself, Joshua emailed Carnival Cruise Lines with a fake bomb threat. That's right, he sent a message warning, quote, "Hey, I think someone might have a bomb on your Sunrise cruise ship." The ship had already left Miami, so Carnival had to do a full search, over 1,000 rooms just to be safe. The FBI quickly traced the email back to Joshua out there in Michigan. He didn't try to deny it either. In fact, he admitted he was just upset about him being left behind with the pets.
Oh, my gosh.
Judge not impressed with his excuse. Joshua was sentenced to 8 months in prison for the bogus bomb threat. As the prosecutor put it, anyone making a bomb threat should expect to be taken seriously, no matter how jealous or bored you are at home.
I think that actually sounds right. A lot of times, the punishment doesn't fit the crime. That's kind of what we're always measuring. 8 months jail time.
Yeah.
Bomb threat, period. I kind of like that. By the way, if you're ever on a cruise ship and you get the opportunity to do like a cruise ship tour, do it.
Like actually tour the cruise ship.
I
Through
enjoy
other
it.
people's rooms?
Yeah, 1,000 rooms.
I enjoyed it so much. You get to go down in the bowels. They take you through all the kitchens and all that stuff.
I just want to see the bridge.
And then they take you to the bridge, and you get to meet the captain, and you get to see how they direct it and how all the tech up there.
I would love to see that.
Does he let you pull the horn?
It was so cool. Hey, speaking of the upper decker, the gal that was upper decking, was it on this show that we were talking about this, or was this just me and my friend group, where there's a bar in the area that used to have a padlock on the toilets because there was...
Oh, I never heard of this. What bar?
I'm not going to say which bar because I don't...
What do you mean?
You don't want to know.
Like you have to have they put a lock on the tank.
There was a dude or a group of dudes, and we all know who we think this one guy was, who was upper decking the restaurant, the restroom, the toilet, at this one bar. It's like it's a rock bar.
Oh my God, the skill involved with this.
I know, dude, and apparently they were doing it enough where they padlocked the top. They put like a steel bar over
and
it.
it's like again.
If you've seen the steel bar, how did you know it was Dave?
Is it a Dave? Let's publicly shame him now.
No, but Dave was in the group that was talking about it.
I've not heard of this, but that's.
Oh, really, dude? Like, if you've been there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a steel bar that goes over the tank in the back that has like a little loop, and they have to padlock it.
And taking an upper decker, if you didn't know, is pooping in the tank instead of the actual bowl.
Learned that today. Didn't know that's what that was.
Oh, you didn't? You never heard that?
No, man.
Oh, that's an old teenager.
Oh.
The only time I hear about upper decking is on this show. So.
And this is the first time you.
Yes.
You got to ask questions.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't want to know. I don't want to know more than I already know. I mean, this is so educational being on this show. I found out what running a train means. I found out what upper decking means.
Taking an upper decker is not pooping in the bowl like a normal person
sure.
would,
Yeah.
but in the water tank.
Yeah, no,
Which
I
is
get it.
devastating.
It is devastating.
It's devastating.
It's a bad scenario.
So upset.
And this is a small rock club that, kind of the place where you would first expect
Pops?
this kind of thing. No, not Pops. That's not. I wouldn't consider Pops very
I don't
small.
know if Pops has tanks.
Yeah, I don't think they have tanks.
The tanks, they know
Pops is
better.
Too many people doing lines of cocaine on the tanks of
they know better.
Pops been 24/7 since 1981. You think those fools would do something like that?
Hey, just a reminder, speeding is never legal, even in an emergency. And even if you're running late for your own wedding, The police in Florida pulled over a car this past Friday, which was flying down the road. 105 and a 45. The male driver said they were on their way to a wedding, and when the cop asked whose wedding, it was the female passenger who said, mine. And yeah, she was wearing her wedding dress. The cop asked what time the wedding was. She said 2:30. The officers pointed out that she was already 15 minutes late.
Oh, my gosh.
She's like, I know.
He said he'd let them get on their way, but only after he wrote them a ticket and assigned them a court date.
Congratulations.
So both of them got a ticket?
Well, I'm sure the driver just got the ticket.
Oh, okay,
but
okay. Wow.
Here's the audio from the body cam.
Whose wedding is it?
It's mine.
What time is it?
It's 2:30.
Where at?
In Stewart at the Short House.
Hey, you're already late.
We're trying to get there.
Just give me a minute. I'll let you take her, but I'm going to give you a court date. It's a mandatory court appearance. All right?
Oh, that's a nice guy. Because usually you go to, I thought
105 and a 45. I think that's an arrestable.
I always thought it was over 20, right, or something?
I mean, technically, they could arrest you for what, reckless driving?
Yeah.
105.
That's a nice man.
105 and a 45.
45. Granted, there are some places around here, and we all know where I'm talking about, where it's 45 miles an hour, and it really is impossible.
Where?
What is it that, I think it's Olive way out there. Shoot, what part of town? Over by Clarkson?
Mm-hmm.
There's like it like turns into like a speedway. And I think the actual
like by
speed
the
limit
mall?
is 40. No. Before that, or north of that. You know, when Clarkson, is it Clarkson or maybe
It starts
Olive that
circling
kind of
around.
turns? Yeah, kind of turns.
You go past Ladue, you
through
go past
Chester,
all that.
through Chesterfield and all that.
Yeah.
Like those areas, man. Some of that
And
is hard.
Lindbergh down here by Page and stuff. It's
141 down by Clayton. I think that's 45 miles an hour, and it's a highway. Dang near. So, like, good luck going 45 on that street.
Yeah.
This next one comes from Camp Hill, Pennsylvania, where a woman is making headlines for an unusual and costly scheme involving hotel reservations. This is very odd. So, Taryn Dixon, she's 52 years old.
Ouch.
She's been charged with multiple felonies after allegedly making over 400 fake reservations at a Comfort Suites hotel in Carlisle and then canceling them, costing the business thousands of dollars. And her actions racked up losses for the hotel because the no-show fees were only a fraction of the full reservation cost. So she would call on the reservation and cancel last minute.
Mm-hmm. Why?
400 times. So the criminal complaint states that Taryn initially claimed the reservations were Christmas gifts, but the supposed recipients had no knowledge of them. Despite being warned by the hotel to stop, she continued making reservations and then even escalated her antics. Some of the fraudulent bookings were made under the names of local high-profile figures, including the police chief and the county's former top prosecutor.
But don't you have to put down a card or something to hold it?
Yeah. Usually.
Then just lock that card out.
I don't know.
You say, hey, I'm sorry, you're not allowed to do it with this card.
In total, the hotel estimates they lost about $2,000 due to her actions. She was arrested, arraigned earlier this month with her bail set at $102,000. As a condition of her bail, she was forbidden to make reservations within a 200-mile radius of Carlisle. However, when they let her out, she made 96 more reservations.
Oh,
wow.
Blatantly violating her bail conditions.
Somebody's addicted.
So
what's the fun
back
of
to
this?
jail. I don't know what the point of that was.
Was there points you get, maybe?
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe that's it. Like
Oh, man.
trying to work the point system with booking.
Coleman's Campers text line. I just got pulled over going 79 and a 65 the other day. I had no seatbelt and I forgot my wallet. No license on me. I got off with a warning somehow, and I think it's because my weirdo sticker and listening to your show, and the officer came to my window.
Dude, that's a good officer.
Thank you, officer.
Dude, that's awesome.
The weirdo sticker does it again.
All right, so this next story, I do have the details because I know you're gonna be asking questions on this one. So a Florida woman named Kimberly Shopper was recently arrested for allegedly trying to sell human remains online. So she reportedly thought Facebook Marketplace was the perfect spot to offload some bones. So according to reports, Kimberly faces charges of trading in human tissue after authorities discovered that she'd been buying and selling human bones. So the Orange City Police Department got wind of the situation back in December of 2023 when somebody reported that a local business called Wicked Wonderland was advertising human remains for sale.
We talked about something similar to this before.
But that was out of a that was out of a funeral home.
I know, but and
this is not.
So
yeah, where did she get the bones?
Right, and when is it okay? Because if I bet you if they said they were 1,000-year-old, you'd be fine with it.
Right.
Okay, so the report includes photos from the business's Facebook page, which brazenly displays an assortment of human bones for sale. And if you're wondering what kind of business would sell skeleton parts, Wicked Wonderland. The company describes itself as being run by a mother and daughter team who revel in the madness of the strange and unusual, the dark and the macabre.
Yeah.
Their website goes on to explain that both women have a medical background and are passionate about the preservation and exploration of anatomy and pathology.
Right. Like you go to the Oddities Festival that tours through, like St. Louis actually is coming up soon, I think, where they have certain things like this, like taxidermy, bones, crystals,
right.
all
So
this stuff.
when authorities investigated, they found a menu of human bones for sale on the website. So like if you want 2 human skull fragments, $90. 1 human clavicle and scapula, $90. A human rib, that'll run you $35. A human vertebrae, $35. A partial human skull, $600.
Like, but I don't get it. Like Moon said, when is it okay?
Yeah, because at some point you're going to say it's okay.
Like, unless you donate your body and go, hey, you could sell me for parts. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could
Right.
be an option for your bones.
You're going to need a certificate of authenticity.
I mean, you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to sell human remains.
This is
that's,
George.
That's on the books.
When they allow it, it's O'Reilly body
She was arrested
parts.
and now faces charges, for her weird side hustle.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Wait, hold up.
Fail.
As reported by National Geographic, there's no federal law prohibiting trade and ownership of human remains, other than those of Native Americans.
they said she's facing charges of trading in human tissue.
Is it legal to
that's
check
weird.
bones online?
That's what's going to happen to
By
your
human
bones.
bones.
If you go up in that tree sanctuary or whatever it was up in Washington, Learn's bone's going to circulate.
Well, I'm sure they'd like to know where you're getting them.
Right.
So what's the law?
I'm looking at this. So this is coming from like a local news story out of Texas. And so can you legally buy human bones online? Because of an investigation that authorities were looking, they're confirming, is it possible to buy these bones online? According to a couple of sources, it is perfectly legal. As reported by National Geographic, there's no federal law prohibiting trade and ownership of human remains other than those of Native people. The Bone Room, a natural history store that follows California state law and U.S. federal law and international treaties regarding the possession and sale of bones, noted that Louisiana, Georgia, Tennessee, and Minnesota have independent state laws prohibiting the import or export of human remains across their state
Maybe in
lines.
Florida, where this woman was based out of.
Okay.
So the only company in the U.S., Skulls Unlimited, which is what you just said?
Skulls Unlimited?
No,
What did you
Wicked
say?
Wonderland.
Okay, never mind. Skulls Unlimited is legally cleaning human heads that come straight from donors, so people are donating. The company sells these donor skulls only to bona fide doctors, nurses, dentists, anthropologists, people with valid scientific or medical reasons to have them, which is like the show. What did we watch this over the break? The show about the funeral home guy that dresses Elvis?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Kings of Tupelo.
Yeah, Kings of Tupelo.
I forgot about that.
Because wasn't that part of it, the human remains?
He said they
were
doing
selling
because
actual.
the doctors had human remains at the hospital, which is fine, because that's what this law says is fine. Doctors can have a
ABC
head and a fridge. No problem.
ABC News says that she was arrested and charged with purchase or sale of human organs and tissues.
Well, that's different than the bones.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Or is it?
So
or is bone a tissue?
users of eBay were allowed to buy and sell human bones and other types of human remains. However, the auction site has now changed its policy around 2016, and currently, according to the eBay human body parts policy, which now indicates that only items containing human scalp hair, such as like lockets or wigs, are allowed to be sold. The website also states that it doesn't even allow used funeral items like urns, which may have come in contact with human remains. So this is all eBay. You can't get anything on eBay anymore.
Holy
There's a whole policy now.
But there's a company called Skulls Unlimited.
Skulls Unlimited.
Wild. Hey, speaking of
They
cool,
said following tests, the reports of the fragments of the bones that they were selling were from 2 different people. Whoa. It's just wild.
So it's state by state law if it's legal.
Hey, speaking of cool oddity shops, I am doing a meet and greet signing with Charlie Paulson, the other guitar player for Goldfinger, at a place called Earthly Enigmas that I think you would really
I
dig.
would love it.
Down in Maplewood, May 2nd, the day before Can You Feel the
Only
Funk
if they sell human skulls
I
there.
don't think you can get a skull there, but they do have a skull in the logo or in the on the website, and a lot of cool stuff. So you may
I'm
actually love it down there.
interested.
Yeah, Earthly Enigmas.
Mardi Gras was last month in New Orleans, and, a bunch of unsuspecting families got a taste of that this past weekend in Anaheim. 38-year-old guy got fully naked at Disneyland last Saturday night. He got up onto a building and started running around the awning outside Tiana's Place. It's the restaurant from 2009's The Princess and the Frog. More like The Princess and the Hog, am I right?
Check out this.
It's in a section of the park called New Orleans Square that's supposed to look like the French Quarter. So a bunch of parents and kids got the full Bourbon Street experience. Someone on Reddit said the guy was also running around on side streets and climbed a tree at one point. According to the police, he was on drugs. Park security eventually corralled him. Anaheim police took over. They didn't give a name, but said he's from Canada. He's facing charges for trespassing, public nudity, and being under the influence of narcotics.
Failed.
Here's a wild one for your Friday fails. A guy in Merritt Island, Florida, took subpar service to a whole new level when he attacked a Subway employee over what he claimed were bad attitudes. On April 5th, a guy named Edward Cocaine.
No way.
Ed Cocaine. Ed Cocaine.
Yeah, let's just call up Cocaine, see what he thinks.
45-year-old Edward Cocaine walked into a Subway, started arguing with staff, got so irate that he pushed one of the workers. Things went from bad to worse when he pulled out a knife, raised it towards him. Luckily, another man with Ed Cocaine tried to calm things down. Both of them took off before cops showed up. When deputies asked him, when deputies tracked Ed Cocaine down, he was arrested, charged with aggravated assault, burglary with assault or battery, and battery. Moral of the story, if you're not happy with your sandwich, may be asked to speak to the manager without throwing hands. Edward Cocaine did not get that message.
Guaranteed this guy at some point has asked for the family discount for the old White China.
It's in my name.
All right, a couple more for you.
White China's not.
That's heroin.
That's heroin.
Oh, gosh dang. What's the.
Oops, I've been buying the wrong stuff.
Got to get your drugs right, buddy.
I know. What's the slang? What's the cocaine slang?
Snow.
Booger sugar.
Booger
Yeah,
sugar. Can I get the family discount?
It's hard to come up with something ridiculous that hasn't happened at a Walmart, but here we go. 4 people in Louisiana have been arrested after they rode their horses through a Walmart last week.
Ah, yes.
You see the videos of this?
I did.
Hey, this person can bring their dog.
These guys were young.
It seems like it was a stunt just for 15 minutes of fame online. One of the 4 men, Mason Webb, told the local news, I mean, it was fun. We were famous. That's all. We didn't want to hurt anybody. He also joked the animals were, quote, emotional support horses because in certain situations, people can take their dogs and other animals inside. Police didn't think it was funny, though. Mason and the other riders are looking at charges of disturbing the peace by violent and tumultuous manners, an unlawful posting of criminal activity for notoriety and publicity. That is on the books as a law.
Yeah, that sounds like Old West charges. Like whenever you see someone, Jesse James for this, it's something like that. It just sounds funny.
A man called 911 for help after injuring himself while allegedly breaking into a Texas car dealership. This is in Tyler, Texas. Jeremiah Megalon. What a cool name.
God, dude. What is it? Only people with cool names get in trouble?
Jeremiah Megalon called 911, said he had broken into a Dodge dealership, attempted to steal a car, but was unable to get out of the building.
Don't you know who I am?
He had cuts from breaking a window at the dealership and crawling through it, rather than escaping from the many unlocked cars inside the dealership. Jeremiah managed to make off with only the candy he took from a salesperson's desk.
Got him.
And that's free, so, don't charge me with that. These mints are out for my taking.
They say, like what's in a name, but like a name kind of helps define who you are. There's no way a guy named Jeremiah Megalon has a voice like me. You know what I'm saying? Like that guy sounds, he's got some big, he's got some big booming.
Oh, I thought he sounded like a dinosaur.
Jeremiah Megalon.
Jeremiah Megalon treated at the hospital, arrested for attempted burglary, and finally,
failed.
This guy thought he was a comic book hero, but in reality, he is a villain. 34-year-old guy named Jason Fernandez was at a comic book store in New Jersey at 11 a.m. Last Saturday. He was with his 2 young kids. There was another customer who was in the shop who was acting disorderly. Now, there aren't any details on what was happening, but this other guy was asked to leave, and he was not happy about it and threatened to beat the employees up. That's when Jason jumped into action and pulled a gun on the tough guy and racked it to intimidate him. Now, what I mean by, racking it, it was like go ahead, make my day, that kind of thing. So he racks it to intimidate the guy. His kids did not like him being a vigilante, and his 9-year-old pulled at the arm holding the gun to get him to put it away. By the time the cops showed up, everybody was gone. 2 days later, they located and arrested Jason and charged him with multiple weapons offenses. Turns out, Jason, not licensed to carry or own a gun, and it does not sound like the other customer is going to be charged with anything.
Failed.
Huh.
Yep.
Well.
Can't do that.
Okay.
And those are your Friday fail stories. Thank you. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Let's give away some prizes. We got a bunch of stuff to give away. We got tickets for Can You Feel the Punk tonight? Coming up in just a couple weekends. Saturday, May 3rd at the Pageant. You get tickets for the 8 o'clock evening show. Still 4-packs left on sale, Moon?
The Pageant released a couple yesterday, and those typically go pretty fast. I don't know if there's some available, but there may be. Again, family 4-packs were opened up for the 3 p.m. show at thepageant.com or canyoufeelthepunktonight.com. No guarantee. Don't.
Well, we got free tickets for the 8 o'clock show if you win. We got tickets to go see Static X with Guar May 28th over the Pageant. We got tickets for Point Fest happening on Saturday, May 17th at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. And we got tickets for tomorrow night's sold-out Trivium and Bullet for My Valentine show at the Factory. Quick game of Fake News of Florida. We'll play after the break. So Lauren will read you a headline, and you tell us if the story is fake news or something that really happened in the state of Florida.
Oh, that's Florida.
2 out of 3 right, you win your choice of tickets while supplies last. Moon is your lifeline. So you can ask Moon for help. He will gladly help you with one of these headlines. And he's great because, we talk about a lot of these stories, and maybe it'll oh, yeah, I remember us talking about that. 314-624-3833, 618-398-3833. Fake News of Florida, next. All right, it's 8:33, Friday, traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. We got a lane blocked due to a crash 270 northbound at 370. It looks like a full block there. And the other things have cleared. That's great. Your point forecast dry and warm much of the day. But then a severe storm this evening and nighttime. High of 84. Right now it is 69 at the Point Studio.
So we've had this place for a little over a year now. And every time I come up here, I discover something new. Whether it be a new structure or just something hidden in part of the woods here. So a couple months ago, just spotted something in the woods and what the hell is that? So I went exploring and let me show you what I found. Check this out. That, my friends, is a hidden sawmill. So I drove out here one afternoon and I said, what the hell is this? Well, you get all this cut wood. You got this wooden structure out here. I said, what is that? And then I go in here, it's a big saw. So this is a sawmill that was just hidden in the woods. So I guess what you do is that little pipe at the end there, you'd hook a tractor up to that and turn the PTO on, and that spins the blade. And you would take your logs and you'd push your logs up onto here. And this thing slides and you'd make yourselves some
And how much junk in your garage, around the house, on a piece of property you have. You'd be amazed about how much that stuff is worth. It's worth cash at Scrap Mart. I'm talking about all that metal you'd just be throwing away. Now, unlike the other guys, Scrap Mart is clean, it's safe, it's convenient. Locations in Valley Park, right at 141 and 44. You got a location in Peevely and in Jonesburg. So Scrap Mart Metals, they'll take your cast iron, your steel, your electric motors, your batteries, your aluminum and cans, your stainless steel, your brass, your copper wire, and it's so simple. So I remember Moon gave me an old safe he was going to just throw away. So I put it in my car, and I drove it down to Scrap Mart. They just put it on a scale. They weighed it. They gave me a receipt. Boom, I got cash for it, which I never gave you, Moon. Sorry, buddy. But contractors, make it easy on yourself. You know, take your dump trailer, fill it with all that scrap from the job site, drive it right to Scrap Mart. They weigh it, and you can make some money. They've been offering top dollar payouts for all your scrap metal since 2011. Recycle smart at Scrap Mart. ScrapMartMetals.com, ScrapMartMetals.com.
So aside from rest, relaxation, and a lot of work, another reason we bought the farm was because my wife owns a company called All Things Elderberry, where she makes elderberry elixir and various other elderberry products. So not only are we building a house on the property, but this is the field over here with over 70 rows of elderberry plants, over 9,000 elderberry plants on this field right now. So let me take you up there. Let me show you what it's all about. So instead of buying elderberries from somebody else, we thought, let's just grow the elderberries ourselves. No big deal. So here we are up here on the big field. It's about 5+ acres of elderberries. As I said, 70 rows, over 9,000 plants. So the rows start over here and go all the way down. So last October, all these plants were put in. Now, right now, they look like little sticks. But come late July, come August, these sticks will be about yay high, full of elderberries. So there are a bunch of different varieties of elderberry in the field here. This is called a Pocahontas. So this will eventually be here, maybe even higher.
Health is so freaking cool, man. They are so good. They're so smart. Everybody working there is just the best, and they are so happy. They love Victory Men's Health, and so do I. I can't stress this enough. So I just went to the doc yesterday, my usual checkup, did a whole blood panel and all that. And even the doc was like, wow, huge improvements from last year. And you know what the difference? Victory Men's Health. The vitamins that I have right here, it was a customized treatment program for me based on my blood. And everything that we found with the SpectraCell, you know, where they look down to a cellular level at Victory Men's Health about what exactly is going on, where I can get it in my natural foods, you know, and again, a customized treatment program that has my name on it, on these vitamins right here that I take daily. That has made a huge difference. The vitamin IV drips that I take about, once a month, huge difference. A huge difference in my mood, in my energy levels, in my production, with everything. And then I just had that Niagen Plus, and whoa, look into that. Ask Victory Men's Health what they can do for you with those Niagen Plus drips, because I still feel freaking amazing from it. Replenished, recharged, rehydrated. Victory Men's Health is so awesome. They will empower you to live optimized, just a bigger, better life. 4 locations, both O'Fallon's. They got a cardiologist doing cardiovascular testing down in Sunset Hills location, and then the town and country one that I love so much and go to all the time. Check out Victory Men's Health today. VictoryMen'sHealth.com, VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
All right, guys, welcome back to the farm. So it's a Sunday, and we got a whole crew here doing stuff. We're going to work in the field today. So this will be the final episode of the farm series for now, but I'm sure we'll return back to the farm at some point. So I'm going to show you what's going on here, the progress of the plants, how those elderberries are looking, and we'll look inside the house, and I'll tell you about some future projects we got coming up here. And there's our tractor, courtesy of Herb Equipment. the Captain Riz tractor. We're moving some poles. Poles. All right, so behind me is another barn. This is a future project that we're going to do. So we're going to turn this barn into a greenhouse. So come on, let me show you what's going on inside. So this is where the old owner, I guess, stored some of his tractors, some of his big carts for the field. So eventually, what we're going to do is we're going to take the sides off and kind of renovate this structure and make it a greenhouse so we could start cultivating our own elderberry brands and maybe start selling what they call the cuttings. Right now, this is home to many a groundhog. All right, we're out here in the big field, and I am going to show you the progress of some of these elderberry plants. So you saw at the beginning, pretty much nothing. And it's a couple months later, and I'll show you what these elderberry plants look like. Look at that. Mulch is down. Plants are looking good. You know, you'll see a weed every once in a while, but we got to pull those. But these plants are looking sweet. There's my partner in crime, Cat the dog. All right, Cat. Let's go. Cat is the consummate farm dog. And there's new dog. Come on, Maggie, Cat, let's go. So I'm not sure if we're gonna get a very good crop this year, but this is basically laying the foundation down for years to come. First year being a farmer. So it's been almost 2 straight months of mulching. We're not even all the way done. See some of these rows? They still need to be done. Still need to be mulched. We've been taking down fences, trying to clear stuff out. So there's a whole nother area that we haven't even touched yet. All stuff beyond that fence right there. Basically untouched, but I guess we'll talk about that next time. We're talking about future projects. Check this out behind me. There's the house the old man used to live in. So we're not sure what we're gonna do with it yet.
On Sunday, and maybe you're doing your food shopping today or tomorrow. Well, new savings from Schnucks for Easter. Get Schnucks Easter meal deal and feed your guests starting at $5.08 or less per serving. Whether you're hosting a big Easter gathering or a small family get-together, you don't have to spend a fortune on your feast. Now, the deal includes everything from your Easter ham to potatoes to rolls, plus ingredients for your green bean casserole. They got dessert cover, too, with savings on fruit and yellow cake dessert shells. So don't miss this delicious deal. It's available now through the 22nd. You get all the details in the Schnucks Weekly ad or right there in the Schnucks Rewards app, which you should have on your phone already. Save some money. Ham's available while supplies last, so get to Schnucks today. The Easter meal deal for $5.08 or less per serving, only at Schnucks this Easter.
All right, here we are backstage, Wayback Point Fest, with the boys from Lit. Gentlemen, how are you? It's great to see you again.
We're doing great. Good to see you guys.
Okay, first and foremost, I hear that there is illness sweeping through the Lit camp. Can we confirm, deny, what's going on?
I'd rather not use the word sweeping through because it's just one guy at the moment, and luckily we're at the tail end. We got like less than a week left of the tour.
Man, so you're hanging on.
We've been out for over 10 weeks, or about 10 weeks, and that's not bad. And
logistical question for those of us.
All right, so National Park Week kicks off tomorrow, and they're waiving entrance fees on the first day to kick off the celebration. So I know
national parks and things.
Tomorrow they're waiving entry fees.
Oh, that's great.
So National Park Week kicks off tomorrow. I know Scott and Moon are national park enthusiasts. How many national parks are there in the U.S.? Do you know the number?
Ooh, let me say. Are you counting national monuments?
How many national parks are there in the U.S.?
Let me say 77.
77?
I'm going to say 200.
There are 63 national parks in the U.S., but some are more popular than others. So the National Park Service shared what places were visited the most last year, and I have the top 10 most popular national parks in America?
Yosemite.
Yeah,
So
shit.
Yosemite. Is that going to be your number one?
Mm-hmm.
That's number 6.
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone is your number 4. These are the most visited national parks in America.
Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon, number 3.
Wow.
Jefferson Memorial.
Jefferson Memorial. No.
Zion.
Zion, number 2.
Glacier.
Glacier National Park in Montana, number 10.
Joshua Tree.
Joshua Tree, no.
Arches is not as popular.
Oh, damn it. Sorry. Never mind that.
I think Mammoth has to be on there.
Mammoth Cave in Kentucky?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Arches is not as popular as you think.
Really?
It's my favorite,
Really?
but it's.
I thought it was.
I mean, it's pretty jamming. Moab is huge now, but it's not as popular as like.
What
Zion.
did you say? It's not Arches for sure. What
Said
was the other one? Mammoth, no.
Cave.
Let's say Bryce.
No. You're missing number 1.
Missing.
Is it the Rocky Mountain Way?
Oh yeah, Rocky Mountain National Park.
Is it on the East Coast?
Rocky Mountain National Park in Colorado?
Oh, okay.
That is number 5.
Let's go. It's not something up north, right? Banff or any of those.
No. Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming is number 9. Olympic National Park in Washington, number 8. Acadia National Park in Maine is number 7.
Badlands.
And the number 1 most visited, most popular national park in America is
St. Louis Arch.
the Great Smoky Mountains National Park.
Okay.
North Carolina and Tennessee.
My sister's got one of those. She and her roommate and best friend, they go to all the national parks, and they've been driving all across the country and just like stopping at different parks and filling up their little trip diary. You know, you can buy one of those and like essentially get discounts.
You got to put the stickers on the back of your
Oh,
car.
yes.
Come on, the back of your Subaru. You got to put those. The
She
oval
does have a
stickers.
Subaru.
I had
Of
them on my
course
Jeep.
she does.
I had
She lives
them
in
on my Jeep.
Colorado.
I know.
I had them all, like all the windows decked out with all the national park stickers that I've been to.
The 3 least visited national parks are the remote gates of the Arctic National Park and Preserve in Alaska,
Never been
North
there.
Cascades in Washington, and the Kobuk Valley in Alaska. Overall, National Park Service reported around 331.9 million recreational visits to national parks in 2024. The previous record was set back in 2016 with 331 million recreational visits. So,
Have you ever been to any? I don't think I've ever heard you say that you've been to any of them.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know.
Oh, you're missing out.
They're so fun, and there's something.
I don't know. I may
nostalgic.
have. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure what you mean. You're not sure. Who do I ask?
What are the ones in New York?
I've been to the
tell you.
Everglades.
Is like Statue of Liberty or something?
Let me see. I was in the Boy Scouts, so I don't know. We went to a lot of woodsy places.
Yeah.
What are the ones in New York State?
A national park in New York
Ellis
State?
Island.
Been there?
That's a national park?
Let me double check.
So let's say, okay, New York State, national parks, African Burial Ground, National Monument, Federal Hall, National Memorial.
State park. I'm not seeing any national parks, man.
Yeah, a lot of these are monuments. They're just not
Okay,
parks.
so they're national monuments, but not parks. I always figured Ellis would definitely be one.
Maybe you've never been.
Maybe I never have. I don't know.
But how many parks
Okay.
you say they had?
24 areas are part of the national park system, according to Wikipedia, in
63.
New York State.
Yeah, don't
And-
count. It has to be a national park.
So, New York Harbor.
No, I don't know.
Nah.
Hey, I haven't never been to one. I'm missing out.
Dude, you really are, man.
Hold up.
I would love
National
to send
parks
you
close
west.
to NYC. Gateway National Recreation Area, Delaware Water Gap, the Saratoga National Historic Park, and Shenandoah National Park. No.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe.
You're not a national park guy.
Head west, young
You
man.
know?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I want to be. I just don't. You know? I need to make that a point. Like, I really want to go to the Grand Canyon.
Go to
one day.
Hot Springs. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah, Arkansas?
Yeah.
I would love to at some point.
I would
It's
love
not,
to.
It's not. I would love to. It's not a priority right now. I don't
Right.
know.
What are your priorities?
I got a lot of them, but going to a national park is not one.
Making
Oh,
sense.
it should be.
Priorities right now, give away some tickets. Right now, let's give away some tickets. Thank you. Fake news or Florida is the game. It's simple. 314-624-3833, 618-398-3833. So, Lauren's going to read you a headline, And you have to tell us if it's something we made up or if it's something that actually happened in the great state of Florida. 2 out of 3 right, you have your chance to pick your tickets. Can you feel the punk tonight? Saturday, May 3rd at the pageant. You get tickets for the 8 o'clock show. Static X and Guar at the pageant on May 28th. We have Point Fest tickets happening May 17th at the amphitheater. And we got tickets for tomorrow night's sold-out Trivium and Bullet for My Valentine show at the factory. Moon is here for you as a lifeline should you need him.
I'm always here for you. I'm listening.
Now, Moon's great because, some of these stories we've covered, he may remember, help you out. He wants you to win. Let's go to the phones, and we got Jake. Hello, Jake.
Hey, how are you? Happy birthday, Riz. Let's go Blues.
Thanks, buddy. And let's go Blues, man. Yeah, playoffs start tomorrow.
Yeah.
5 o'clock.
Hey, Jake, can I tell you that today's contest is sponsored by CarStar, your auto body repair expert. Hail damage. See them at carstar.com.
All right, Jake,
Well, thanks for telling me.
where are you calling from?
From St. Charles.
All right, Jake in St. Charles. Here we go.
My guy.
All right, Jake. A Tarpon Springs man was arrested after he drunkenly dialed 911 and claimed his wife was a black widow spider. Is that fake news or Florida?
Oh, I don't remember hearing anything about that. Moon, help me out.
Oh, bro, you're going to go to me right away.
Read it again.
A Tarpon Springs man was arrested after he drunkenly called 911 and claimed that his wife was a black widow spider.
Man, this doesn't seem real, but I feel like there was some sort of spidery thing, some dude doing some drugs or something like that. But you know what? If you're not feeling it, and I'm not
Just
sure.
please give me an answer.
I'm leaning towards fake.
Yeah, let's go fake news.
You say fake news.
Oh, that's Florida.
Oh, for one.
Deeply sorry.
Okay.
That was your
Jake,
fault.
you're on your own.
You're on your own, Jake.
Here we go. A Cape Canaveral woman told police she couldn't be arrested for indecent exposure because the president said it was okay. Is that fake news or Florida?
Oh, my goodness. Let's go real.
You say real. That is. Goodbye, Jake.
Bye, Jake.
Oh, man, I'm so sorry.
Fake news.
I feel bad.
Don't feel bad.
Cameron in Trenton. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Cameron, here we go. Fake news of Florida.
Cameron, a Pasco County man was arrested for auto theft after he broke into an unmarked police car with 2 deputies inside of it. Is that fake news or Florida?
I'm going to go with Florida.
You say Florida. That is.
Oh, that's Florida.
Florida.
Good job, Cameron.
On the board. Here we go.
Number 2, a West Palm Beach man was arrested for reckless endangerment after he had his 10-year-old daughter drive him home from a bar. Is that fake news or Florida?
I'm going to go with Florida again.
You say Florida. That is fake news.
Yeah, it's too easy.
Got to get this one.
And it comes down to this.
All right, Cameron. A Cape Coral man did a cartwheel during a DUI stop and begged the cops to take him to jail. Is that fake news or Florida?
I'm going to ask help from Moon.
All right, here's Moon for help.
Moon. A Cape Coral man did a cartwheel during a DUI stop and begged the cops to take him to jail. Is it fake news or Florida?
You know, that sounds like something that would be from Florida, but wouldn't make the news. So show me fake news.
Show me fake news.
Oh, that's Florida.
And goodbye, Cameron.
God dang it! I knew the one before. Shoot, I'm sorry. If you're learning a lesson here, it's don't ask me.
No.
You need to be
you're
involved.
good at this game. You're going to get in a groove. You're going to get there.
Okay, all right.
You're bound to get one right.
You're right. Thank you.
And you're due. Jill, hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
All right, Jill, here we go. Fake news of Florida.
All right, Jill. A holiday man had his monkey taken away after the 2 of them were busted driving a stolen car. Is it fake news or Florida?
I'm going to say Florida.
Show me Florida.
Oh, that's Florida.
Duh.
Good job, Jill.
Yeah.
Duh.
It's a weekly
Of course,
occurrence.
that's Florida.
Number 2, Tallahassee police say a house cat started a fire by spilling a glass of whiskey onto a gas stove. Is it fake news or Florida?
Cats. That's Florida.
She says Florida. That is fake news.
Fake news. Jill, it comes down to this.
Jill. Remember, you got Moon if you need him.
Stop it.
Moon's right there. Jill, a hospital security guard was fired for uploading his farts to Instagram. Is it fake news or Florida?
I want to say that's Florida, but I'm going to ask Moon.
Moon.
Well, I'm going to disagree with you. I fully feel that that's fake news.
A hospital security guard was fired for uploading his farts to Instagram. That's what you think?
They would never fire him over that.
Moon says fake news.
A slap
and
on the
the
wrist.
answer is.
Oh, that's Florida.
Bye, Jill.
Bye, Jill.
Wow, what an uptight hospital.
We did cover that story.
Gosh dang, man. I'm sorry.
That was a story covered here on the Rizzuto.
Must have been a second or third offense.
You probably had a
Tyler.
Goldfinger show when we covered that.
In Hillsboro. Hello, Tyler.
How's it going, guys? Happy birthday, Riz.
Let's get a winner, Tyler.
It's not
Here
going
we go.
well,
I feel
Tyler.
good here.
Here we go. Buddy, an Orlando weatherman was fired for telling viewers that the temperature would dip below 50 degrees for the third effing day in a row. Is it fake news or Florida?
Let's go Florida.
All right, that's
Fake news.
Tyler, get it together. Let's go.
Next.
Police in Niceville say a naked man started a house fire while drunkenly baking cookies in his George Foreman grill. Is it fake news or Florida?
Now that's definitely Florida.
Oh, that's Florida.
Yes, it is. Remember that story well.
Tyler.
All right, Tyler. Comes down to this. Here we go.
Listen, a Fort Pierce woman told police that the wind blew cocaine into her purse. Is it fake news or Florida?
Let's go Florida.
Show me Florida.
Oh, that's Florida.
That's a winner.
We got a
Nicely
winner.
done. Nicely
Really
done.
well done.
Tyler, what would you like?
Let's do Point Fest tickets, please.
Point Fest tickets. We'll see you there May 17th. Hang on one second.
Very much enjoyed spectating that.
You got that one.
I did get
You
that.
knew that one.
I knew all those, yeah.
Emma in East Alton. Good morning, Emma.
Good morning.
All right. Let's get another winner.
Emma, a Pompeo Beach woman was arrested for a DUI after she crashed into a police station. Is it fake news or Florida?
I'm going to go with Florida.
Fake news.
Here we go. Emma, get it together. A spider monkey attacked a Home Depot employee after escaping from its owner. Fake news or Florida?
I'm going to go with Florida.
Oh, that's Florida.
Yes. So we know spider monkeys well here on this show.
We do. Number one in spider monkey.
We've had 5 of them in the studio at once.
Yeah.
All right, Emma, comes down to this.
A Titusville grandmother popped out her teeth to scare off a nude burglar on her porch. Is it fake news or Florida?
I'm going to go with fake.
She says fake. It is.
Oh, that's Florida.
That's 100% true. Come on now. Also, what a great tactic to pop your teeth out and scare the hell out of somebody.
Yeah.
Get off my porch.
Get on my porch.
My dad used to pop his teeth out, and it was terrifying.
Ew. I remember my uncle's teeth fell out once when I was a little kid. It scared the hell out of me.
I know. My dad would have his teeth in like the water on the counter when he'd go to bed. He looked like Freddy Krueger at night.
I remember they fell. I must have been like 5 or 6 years old. They fell out of his mouth.
Oh, no.
I didn't know about fake teeth.
And they always do the
Oh, so freaked out. I still remember it.
Dad!
Dude, it is such a visual when you see that. It's so off-putting. And I saw a guy ride by me real slowly. He just got on his bike. And big old Harley, he's all leathered up.
Yeah.
And he went by with no teeth and he was doing the thing.
what?
And I was just like, whoa.
How many teeth are in a mouth normally? We should get that many people with dentures to come and take their teeth out and do like the biggest gathering of non-toothed folk, And that could be a thing we do in 2025.
Ah, yes. The biggest gathering of non-toothed
folk, yes. Chad, hello.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Hey, Chad. All right, here we go. Fake news of Florida. Let's get a winner.
Chad, put your teeth in. Here we go. A Miami man flipped off a cop before jumping off of a pier and attempting to swim towards a cruise ship. Fake news or Florida?
Oh, it's got to be Florida.
Fake news. Next.
Chad, a Brooksville man was arrested for assaulting a woman with pancake batter inside of her house. Is it fake news or is it Florida?
I think I remember hearing that. It's Florida.
Oh, that's Florida.
Yes.
Very good, Chad.
Comes down to this.
Chad, a Taco Bell worker in Miami, was arrested for impersonating a police officer after he attempted to confiscate drugs from a customer so he could use them. Is it fake news or Florida?
I'm going to say Florida.
You say Florida. It is. Bye, Chad.
Goodbye, Chad.
Oh, man. I'm sorry.
Way to keep going until we get a winner.
I know. Well, we did get one winner so far.
Well, yeah, but we can't end
with a loser.
With a loser.
I
It's
agree.
Friday.
I know.
Randy, feeling good about this.
Hey, Riz.
All right,
Hey,
feeling
man.
good, Randy. Here we go.
Happy Friday. Hey, Lauren, if you want your teeth show, just do one in Arkansas and you get a full rack there.
Oh, very good, Randy. What does that mean? The people in Arkansas don't have teeth?
That is correct.
Wow.
Happy Good Friday.
Okay, what? Okay, Randy. A Homestead man was arrested for cocaine possession and then got recharged for eating a police car seat while he was in custody. Is it fake news or is it Florida?
That's Florida.
Oh, that's Florida.
Remember that story well.
Randy knows his states. Here we go.
Next.
A Palm Beach man drove his Ferrari into the water because, quote, Jesus told him to. Is it fake news or Florida?
That's fake news.
Oh, that's Florida.
Hey, Randy, get a little closer to your phone, pal, because we're going to need it for this one.
No.
Here we go.
Comes down to this, Randy.
Randy, a Jacksonville sheriff who was busted for a DUI told the arresting officer that he'd let him sleep with his wife if he let him go. Is it fake news or is it Florida?
That's Florida.
Bye, Randy.
Goodbye, you close-talking, Arkansas-hating man. My God.
Oh, no.
I felt like Randy was breathing into my mouth.
Oh, Randy.
Oh, Randy.
Randy. All right, Vito.
Hello.
All right, Vito and DeSoto.
What up, dude?
We got this.
DeVito. Danny DeVito.
Vito and DeSoto. Let's go.
A Holiday man was arrested for driving a stolen car with a monkey riding shotgun. Vito, is it fake news or Florida?
Florida.
Oh, that's Florida.
Written all over it.
Very good.
All right, Vito.
A Summerfield man was arrested for using marijuana to try and purchase a hot dog at a Circle K store. Is it fake news or Florida?
Moon, go ahead.
Moon.
Well, say it again. You're not going to get arrested for that.
A Summerfield man was arrested for using marijuana to try and purchase a hot dog at Circle K.
Fake news.
Oh, that's Florida.
Okay.
Am I 0 for 7? Gosh, dang. Sorry, Vito.
All right, Vito. Here we go. Come on, we got to get a winner, for God's sakes.
You can get arrested for that?
You can.
The man's just trying to pay for something.
A North Miami man was arrested for breaking into a woman's home and slow dancing with her cat. Fake news or Florida?
Fake news.
You said fake news. The answer is fake news. I knew it.
Oh, man. Thank goodness.
All right, hang on, Vito. Woo! All right, we end on a winning note. Excellent. All right, we'll take a break. Couple news stories and maybe an email or two. It is 9:03. It is Friday. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. We got a lane block due to a crash 270 northbound at 370. Your point forecast, dry and warm most of the day. Severe storm this evening and nighttime, though. High of 84 right now. It's 71 at the Point Studio. Oh, let's do it now.
Let's do it now.
Let's do it now.
Let's do it now. Okay, so wait, and Columbus, I don't think you have a clue how bad this gun hurts. Would you like an example? Would you like to try? Would you put your butt on the line and?
You guys can shoot me.
Yeah. Have Scott. How about you shoot Clonvis first?
Can I take one
shot in the
Can I
tush.
take one of his shots and give him 4? Was that
What?
fine?
No.
Oh, that's happened. I'd like to. I mean, just as a gesture.
I mean,
of
that's a pretty.
goodwill.
That's a pretty amazing friend right there.
In tribute?
Or I'll take one
put
and
my
I'll
ass
still
on the
shoot
line.
him 5 times.
I had 4 last week, and I'll tell you, it was excruciating.
I'm interested to see if it's as bad as you guys say, or if you're hamming it up. So I'm willing to take a shot.
Yeah. Okay. I would love for you to take a shot to see if we're hamming it.
Fine.
Shoot
you know
me.
what? He'll take one of your shots.
Shoot me. All right, good.
Holy smokes. 9 Mile Garden. 9 Mile Garden is the perfect spot for you, your family, your friends, your pets. Bring the kids, bring the dogs, and join 9 Mile Garden. The only rule they have really is no outside drinks or food, because they got all those food trucks right there. They got multiple food trucks, dessert trucks, 40 taps, signature cocktails, even mocktails for the kids. Believe me, you can't make or bring anything that's better than what they have over there. They got cornhole and disc golf tournaments every week as well. Plus, the best rock bands in the area are playing out there, from The Garden, 0 to 90, monthly emo nights, platinum rock legends. You know, on June 28th, they got a Warped Tour tribute, Warped 25. I mean, You got sports, you got movies, 325-inch outdoor big screen. This is where you can catch City SC games, cards matches, cards games, blues, blues playoffs. Hello, there's no better place. You can rent out sections of the garden too for your groups or corporate functions. 9 Mile Garden is so freaking cool. So get the crew together, grab some drinks for 40 tabs and hit up those food trucks at the Food Truck Row. 9milegarden.com. It's the number 9milegarden.com.
There's a big tour, big show coming to St. Louis, April the 1st over at the Chaffetz Arena. And I am very stoked for the very first time to be chatting with Co Wetzel. Co, you'll be at Chaffetz. It is the Road to El Paso Tour Part 1. And we're playing the song Creeps. And it's really nice to meet you, Co.
Hey, man, I appreciate you having us on. Thank you for jamming the music, dude.
Now, no problem at all. And we got a lot to get to here. But I, as somebody that's kind of new to you and what you do, what was the first music in your life that caught your ear, that made you, that started to kind of lay the foundation for you being a very passionate music fan?
I would probably have to say Nirvana. I grew up on all kinds of music, and then I found out who Nirvana was in the 8th grade or 7th or 8th grade, and I don't know, man. They kind of grabbed me. Kurt's voice and the way that they put all the music together was. It was unlike anything I had ever heard, and I was like, "Oh hell yeah, I got to do this."
And so, was it that record? Was it Nevermind? And In Utero, whatever, Nirvana in general. So that was the one that was like, "All right, I want to do this."
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up playing music, but it was always country.
All right.
And stuff like,
So
yeah.
then, on top of that, Co, when did you? Yeah. Oh, sorry to interrupt. I apologize. But so when did you feel like, you know what, I can do music for my life? Like, this is something that I can do. I want to do this. I want to make a living doing this.
Yeah, I think it was more in college. I played and I wrote through high school, played gigs through high school and stuff. But once I got into college, I was like, screw school, I played football for a little bit in school. And I was like, I'm not going to make it to the NFL. I'm not going to become a doctor. So why not go get some free beer and, make a little money doing it, So
I saw that post I think you made yesterday about your grandma on the Dallas Cowboys. And and I found that to be so funny. So are you a Cowboy fan to this day because of grandma?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Like, I think, not even 24 hours after I was born, I was in a Cowboy onesie. So yeah, I'm a day one.
That's so awesome, because I remember it was so funny reading that post of yours, because I remember my grandmother also chain smoking what must have been the cheapest cigarettes known to mankind, and then chirping at me about why I even played sports, that I should just be working on my school, and why weren't my grades better. But I could still remember her at her back porch just chain smoking and then yelling at me at the same time.
Lighting one with the other,
which I always thought, like, when I saw my grandparents do that, and I've never wanted to be a smoker, but I was like, man, that's kind of badass.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be, but I thought they were so cool for doing it. So Co, one of your buddies has become a huge fan favorite on our radio station, and that is Jelly Roll. And one of the things that Jelly and I had the opportunity to chat a couple of times, and one of the things that I really like about him and what he's doing, and I think the same goes for you, is that I feel like we get all, and music people, radio people, label people, we get way too into the weeds about genres, about it being this or it being this. And Co, I don't know anybody that just listens to music in those kinds of narrow sort of terms. So honestly, I just love that you guys are bringing a new style, which is all of the styles kind of back to the forefront. I feel like it's just good for all of us as music fans. Am I nuts?
No, you're completely right. What Jelly's doing, and other artists as well, is, it's, as an artist, I feel like you don't want to be labeled as a genre. You kind of want to, just kind of play music, and whatever comes out, and so Jelly's, man, he's killing it, absolutely crushing it. One of my dear friends, but it's a mix, the country with the rock, with the kind of hip hop, and man, whenever you're able to do that and be versatile like that, man, I think fans really appreciate it, instead of, listening through a record that sounds the exact same all the way through. You have these ups and downs of different styles of music. The fans definitely, can get behind it.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, you're going to be here at the Chaffetz Arena on April the 1st. Also, too, I know that if we ever have you play a show for us and Jelly Roll is around, we need to lock up every golf cart that we can in the
good people in bad circumstances. Instead of just selling you a car, the Auto Loan Pro is going to help you get your life and your credit back on track. Listen, making a big purchase with finance, it's complicated, especially if you've had that hiccup with your situation. The Auto Loan Pro, he's there for you. He works at over 50 different lenders to get you the very best financing. He's going to work his ass off to get you the best rate possible. Little to no money down. So here's how it works. At Auto Loan Pro, they guide you through each step with a customized game plan to maximize your qualification chances and secure you the best rates. From evaluating your credit to finding the right vehicle, they offer a seamless process designed for long-term success here in the area. So it starts with you going to autoloanpro.com and download the playbook to success. Download the playbook to success, and then next thing you know, boom, you're on a new ride. Anyone can sell you a car. It takes a pro to do it right. Autoloanpro.com. That's autoloanpro.com.
Some all day, yeah. Cause when you get something that's a tough day, oh, yeah, even flow. Got a horse and a butterfly. Ooh, you don't know. So he marries a new guy.
All right, it's Riz, it's Jeff Burton backstage at Point Fest with Eric and Jeff from Stone Temple Pilots.
All right, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
You seem like you're like a morning radio show where you're all
A
amped
lot
up
of-
on caffeine.
Did you know I do a morning radio show?
do?
Yeah.
All right.
And a lot of cocaine.
Yeah. Hey.
Good morning. Actually, good afternoon. Hi.
It's kind of morning. That's why
To
I'm
me,
commenting
yeah.
on that. Yeah.
So how have the shows been so far? I mean, Jeff's the new guy. So what hazing has been going on, or any?
Do you ever see Full Metal Jacket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bars of soap and
yeah,
socks?
no, we haven't been doing that.
All right. Oh, man, it's already 9:12.
Oh.
Big plans this weekend, guys? Easter egg hunt for Scott on...
Yeah. I'm going to find some.
On Saturday over at the Family Church.
Yep, I'll be emceeing 9 to noon.
Your gig got canceled, so
Uh-huh.
you're free tomorrow.
I've
Moon?
got a lot of things to take care of. I'm hopefully watching a soccer game and
at Energizer Field?
No, I don't have tickets, but and I'm excited to watch the Blues. I went to the Cardinals game on Wednesday and got to sit in the party patio again. Holy crud, dude! You gotta sit down there sometime. It's the coolest.
No, I'm going to go, and I appreciate Selena and everybody over at El Cardenales.
Yeah, shout out to Selena and those guys. I love a good sporting event, man.
I know, so City SC is home tomorrow. It's supposed to rain tomorrow night.
It's supposed to be disastrous.
They play those soccer games in the rain?
I don't think they're going to call it unless there's lightning. Remember that one?
I was there that one time where they pushed back the start time because of rain, but I think that was thunder and lightning.
That happened to us as well. It was torrential downpour, possible tornado, and all that. And we sat in the parking garage, and they ended up starting a 6:30 game at like 9:30. So they'll push it pretty far back.
Dang.
And we kicked the crap out of Cincinnati. It was awesome. It was like a great experience. It was a bummer to have done that and not in a full stadium because it's just such a rowdy atmosphere, such a fun atmosphere. But I mean, I would say as long as there's not lightning or some tornado warning, they're going to play in the rain.
Well, is it supposed to thunder and lightning tomorrow night? I know they're calling for rain.
Yeah, I thought it was severe weather.
Yeah, they better not wear their white Umbros tomorrow.
You're right. That'd be embarrassing. All those nipples showing through.
That's what we're there to see. You know what I'm saying?
An Umbro
We're
nipple
there.
emergency? My goodness.
Umbro shorts, Umbro.
I was thinking shorts,
Umbro.
but
Okay.
also shirt too.
Or
yeah.
shirts, whatever.
Yeah. Hey, it all works.
Low wind risk and very low tornado risk. I'm looking at this. This is today and late night. Large hail is the most likely threat. Let's see. Level 2 severe threat, 5 being the highest. Storms will become more widespread overnight tonight. The severe threat diminishes a bit after midnight, though. I don't know, man. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, guys. Listen, I'm no Steve Templeton.
Game's on for now, baby.
Yeah, we gonna do some news.
And your news being sponsored by
Schicker Auto Group, your headquarters for American-made Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep vehicles. Shop local. Visit shopschicker.com.
All right, some quick science news, guys. Science news. This week in science. Did we just find aliens? Experts are coming out and saying, slow your roll, but listen, the answer might seriously be yes. Because the James Webb Telescope found what they're calling the most promising signs of life on another planet. The planet is called K2-18b, which is a very catchy name. It's 124 light years away, and they think it has liquid water. The entire planet could be even one big ocean. Now, they didn't see little green men staring back, but did detect 2 sulfur-based compounds that could be signs of life. Now, on Earth, they're only produced by living things. Of course, we all know dimethyl sulfide and dimethyl disulfide. Duh.
Yeah.
Of course.
Now, they didn't just find trace amounts of this stuff. They found a lot of it. They said an ocean that is teeming with life is the scenario that best fits the data. Guys, not everyone's convinced yet, but the lead researcher says it could be a huge moment in history. Quote, this could be the tipping point where suddenly the fundamental question of whether we're alone in the universe is one we're capable of answering. So
is this
that space news was trumped by Katy Perry going to space this week.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Well,
okay?
Makes sense.
Think about what I just said.
Well, she's a hero, and this is just stuff.
We're never going to make it to this planet, so...
There is possible signs of life on another planet.
Right.
And that news...
Liquid water and sulfur.
...was trumped by Katy Perry and Gayle King floating around for 2 minutes.
Our priorities as a people
on a penis
are all out of whack.
4 minutes. I'm sorry. Sorry, Gayle. On a penis-shaped rocket. Okay?
All right.
How far is that? Is that
124 light years away.
Okay.
Right around the corner.
That's a ways.
That's
right around the space corner.
That's the Kepler sun or star or whatever they call it.
Listen, I'm not going to pretend.
When are we getting those space elevators? This will be fun.
There's some solar system that they've been looking at for a while that has like 5 or 6 planets.
This is K2-18b.
It's got to be K. That's why it's
Which sounds like a strand of weed.
In scary robot news, Thailand debuted the first real life RoboCop. It's a humanoid robot with the 360-degree cameras, facial recognition, weapon detecting technology. They even dressed him up in a uniform. He doesn't have a gun though.
What's the fun?
Yeah, what does he do then?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Hangs out.
Beep, beep.
In animal news, scientists in Argentina are working on genetically modified super horses. Anxiety drugs in rivers make salmon take more risks. Dolphins communicate by peeing up in the air, and most alligator attacks aren't the gator's fault. A study blamed 96% of them on humans being dumb. In Doing It news, there might be a new drug to treat super gonorrhea. That's gonorrhea that doesn't respond well to antibiotics. And in radio news, a study found some people's brains are just wired to connect with music on a different level. So if it makes you cry or gives you goosebumps, you're probably one of those people. They say it's 54% genetics. The other 46% is how you're raised. For example, if you play an instrument or grew up listening to music with your family. And that's science news. And local news... big news out of the Parkway School District this week. The school board just voted to put the hammer down on cell phones during school hours. So here's the deal. Starting next school year, if you are in elementary or middle school, your phone is going to need to stay stashed away from the moment you show up until the final bell rings. No Snapchat, no TikTok, no texting your buddy in math class. Sorry, kids, that's the way it is. High schoolers, don't think you're off the hook. You still have to check your phones during class. Like, you could check your phones between classes and at lunch, but when you're in the classroom, the phone's got to be away. No more just checking the time when you're actually scrolling through memes.
How do you do that? You got a basket up in the front or something?
Paint the walls with lead.
Like, how do you do that? Or are you just not allowed to have it?
Is it a
You're not
trust
allowed to
thing?
have it out. You cannot have.
Okay.
My son says that there are kids that have their phones out on their desk, like it's out on their desk.
That's
Parkway,
incredible.
it's got to be away during class.
I always love that excuse. They're like, well, what if I got to reach them in an emergency?
Well, and look, teachers say the phones are a huge distraction. Kids watching videos, texting, calling each other, you name it. And one Parkway North teacher even said it's tough for anyone to learn when everyone's glued to their screens. And it makes sense. Now, if you got a medical reason or there's an emergency, don't worry. They're making exceptions. And honestly, the district says this. This is just about keeping things fair and consistent instead of having different rules in every building or classroom. Like, here is the district rule. And by the way, this isn't just Parkway. Other districts around, St. Louis County are clamping down too. Plus, there's a bill floating around in Jefferson City that can make cell phone bans during class a statewide thing. So parents, maybe this is the year your kid finally, talks to somebody at a lunch table instead of texting them.
Oh, your kids are
2 feet away. And students, well, I guess it's back to doodling in your notebook for a while.
I wonder how it got so lax, because remember when Clueless came out in the 90s and everybody was on their cell phone in that movie? I thought, wow, like to have a cell phone, that would be so cool, and then to be on it during, science class or whatever. Who started letting the kids just bring their phones in?
I think it was just everybody's got one, and it just got out of control. You kind of...
It's interesting that it just evolved into that, though. I mean, we couldn't even chew gum or have a hat on.
Mm-hmm.
Now kids have hats on and are chewing gum and on their phones.
My gosh,
It's
the
wild.
respect is gone.
Late in my junior high school, junior and senior year, everybody had beepers, and you couldn't have your beepers out. I remember that was.
Well, that's because you were a drug dealer. If you had a beeper.
That's what my mom thought. That's why I couldn't have a beeper, and I always wanted one. Only drug dealers have them. What?
I didn't deal drugs.
Yeah, but
Mom did. Yeah,
that's what the schools thought. That's what the parents in the schools thought.
I'd say, Moon, hit me on the hip.
Yeah, cool, because you're.
That's
my
so
drug
cool.
dealer.
I'm sad that I didn't get to experience it.
Hey, hit me on the hip later, and we'll see where.
They were banned from our school because they were drug-related paraphernalia.
I wanted a 143 text.
I love you.
I love you. But I couldn't have it because I didn't have a beeper.
Oh, when the girlfriend used to text and put 911 next to it, you better. Oh my God, it was a phone. My
Booty
God.
call, dude.
If I don't find a phone, you're gonna be pissed. Probably trying to run me over again. I need to find it.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I remember my dad having that and us having to text those kind of messages, get him to a payphone so he could call us.
Hey, did you stay with that gal after she tried to run you over, or was that it?
No, I stayed with her.
Smart.
Oh my gosh!
Twice.
All this time, when you explained that, I thought it was because you broke up with her, or
We broke up,
that was
and
the
then
thing.
no, we would break up all the time.
Right,
We were one of those couples that would break up every couple weeks and then get back together.
right. But you were with this person post murder attempt.
2 times.
Okay, well, that's an interesting piece of information that I needed to plug.
Yeah,
in.
no, 2 times.
to that
We were.
story.
Did you guys have those friends that always broke up?
Yeah.
We're always arguing and always
Yes.
broke up.
Yeah, and then get back together a million times.
And they were, it would get nasty and everyone just
Very
get really
annoying.
quiet and you're like,
Very annoying.
great, they're
Never
going to be
believed
here
them.
on this trip. Oh, fun.
Yeah, you bringing Heather tonight? No, we broke up. Again? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's twice this week.
I had one friend. I mean, when the relationship finally ended, we were all like collectively applauding because it was finally over. The great American nightmare of that relationship was gone.
Man. Yeah, I just remember we would, like 2 of my good friends, they were dating and they just could not get along. And anytime we went camping or anything like that, everyone was just like, no, please don't. They're both going.
Breaking up. Here we go.
This is awful. It's going to be a huge fight. This is not fun.
This was, nope, we're done. And then like a couple days later, it'd be, I love you.
Right. Miserable.
And finally, in your news, this one out of St. Louis County. Picture it. You're working at a car dealership, okay? And a customer checking out a shiny new 2025 GMC Acadia. You're telling them about the leather seats and look at the moonroof, and suddenly the guy you're showing the car to just drives off. And this is what happened at the Lou Fuse on Page. According to police, a 51-year-old guy named Terrence Betha was at the dealership Monday getting the full VIP tour of the Acadia. And instead of handshaking the paperwork, he just took matters and the car into his own hands and just bye-bye.
It's cheaper that way.
And here's where it gets even wilder. The dealership tracked the car down pretty quickly, and officers found Terrence just strolling away from the Acadia like it was no big deal. When confronted, he said, yep, I took it.
Mm-hmm.
Honesty points, maybe. Oh, and shout out to the surveillance cameras, because if you're going to commit Grand Theft Auto, you might want to remember, Big Brother's always watching. There are cameras there at the dealership.
Yeah. You're kidding me. On a lot where they have $1 million in merchandise?
Yeah, the footage had Terrence caught right in the act, and now he's facing charges for stealing a motor vehicle and being held on $50,000 cash-only bond. Not exactly the kind of drive-off-the-lot experience Lou Hughes had in mind. All right, that's your news. Here is sports. Moon, what do we got?
Sparts, brought to you by DraftKings at Casino Queen. Play, stay, and dine. Visit DraftKings at CasinoQueen.com for special promotions. The Blues will face the Jets in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs beginning tomorrow. 5 p.m. in Winnipeg. Games 1 and 2 are set for Canada Life Center. Then games 3 and 4 will take place at the Enterprise Center here in St. Louis. If necessary, games 5 and 7 will alternate between Winnipeg and St. Louis.
Okay, so do you have the let me see,
yeah,
actual schedule?
So the Blues return to home ice. It comes with the late night twist. Their first home game in the series against the Jets is 8:30 p.m. Central on Thursday.
Okay, so wait. So game 1 is tomorrow at 5. Game 2 is Monday at 6:30. Back to St. Louis Thursday, you said, right?
That's right. That's the first time we're going to have a home game. It's scheduled for 8:30, but the puck drop likely won't happen until probably 8:45 or a few minutes later.
Well, because it's probably the second game of the night.
It's
and they have to wait.
Yep. It's the NHL's national broadcasting schedule is kind of maybe shifted. So we'll see. That night, ESPN2 will first air the Maple Leaf Senators before shifting to the Blues Jets. Now, fans have multiple viewing options for Monday. That's FanDuel Sports Network will air all games locally with John Kelly and Jamie Rivers. National coverage will rotate between TNT, True TV, ESPN2, and Max Streaming. On radio, 101 ESPN will carry every game with Chris Kerber and Joey Vitale.
Okay, so, yeah, and we talked about this on Wednesday with Kerber. Being in the Central Division, we get screwed because we're playing the West Coast times. So it sucks we get screwed on the games during the playoffs, but
the game I was at on Wednesday, the Cardinals game, was awesome. Cool offense. Newt Barr hit one dead to center. It was awesome. But Cardinals pitcher Andre Palante shook off a rough second inning where he gave up 4 runs, and the offense could not recover. 4-1 loss to the Mets yesterday.
Okay, yesterday.
Despite retiring 12 of the next 13 batters, Palante got little help from the bats. Cardinals managed only 3 hits, struck out 11 times. City SC will kick off its 2025 U.S. Open Cup campaign on Wednesday, May 7th, hosting Union Omaha at Energizer Park in the round of 32 as St. Louis chases the 11th Open Cup title. The match offers fans another chance to witness high-stakes knockout soccer in one of the country's most electric venues. City SC, known for style and community-driven missions, sees the tournament as both a shot at silverware and a tribute to St. Louis's storied soccer legacy. Union Omaha is a third-division squad. They upset a second-tier team to earn this match. City SC already defeated them once in a record-setting 2023 Open Cup clash. Hot mic scenario. This time it happened in tennis. British tennis player Harriet Dart, what a cool name, sparked controversy at the Rouen Open after being caught on a hot mic telling the chair umpire that her opponent, French player Lois Boizon, quote, smells really bad and should, quote, wear deodorant. The comment made during the changeover quickly went viral, especially after Boyson, unaware of the remark, defeated Dart 6-0 and then 6-3. Dart later apologized on Instagram, saying it was a heat-of-the-moment comment she regretted. Boyson responded lightheartedly, posting a photoshopped image of herself holding a Dove deodorant stick with the caption, Dove, apparently need a collab. Thought that was funny.
Hilarious.
I'm Moon, and that's your sports, because doing the bull dance, feeling the flow, working it.
All right, one final break. We'll come back, wrap her up.
So if you change my mind 1,000 times, you better hear them say, yeah, 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 I like it that way. Any man of mine better change their mind. He better squeeze it.
Victory Men's Health. Fellas, You know I'm on your case about this stuff, Frank. I'm talking to you. You're out there, you're driving that box truck around, you're like, man, my energy is in the gutter. That's just part of being a Midwestern male. Well, no, it's not. That's that Midwestern male mentality creeping into your brain. You can care about your health. It's allowed. It's not illegal, guys, and your partner for that should be Victory Men's Health because they care more than you do about your health. They're the biggest cheerleader when it comes to making sure that whatever treatment they prescribe you, you're sticking to your guns and sticking to their plans. And they test your blood down to a microcellular level, and then they get you on a customized treatment plan just for you. And wherever you are, there's one near you. There's one in East O'Fallon, one in Town and Country that Moon and King Scott and I go to, and one in Sunset Hills that just added cardiovascular testing to the arsenal of things they offer, from testosterone therapy to peptide treatment to weight loss therapy. Whatever you need, Victory's got you covered. Don't wait. Take your health back in 2025. Go to VictoryMen'sHealth.com. That's VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
Well, here we are, Music Record Shop, and it's Donnie. We've got Giannis, we've got Jimmy, and we've got Alex, our grand prize winner. And quite simply, gentlemen, for the next little while, we're just going to go record shop.
Wicked.
Which sounds fantastic. So we'll check in when we get done. Let everybody kind of get after it. But do you have a plan when you're going into a
No,
record
I'm just
shop?
going to go at it with a frenzy.
All right,
Yeah.
very good. Well, we love that. All right, so here at Music Record Shop, we're getting after it. We'll check in with you in a bit. Did you ever stop collecting vinyl, or have you just always done it?
Yeah, I mean, from when I started buying vinyl, largely because a lot of the shows I went to when I was younger were like punk. They were like punk shows. So the bands that I liked, they would just put out 7-inch.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, and I wanted the music, so I was like, I bought it, and then I bought a crappy turntable.
I've kind of started going back and buying a lot of punk vinyl,
Cool.
of stuff that I never had before, and bands that I've just now kind of rediscovered that everybody says are great. You know, like Minutemen, where we're a band that I've known of but never really knew.
Yeah, on tour, it's a reason to go out for a walk, to go to the record store, and you know what I mean? It's like, I like going to actual record shops.
Is it a pretty fairly common thing that you do?
Yeah, on tour definitely, and in London I go record shopping. Yeah, a fair bit.
Just so we know, I'm getting this from Moon. But I mean, I would put it in my collection. I'm just saying I'm getting this from Moon because I think he loves this movie, if I'm not mistaken. And then if you don't, I am going to keep it for myself. I saw an article today that your record is the second biggest seller on vinyl in 2019.
It's the biggest in the UK.
In the UK,
it's the biggest.
It's the biggest.
Yeah. The official chart put a tweet out yesterday. Right? Yeah. Unless something's changed in the last few days, it's the biggest.
What was crazy was it was like you guys, Queen, Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Like it was all like catalog
acts,
stuff.
yeah.
That's awesome. Are you a big David Bowie fan?
Yeah.
If I were to buy a non-greatest hits David Bowie record, what would you recommend?
My favorite's Low.
Okay. He's just another one of the ones that knew of as I was growing up, but it just took me till I was a little bit older, I think, to kind of appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we have the greatest hits, we have 2 volumes of the greatest hits, and every time we have it on, we're like, why do we not have more? We know these songs and they're great, but there's got to be flipping tons more out there. Yeah. So I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves.
Absolutely.
And enjoy searching. But
Pleasure.
I just wanted everybody to kind of go with maybe show a couple things in which that they got. And I'm going to start. I've been looking for David Bowie to get that was an actual proper record and not a greatest hits.
Mm-hmm.
And so Jimmy told me to get this one and recommended this one. And then for comedic purposes, and I couldn't leave it alone, the Martin Mull stand-up record for $3.99. I just figured we'll give it a go.
Care, loving the way you look, it's all good for your mental health. It's their mission over there at Parkhurst Plastic Surgery to provide the highest level of care to help you achieve your cosmetic goals with the most natural-looking results. When you look good, you feel good, it's good for you. Now, everyone in the practice over there at Parkhurst, from the surgeons to the nurse injectors to everybody, focused on providing the best care with the least invasive techniques. If your desired result can be achieved by less invasive means, then that's what they can recommend over there at Parkhurst. Not your cookie-cutter providers where everybody leaves with the same results. They cater their treatments and procedures and surgeries to each individual to make sure everyone leaves happy. So if you're looking to minimize fat and hard-to-target areas, they offer everything from injectable lipodissolve or Kybella to Cool Sculpting Elite to Smart Lipo to your traditional lipo. Hey, they also offer at Parkrest one of the only FDA-approved procedures to dramatically reduce the appearance of cellulite. It's called the Veli. It's a quick in-office procedure performed under local anesthesia with little to no downtime. Literally breaks the bands that cause the dimples in the skin from cellulite. Book yourself an appointment. Go to parkcrestplasticsurgery.com. That's parkcrestplasticsurgery.com.
So here we are, way back Point Fest, and the first band of the day is a band that, through the course of my life, I think I've seen your band 6 times, but we've never chatted and said hello.
It's just strange that wouldn't happen. I know you mentioned Mississippi Nights.
Yeah.
We talked on the phone the other day, and
yeah.
I remember the club well. You know, we used to have great shows there, but it's like anything these days. You know, stuff doesn't stay around as long as you would think it would. So
I remember something specific about this show, and it's a little creepy, so I'm going to go ahead and warn you. So where I was standing at Mississippi Nights, they had the back door open, and I could see directly into your tour bus.
Okay.
And I saw you. This is like right before you guys are going on, and I hadn't ever seen you before till this night. And you had like this black leather jacket on, like these skinny sort of jeans, and I was like, this dude is a bad man. And you were, and it was such a great show because that night it was a couple of different bands. Letters to Cleo were on that bill. Yeah. Ned's Atomic Dustbin were on that bill. I love those guys as well. So it was like a cool thing. But it was the first night that I saw you guys, and Vinny, you had this like for real frontman rock star presence about you that I thought was very cool at the time.
you sure put the pressure on me today. Dude, where do you go from there?
Right. But you know what though? And speaking of that role as the frontman is it's like an important thing, man, because not only the nuts and bolts of the creative side of the music and the lyric writing and stuff, but I mean having that image for the band is an important one, whether you want to kind of admit to that or not.
Oh, certainly. And it's something that we, seem to cultivate early on in the career of the band. We wanted to do that thing. We revere rock and roll, and it almost sounds like I'm just copying Elvis on his '68 comeback. You know what I mean? You can't reinvent the wheel. You know what I mean? It's like that's pretty much it.
Right. I think it's also funny too when you guys say, "Hey, I'm just ripping Elvis. That's all I'm doing," or you know what I mean? Like when you have another artist that come by, like, "Yeah, well, I'm not that cool. I just got it from this guy." I think it's funny when you guys are the first ones to admit that.
I mean, it's like that's the gold standard, man. You look all the way back, even to the Ed Sullivan years. There's reruns on TV these days all over the place, and you look at that and you're reminded of how cool it was. And to me, like I go, it doesn't get much better than that, and that's why you influence just generations and generations of groups.
You're from an amazing city. You're from an amazing city that has this unbelievable tradition of rock and roll music. You have the city that has this unbelievable tradition of rhythm and blues and soul music. How did that all come together for you you guys as musicians? Because again, that is a best of all of those world situations, not just good bands, like the best of the best bands.
Well, it's funny you bring it up. We were talking about, Andy and I were talking about the Aretha Franklin's funeral.
Sure.
And of course, Andy, you spotted who was the backup singer gal in that band?
Sandra, yeah.
Right.
She sings backups for her. She sang them, but yeah. Well, a bunch of our friends were in the band, and the horn players, and yeah.
Oh, without a doubt. And what struck me was just the incredible group that they had there. Not to mention the choir. I just go, those are, like Andy said, a lot of those guys are our friends.
Yeah.
Folks, I got some big news for you. Crabgrass, that's right. Crabgrass is going to be a big problem this year because of the amount of moisture we've had this spring, including tomorrow. I mean, this could wake up the oldest crabgrass seeds, and they could lay dormant in conditions that are right for them for up to 15 years. But you can get that taken care of right now, because once it starts warming up, if you don't take care of it now, you're going to have an issue. So reach out to Green Envy Lawns. They're the ones who make your yard look absolutely amazing, because over at Green Envy Lawns, they use products that are formulated for our soil right here in Missouri, our weather conditions and turf types. And they don't use some cheap, generic international or national product. They use something formulated just for us right here, a trade secret, I'm told. And the applicators are commercially licensed. These are professionals, applicators, and are certified by the Missouri Department of agriculture. So they're not part-timers, they're not high school kids. These are legit pros, and you could trust them on your property, and they're going to treat your yard, and it's going to look beautiful all year. So you can take your shoes off, walk out there, and actually enjoy your property. So reach out to Green Envy Lawns so you have an immaculate yard for the rest of the year. Go to greenenvylawns.com, greenenvylawns.com.
Wake up! It's when you gotta go on a table. And then you gotta go on a table. And then you gotta sit on a table. And then you trust in my sip and slide. Those system of downs. Chop suey.
Joined by Seether. Gentlemen, how are you? It's great to see you, and thank you for being here with us. The first thing I want to bring to your attention, and I'm sure that you guys don't keep track of this because you have way bigger things to do, but this is your 6th Point Fest, all right? Out of the 30 some odd that we've done, you've done 6 of them. Not to mention birthday shows, Christmas shows. While other rock bands have kind of gone by the wayside, you guys have just been a constant core artist for us. I was looking last night. We've played like 26 different Seether songs in the history of our career, and your career.
Thanks,
and
man.
our career as well. You have just been such an important part of the station as the alternative format goes left and we stay rocking. You guys have been a really big part of that. And I just, as the music director of the radio station, just wanted to say thank you. And I'm sorry, Sean, if you're getting eaten alive by something over there.
I'm making my acquaintance with the local wildlife.
You guys are celebrating 20 years this year. That's a really impressive feat. How, many bands that have been successful still don't make it 20 years. How have you guys been able to do that by your account?
I think we've just basically written stuff that we want to hear. I love a lot of bands. I love a lot of music styles, and a lot of different types of music. But whenever we write albums, we just stay. I try to stay true to what we like. We like to write stuff that we like to play, and stuff that I like to listen to. So I think really just not adapting to a new flavor of the week kind of sound. There's a couple bands out there that tend to sort of go left and right as the tides move, and that just isn't sincere. I don't think. You know what I mean? I think you have to stay sincere and honest and true to yourself in that sense. And so musically, we just always write stuff that and you also don't want to rehash the same things.
Sure.
So it's great to experiment and try new things, and as long as you don't lose the essence of what the band really is and what the sound is. Yeah.
One of the things that I've wanted to ask you guys for a bit, and I noticed this as well when I was prepping to talk to you guys. You guys release a new record every 3, 4, 5 years. It's not like it's one of those record, out on the road for a year and a half, record again. It doesn't seem to be that kind of cycle. It seems to be spaced out, which says to me that you guys are given the opportunity to maybe take
Loveswoods.com. MoonLovesWoods.com, a special website and a special deal for you, Point listeners, from Woods Basement Systems. Now, maybe you need some basement stuff. We've had a lot of water, a lot of flooding, a lot of this, a lot of that. Maybe your basements aren't holding up like they did last year. Well, Woods Basement Systems has been the all things basement-y expert since 1986 right here in St. Louis, proudly serving greater St. Louis area and Springfield, Illinois, and everywhere in between. Their services, their work, their staff, unbelievable. MoonLovesWoods.com is also a very special offer for you, not just with their basement stuff, but they also do a lot of concrete work as well, concrete leveling, driveways, fixing sidewalks, fixing front porches, pool decks, this, that, the other thing. Concrete leveling. Huge deal, and they had a huge, shall I say, challenge on their hands with my house. I had a front porch that was sinking into the earth, and they were able to not only level it, but fix it up and put it on piers. So it's fixed for good. I don't have to keep thinking about it every couple of years. And no Band-Aids here with Woods Basement Systems, because these kind of problems don't get better with time. They get better with Woods. So treat yourself, treat your house, your biggest investment. To Woods Basement Systems, the all things basement-y experts. Again, special website with a special deal, MoonLovesWoods.com. That's MoonLovesWoods.com.
This is King Scott, Ways of the Blades. Today I'm going to teach you swords.
First, you want to start with the holiday special, the great way to start an attack. They'll never see it coming. Next, you want to use the Festus backswing, especially if they use the Matthew Perry. Now you want to finish with a Canterbury slice. It's a great follow-up if they're using the Crom's Delight or the miniature poke. Thank you for watching. This is King Scott's Ways of the Blades. Now you know swords.
Oh, hey, how's it going, man? Hey, good to see you, good to see you. Have a seat, man. Just wanted to have a chat with you, King Scott's Virginity, just to talk with you real fast and just to say, first of all, thank you for everything that you've done for King Scott and for his lovely fiance. And I also wanted to say that you've been such a big part of our lives, whether it's the show or just in our personal lives. And relationships end, and it's time for you to go. And I didn't want you to be shocked, to be surprised or anything, so I wanted to give you an idea of what's going to be happening on the wedding night, what's to come, so to speak. So when two people are in love, they get married, and then after they get married, they normally go away somewhere, someplace beautiful, and then they get, you know what I mean? Like, they will go behind doors. I recommend going behind doors, and you so that bitch can't get out. You show her God. You know what I'm saying? This is how you show her. And so strong because she ain't never seen it before. And you drill. Okay, you know how when man first landed on the moon? That's what we're gonna do. She is your...
About new floors in your house, okay? Maybe you've been secretly lusting after new floors, but you're afraid to talk to your partner about that, because it can be an investment to take out all the floors in your home and put new ones in. Maybe you just want to go room to room. My mom, whenever they did their hardwood floors throughout most of the house, they forgot to do the bedroom. And so my mom, I go to igotfloor.com, Mom, Michael's Flooring. She perused the inventory. She liked what she saw, all right? Now we just got to get Jerry on board, and we know how that can be. So I understand it. However, maybe you just live by yourself and you don't got to answer to nobody, and you want new floors, and you want to go with a company that's 30-plus years in St. Louis, that's been doing quality work efficiently, meeting price points, meeting scheduling expectations, getting it done within the scheduled time so you don't have to, be uncomfortable for too long. That's what Michael's Flooring has done. The word of mouth and the reputation that they have had in St. Louis is a testament to their longevity. And I'm telling you this, you're going to absolutely love Mike Reynolds if you get to run into him at one of the locations. Tell him I say what's up. You'll know him by his ponytail, like I like to talk about in these commercials. Anyway, Michael's Flooring, shop local, get some new floors for those patoots. Michael's Flooring.
All right, so way back Point Fest, we are backstage with The Urge, and we just learned a very valuable lesson, that when the microphone says mute, that means that they can't hear Steve.
It's mute. That means it's not working.
That is not working.
It ain't happening.
Boy, oh boy. So we found out so far that I'm sweaty. The microphones don't work. We are off to a bang up start here, gentlemen. A bang up start.
Get that out of the way now.
Well, I very much appreciate you guys chatting. And Bill, especially you, man. You're what did you do to the back?
Oh, Doc says I have a herniated disc. I don't know. That's
big deal.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be. Do you remember? Do you remember 16 Candles?
Yes.
Like Joan Cusack in 16 Candles. This is gonna be kind of my stage move today.
Nice. The doctor told him book some more Urge shows, and then then we'll look at it.
Yeah, it might be slightly less energetic than usual.
But one thing that I've been paying attention to that's not necessarily Urge related, your photography that you have been taking on IG is really something else, man. If you don't follow Bill, you really should, man.
Oh, nice.
Well, because you guys were just in San Francisco and you took some beautiful shots.
We got to go tour a winery and everything. It was fun. Thanks,
yeah,
man.
very good.
That's awesome.
No, it's all good. I think that's one of the fascinating things about you guys is you're all very different individuals. And so when I hear from various members from time to time that sometimes it takes a little while for Urge business to get done, I'm not surprised by this.
That's a nice way of putting it.
I think so.
Yeah.
But that's
phrase.
But that's an all right thing, and that's probably a very healthy thing for where you guys are right now. You know what I'm
like
saying?
each other personally. It makes it hard.
Yeah, you don't look like you like each other at all.
We had to figure out who's going to sit next to who.
Well, here's what I would like, and I'm very demanding. But How Does It Feel is really great. It's getting such a great reaction, and we talked about that when you guys were in last week. We want more. We want more. We want more soon. We want more like that.
I know.
Bet.
This is my serious journalistic face. What do we got to do to make this happen,
We
gentlemen?
got a
What-
bunch of jams.
Yeah?
We got
a bunch.
Do
We
I
have
need to
some-
go to
we
work
do
for you guys?
And we have some covers as well. We could probably finish up. We have a couple covers we did which were fun, but we got 4 or 5 other original tunes that are pretty much done.
Well, the Feel Good Inc. cover, I thought that had been rumored to be something that you guys might release for a while.
recorded it.
Yeah.
And,
We may release it eventually.
It's
Okay.
awesome.
Might remix it and try to release it.
And what a great
Matthias,
cover for you guys to do.
it's a cool song.
Yeah, I mean,
awesome.
a very cool song. I'm actually getting to see those guys for the first time in a few weeks.
Matthias.
Oh yeah, Matthias and Matthias and Gadase kicked some ass on that.
Oh, yeah.
track. Yeah. So it's
Oh, who are you talking about?
I'm going to see the Gorillas in a
the
few
Gorillas,
weeks.
right,
Yeah.
Where are you going, Donnie?
I'm going to ACL to see them in Texas. The same week
nice.
I'm going to see those guys, Jay-Z, and Run the Jewels twice.
couple weeks.
Hello, and barbecue on top of that.
Yes.
So the feedback on the song has been great so far, and people are really loving it. Playing it for the first time today. I know you guys are very particular and you're perfectionists. So have you practiced it 1,000 times? You're like ready. Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll say that
Please let me in on the sarcasm, please.
It's way
No,
better now than it
it's-
was when we first started practicing.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
It's tight. It's tight.
Generally speaking, our set consists of songs we've been playing for 25 years. And then we write a song and we go, this is cool. And then you record it. You don't play it again.
Right.
And then we're like, oh, we have to remember how this goes, Well, not to mention, we do a bunch of vocal stuff, then we have to work it out live.
Sure.
So,
Yep.
I always find it fascinating
him
too.
and this guy, and we're singing. It's cool.
I love watching you guys on stage when somebody screws up because you make that smile, and I can't figure out what the hell that you guys are smiling about.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I find out, oh yeah, Jerry messed up, or I came in late.
Never
or
happened.
No, sorry,
He missed the whole rip.
sorry,
Jerry missed the
Jerry.
whole
I was
rip.
just looking at you, man. I'm sorry.
Example, Jerry.
most of the time.
Most of the time.
I wonder if any. I'm sorry, guys. This is went a little south. I apologize, Jerry. I love you. Please, please don't hate me. All right, last question. Last question before we get out of here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to throw this to the hockey guys in the room. Blues win the Stanley Cup this year. I'm saying it right now.
This
I
year?
love it.
Wow.
I'm very optimistic about the Blues. It's the most optimistic I've been in a while. I don't know if we're that good, but I feel great about the Blues right now.
Everybody else is really good. That's the problem.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that is. I mean, the
You know what
West
I mean?
is
It's-
tough.
Maybe this past week you were lying in bed scrolling through Zillow, and maybe this weekend you're going to hit a couple open houses because you're thinking of moving, maybe buying your first home. Well, what you should do first is call Kevin Putney. Kevin Putney at the 123 Mortgage Team. So this way you get all the home loan stuff taken care of. You qualified, you're approved, know how much money you could afford, help with the loan that fits your needs together. Listen, a loan is like a fingerprint. Everybody's loan is going to be different. Everybody's fingerprint's different. Kevin's going to put that puzzle together for you. And I'm sure you've heard the horror stories, but Kevin makes the whole process simple and painless. And I can attest to it. I bought my last house through Kevin, refinanced twice. So if you're looking to buy the new home, secure your home with more affordable financing. If you're looking to refinance the home you're in, lower your monthly payments, shorten your loan term, call Kevin Putney. He makes it as easy as 1, 2, 3. 314-862-0123, 314-862-0123, online at 123mortgage.com. It's Kevin Putney, Equal Housing Opportunity, all loans subject to underwriting approval, restrictions apply. Call for details. Cross Country Mortgage, LLC, NMLS 3029, NMLSConsumerAccess.org, 123mortgage.com, 314-862-0123.
All right, King Scott's official bucket list. Now, for those of you that haven't been listening, we have compiled a list. We've talked about it several times. And we have a new competition coming up with punishments. I know everybody's been clamoring for that. That's coming. We're going to announce that in a week or so.
We'll announce the Riz Olympics.
The Riz Olympics. There's going to be a set of events, and the loser is going to have hell to pay. But on the flip side of that coin, because we do love each other, and we do, believe it or not, behind the scenes, there's a lot of positivity on this show. The flip coin is we got a lot of stuff we can help each other accomplish, too.
Yeah, let's lift each other up,
achieve our
guys.
dreams. Let's lift each
Come
other
on,
up
guys.
and then break each other down.
Yes.
That is how.
That's the Riz Show way.
That's the dynamic we're looking for. So we went over some of Riz's bucket list items, and some of Moon's bucket list items, and people have emailed in. There's sponsors emailing in. There are fans emailing in. They're going to help us achieve our dreams. So it's become a community effort. So let's see if we can get King Scott some help in some of his. Number one on King Scott's bucket list, I need some explaining here, or maybe not, It says mysterious road trip, LOL.
Yeah, this one it's a big deal, and it involves numerous countries. And so, I mean, it's the dream of dreams that I've had for ages, and I want to document this whole thing. So I need to team up with someone like Jeremy from Cool Fire or something like that and talk with him, because it's a big undertaking.
Okay. I don't understand what it is.
I like that you explained it, kept it just as vague through the explanation.
I'll be driving
where are we
through
going?
numerous countries. That's all I can say.
All right.
All over the world. It'll start in North America, and then
would counties be okay instead of countries? Because we can.
I could do a practice run. Yes,
like
I would
we
love
could
to.
maybe go from St. Louis County to Franklin County.
We could put a bag
Sounds
over your
good.
head, so it's kind of a mystery. Like, where are you in Missouri?
Yeah, but no, I could start. Yeah, throw me wherever, and
then you have to walk. Like here's what we do: we put you in the back of the car with a bag over your head, and then we drive you to some mysterious field, and then we dump you there, and then you have to just find your way back here.
Yeah, you get to have a pocket knife. You have a pocket.
Listen, we are all very, very proud of our zoo, and for good reason. I mean, they care for 12,000 plus animals and receive over 2 million guests and help educate over 500,000 individuals each year through learning experiences. And St. Louis Zoo's impact on wildlife and conservation, hugely significant, and they also average about $200 million in economic value for our region annually. That is huge. And Together Credit Union has partnered with the St. Louis Zoo to help expand the St. Louis Zoo's fundraising efforts with the launch of that official St. Louis Zoo Visa debit card. The St. Louis Zoo Visa debit card rounds up the change from transactions and donates the change to the St. Louis Zoo, and monies raised helps further the conservation and animal care efforts over at the St. Louis Zoo. And members participating in this Zoo Roundup program, you receive an exclusive Together Credit Union membership to the St. Louis Zoo that gets you attraction tickets, parking perks, in-venue discounts, and a subscription to the Zoo's digital magazine. There are huge values. So, get in on this card. How do you get it? Well, you open an account online at togethercu.org/zoo or stop by any of the 14 local branches of Together Credit Union. Don't wait. Sign up today. Support the St. Louis Zoo. Visit togethercu.org for full terms and details. Together Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Togethercu.org.
So let's start off with an easy one.
Okay.
You have this incredible career with Everclear. Right. Made all of these records. You've had, I would think, multiple opportunities to do like a solo record, but you're going to put out a solo record for seemingly the first time in your career.
For not seemingly the first time.
The first time in your career. Why now?
Well, I mean, you know as well as I do that Everclear has been my baby from the beginning.
Yeah.
It's my thing. So as far as doing a rock band situation, I never felt really a need to do a solo record. I tried to do one once, and it turned into an Everclear record. And I wanted this to be different. I wanted this to be just me playing everything. Mm-hmm. So it's mostly acoustic guitar, acoustic bass, some keyboards, some drums, not drums on every song. I sing all the vocals. I play all the instruments. Co-produced it with a friend of mine who's a great engineer, producer. And, it's very raw. It sounds like it sounds like an Everclear meets Cat Stevens meets Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young.
Oh, wow.
But with some Elvis Costello in there.
All right, I like it. I look forward to that. One of the reasons that I've always liked you and liked your band is because there was always this sort of punk sensibility on those and not only a punk sensibility in the music, but you as well sort of have a little bit of that punk rock swagger.
Absolutely. I've always had that. I've always seen myself in the punk rock aesthetic.
Well, but you're
You know
buddies
what I
with
mean?
like Jim Lindbergh from Pennywise and those guys, right?
We're
I don't
all
mean to name drop.
No. We're all suburban dads,
Right.
that live in Southern California that all grew up with a lot of the same music. They went a lot more punk rock than I did. I'm older than those guys, so there's more of a sense of melody to it as far as I'm concerned. But, I mean, underlying, I've always looked at Everclear as a punk/hard rock band with a singer-songwriter. That's what we are.
Well, absolutely.
And it's not, it's not reinventing the wheel, but it's unique in its own right. And that's what we are.
Yeah, agreed. There are some artists that we have that will play our way back show, and will not want us to use the phrase way back when we're kind of speaking of them. You, on the other hand, you do the Summerland Festival, you embrace that.
Why not?
South County Urological, 314-843-8000, southcountyurological.com. That's where I went for my vasectomy. Hundreds of Rizzuto listeners have gone to South County Urological for their vasectomies. It is busy over there. March, usually the busiest time of year for South County Urological when it comes to the vasectomies. And it makes sense. The guys get the snip done on a Friday. The rest over the weekend, they ice themselves down. No heavy lifting, no mowing the lawn. Just sit back, relax, watch college basketball. Friday relax, Saturday relax, Sunday relax, and you're back to work on Monday. Quick procedure. My insurance covered it. Again, going on a Friday for the procedure. You rest over the weekend, you're back to work on Monday. How painful is recovery? For me, minor swelling, maybe discomfort for about a week. The big question is, will my sex life be affected? For me, no change in interest level or ability to do anything. Just no more kids. South County Urological, also for kidney stone treatment and prostate health. 314-843-8000, southcountyurological.com.
Well, there's a big tour, big show coming to St. Louis.
Appreciate you all tuning in. Have a great weekend. Happy Easter, everybody.
Thank you.
Happy Easter, dude.
Happy Easter.
All right, if you missed anything on the program today, the clip of the day is brought to you by Michael's Flooring. Also, the podcast brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Today's podcast is titled...
Was she making Mud Light?
Yes. Nice job, Scott.
Thank you.
That's Scott's title today.
Very good.
Excellent.
So proud of you.
Thank you.
You get 2 U's from David Lee Roth.
I've made
All
it.
right, Moon, what else?
Can You Feel the Punk Tonight? May 3rd is going to be 2 great shows, 3 p.m. and an 8 p.m. show at the Pageant. Get tickets at thepageant.com or any information at canyoufeelthepunktonight.com. The night before, Stringfest down in Maplewood, a cool little thing that's going on down there. Me and Charlie from Goldfinger will both be at a place called Earthly Enigmas. It's like an oddity shop, and we'll be there just hanging out. Doing a signing and being a part of Stringfest from 6 to 9 p.m. That's May 2nd, Friday, the day before. Can You Feel the Punk Tonight?
All right, learn.
That's very cool. 9 Mile Garden is canceled. We're going to reschedule for a better date later in the summer. So don't come out tomorrow expecting to see my band. You'll just be rained on. Follow me on the socials, though, at Learn Versus Radio. Thanks.
King Scott.
And I still believe it's happening. I don't know yet. But 9 till noon tomorrow at St. Louis Family Church, I'll be hosting their Easter egg hunt, but I'll be loitering at church all weekend, tonight's services, Sunday services. So go to slfc.org for all the info.
All right, we'll leave you with a selection from our Teamers Member of the Day, brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill from DeSoto. Ian Bridges.